Hello, hello, hello. What's up, guys? लेट कहाँ लेट भाई 1:30 पे हैं हेलो मेरे घड़ी में भी 1:30 हो रहे हैं क्या बोल रहे हो तुम लोग लेट तो नहीं हूँ भाई मैं हेलो अब फोन भी लगा दिया है चैट के लिए सो डन गाइस लेट्स गो सो गाइस हाय कीबो हे एवरीवन कैसे हो तुम मैं टाइम पे तो आ गया भाई क्राउड के लिए तो टाइम पे आना बनता है सब मतलब सबसे क्या हाल भाई मतलब लेट्स गो चलते हैं ट्विच की तरफ गए बिना कोई टाइम बर्बाद किए
has been fantastic to watch them evolve and grow ever since the formation, a complete reshaping of this squad, and they're right there. It's just, they have Sentinels in their way.
Absolutely. I think we're going to see a really strong 100 Thieves in this matchup. And honestly, they've been looking great even ever since how much they've developed since stage 2 the qualifier. And honestly, I mean, Asuna left standing from the original roster, but the rest of the 4 looked great.
Honestly, man,
We
honestly.
can't really talk about that without really getting onto like the huge star I feel like for last.
Hi Tanveer Ahmed. भाई मैं 1:30 पे आया हूँ तुम लेट हो
insane, but even beyond that, I think the identity of this team has
सब मतलब
been in their preparation. I think
भाई
that's
हेलो
when you talk about a team that's bringing in 2 super experienced coaches, a general manager who's played as a competitor before. Like that's always but
tell 5G hello God just got the notification and I'm right here let's go Nazareth
they're a great team at coming into matches with a
what are your predictions comments में लिखो guys Sentinels या 100 Thieves यार JLT कैसा है भाई
and then their attack side utterly crumbled.
Absolutely.
Comments में लिखो your predictions guys. Cloud9 का भी मैच है इसके बाद 100 Thieves. Okay. Just remember guys, if Sentinels go on to beat 100 Thieves today, I'll be giving away a Reaver 2 bundle. Let's go Madridista 2022. Sentinels हुई okay. Sentinels 2-1 got idea. Let's go. Because if Sentinels go on to beat 100 Thieves today, I'll be giving away one Reaver 2 bundle. And remember that I'll be giving away one Reaver 2. I will be giving away a Reaver 2 bundle for every Sentinels victory. Thank you in advance. Sentinels से 100 दिमाग से. CS:GO looks different. Hey man, Source 2, you never know. Yo, Sentinel FTW. Bhai, guys, also please go and take part in the upcoming 50x Reaver 2.0 bundle giveaway, guys. From Anna. If you guys somehow don't know who Anna is VLT Sentinel, right? His original name is Manoj Kashyap. I think he's under the name Manoj Kashyap on Instagram. So please go follow his Instagram and please take part in the giveaway. You have an insane chance to win 50 Reaver 2 bundle. This will be the biggest giveaway ever, guys. I honestly don't know how he's I mean, obviously I know how he's doing it because he's Anna, right? He's super rich. But 50 Reaver 2 bundles, guys. You all have a good chance, and this is me doing my part by telling you guys that there is a giveaway there, right? But not today. It's not today. I think it will be announced in the coming days. Here, Godspeed, how have you been? I'm fine, Shaurya. How have you been? Let's quickly talk about what I want you guys to talk about, right? Why is he giving away though? Because he reached 50k on Insta, I think. So very quickly, is Malav there? Hello, Malav. Malav. Is 10 sick? I don't know. I hope not, man. Okay. Let's talk about the maps Sentinels have played so far. Now, this revamped Sentinels have not shown us much at all, right? In terms of maps, if you go on to the guard match, we did see Breeze, which is sort of their go-to pick now. Did see Ascent, where they were decent, right? Then we saw Icebox, where honestly they made a lot of mistakes, and despite that, Guard just marginally won. They made a lot of mistakes in the entire series. I think good bad throw 10. But against Shopify Rebellion, Malav will be bade log after Champions finishes. Yes, man. South Asia has a franchise slot, I saw or heard. Malav big people. But yeah. And here also Breeze, I thought they were much better than Shopify. And they sort of tackled the Shopify play very well, especially with the Yoru. Shopify did like create a lot of problems, especially Moose, right? Moose, if you remember, A side, alt, the 2 shorty kills and a couple of clutches. Shroud also came up huge with a couple of clutches here early on, right? So battle between 2 Vipers. In the end, the better team won here on Breeze. Fracture was very interesting, I'll say. Zelsus absolutely dominated. I think you can chalk this down right now as an anomaly. We don't know yet what is going to happen. So apart from that, Sentinels actually look like, again, making a lot of unforced errors. Unforced errors is a term you might see in games like tennis, right? Or football. It's a term where the other team is not pressurizing you to make that error. You have choices. You just make a choice that results in an error, right? Shopify players were sick and then played decent as well. Yup. They managed to get it over the line. Hi, Samarth. But this is where my problem lies. So far, Breeze, okay, decent somehow. Ascent, maybe decent. Fracture, not really convincing. Icebox, not really convincing. Against 100 Thieves, they cannot pick any of these 4 maps, I'm telling you. I think they would have come prepared. तारिका वासवाटी छोड़ के देख रहा हूँ, ये गिव अवे मेरे को मिलना चाहिए. मेरा गिव अवे नहीं है अब्दुल्ला चौबड़िया, but welcome nonetheless. Sentinels जीती तो मैं एक रिवर 2 बंडल गिव अवे करूंगा, जो अनाउंस करूंगा बाद में. But yeah. So I think so. What they're going to go for is a compact map. Now you've already seen Sentinels ban bind, right? Both occasions. वो भी जो स्ट्रीम देख रहे हैं उसको वो पता नहीं कैसे करूंगा, बट करूंगा. और हर मैच जो सेंटिनल्स जीतेगी उस पर करूंगा. I'm rooting on it, but I want the giveaway. Damn. I think they're going to go for something like a Haven or a Split for me. Against 100 Thieves, they're going to bring it out of the box. They're going to go for either Haven or a Split pick. It's a very off choice, but I think they're going to go for a map that allows them to be compact and sort of force 100 Thieves into mistakes. Similarly, how they are making mistakes on the bigger maps. And I think obviously Senwin gonna cost you. आपने खुद बाई कर लिया रिवर कैसा है? नहीं, मैं खुद बाई नहीं करता. I don't believe in skins. Yeah. So the card pick ascent ये वो सब कुछ हो गया, ठीक है. अभी मेन मेरा क्या है कि सेन मेरे हिसाब से हेवन या ये पिक करेगी, ठीक है. लेट्स गो ऑन टू वालो प्लान ना, बेटर रहेगा. क्या लिखा? Zero skins. No, I have skins. I have Prime Vandal. I have a couple of other Vandals. I have a couple of Phantoms. बस वही है. बेसिक कुछ नहीं है. So I think they'll go for either this or they'll go for this. Right? Now see, they'll leave 100 Thieves, whatever they pick. I think 100 Thieves will pick whatever. And I think this might be decider. This might be decider. And if this happens, Sentinels do have a chance. If they go for the Breeze pick, I think it's a 2-0 for 100 Thieves. Whatever 100 Thieves end up picking, it's going to be 2-0 for 100 Thieves if Sentinels go on to pick Breeze. So let's see the veto, if it's on or not.
I also think just watching 100 Thieves matches.
Also, guys,
they
please
look
do like this
very
team,
strong on Breeze. They played
right?
against FaZe, who FaZe is also pretty good on Breeze, and before they looked at the Neon comp, but this time they had the Jet and they lost, and it looked like a really convincing 100 Thieves win. I like their protocols, I like their setups, the Cypher.
Leave
and
NA
that's something
side.
you don't expect too much here in North America, especially with the lean into the chamber. But the Cypher makes
Leave
it really
NA side.
interesting. I think that's gonna be the first map.
Yeah.
For the second map, I think we're gonna see Haven. Even though 100 Thieves lost last week on Haven, it was their map pick. They lost to FaZe. It was a mirror comp. They do have an interesting comp that I think will pair well versus a team like Sentinels. I think it's going to be a good stage.
Yeah, and it's going to be really
I guess
interesting.
100 Thieves will ban Breeze. Yeah, maybe.
Map, or Sentinels rather, because this used to be their stomping grounds way back in the day. This was the best map with Sentinels for the longest time. They
No, I think
wait for it as of late.
who you got for LCQ? There's only one team, man, Madagascar. EDG all the way.
100 Thieves is one of those teams that likes to know what to expect heading in, but it's a bit of a gray area if we do get Haven in the pool.
Yeah, and actually, that's a fantastic point, because a lot of these teams, right, pride themselves on the prep work. I was speaking to so many of the coaches at Masters, right, like, you know, speaking to Doom, right, and the amount of time he puts in to prep FPX for their games. But for Sentinels, there really wasn't much to pull from, right? Just that one game against the Guard and the game they had against Rebellion, right? That's basically it. Not a lot of material, Mel, which is going to make the prep work very challenging.
Yeah, you really have to. It's pretty spread thin, and you really just get into the gritty of it when you only have that many maps to really look at. But I have full faith in, you know, Sean Garris and Mike's to really dive in. But also Raucus and Danny, I'm sure they're doing their prep as well versus 100 Thieves. We hear Zelsa say how structured they are. It seems like they have a really good read on 100 Thieves and how they're going to come into play.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I also think there's a possibility that 100 Thieves just elects to get rid of Breeze.
To
ban it in the past. I think it's quite a flippy map, and it's been really solid for Sentinels. So I wouldn't actually be surprised if they get rid of that, and maybe we head a different direction. I think there's also a chance we get maybe split in the pool. It's something that 100 Thieves used to really like to pick in, but we haven't seen yet from them, and I don't think from anyone thus far at the LCQ.
Well, let's not speculate anymore, because the maps are good to go. So let's see what we end up getting. What's going to be our first battleground here between these two very clouded teams. And of course, Sentinels will have their first veto, followed by 100 Thieves. I'm really curious on what that first map pick is going to be, but I think
Guys, we WhatsApp group में डाल देना कि
Thieves bans Breeze here, to, you know, kind of like prevent
Sentinels continue with the blind ban. 100 Thieves ban, nice work. Easy line protection.
For sure, I think here.
Yeah, it's got to be for Sentinels.
I don't know,
expect
I
them to
just
maybe
have this
float
feeling that
that
VLT will
the
win.
second, okay.
Fracture,
Second,
okay.
Sentinels going to the Fracture instead. They've played this map. They beat Shopify on it in very
Fracture is
close
also
fashion. It's looked
sort of
very
like a
solid
short.
for them.
They can,
So
you can
it's
play
not
compact
what I
in
was
Fracture
expecting,
as well.
but it might not be what 100 Thieves expect.
And they're
either.
picking
But
Bray,
that's what's
Reese,
brutal, 'cause 100
nice.
Thieves, you talked. They've been solid on it. So have Sentinels. They're confident enough to pick it.
This is really interesting, actually, because 100 Thieves likes to ban Fracture. They haven't played Fracture this event, I don't think. So this is really interesting. So they actually... Okay, they ban Ascent.
So Decider is going to be Heaven.
I was expecting... I think... I was expecting it to be played out towards the end, but Sentinels actually ended up vetoing Binder.
Because Heaven has to be there when these two teams play. What the fuck don't open in read here? Yep.
But I think 100 Thieves must have something up their sleeve to leave Fracture in.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised in the end there that 100 Thieves do get rid of the split instead of the Haven there. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that split has been a more...
I think it's advantage
for
Sentinels.
them in recent history. Like you said, they lost last time.
Fracture is also compact. You can play compact on
So I think
Fracture.
this is pretty even territory. Like we said, that's a question mark for Sentinels, but rewinding to those first two maps in Fracture and Breeze, Fracture, I think, is the biggest question mark for 100 Thieves, because by floating that, I'm sure they expected it in the pool. They've got to have something special prepped on up, and well, they haven't played it recently. They used to have a really, really good history on Fracture. Last stage, playing that Brimstone.
2-0 sign लग रहा.
On the post plant, on that
देखते हैं भाई
attack,
उत्कर्ष.
it worked super well for them.
Exactly. Man, I'm so excited to see what they have cooked up.
This is interesting.
This is very interesting, Vito, actually.
Yeah, because you were in the lab. You were like, you had your laptop. You
I
were
have
like
my
this.
Vito's on here.
You were typing away, going nuts. You know, you had a lab coat on. You were just going in. You were doing science experiments. You were like predicting it. And then we end up with Fracture, which is just absolutely awesome. It looks like a crazy layout here. But Mel, I guess it begs a question, right? Either there's a plan in place. There obviously has to be a plan. Or Sentinels got a pretty good draw.
I think they if there's not a plan in place, which there must be, I don't know. It looks like Sentinels kind of won this veto.
Yeah,
But-
it really
Definitely
does look
Sentinels
different.
won the
excited
veto.
for the Zelsis Neon on this map in
Oh
particular.
yeah, Sentinels fans are brimming with excitement right now. This looks really good for them.
Chamber, still Chamber?
It's
Zebra?
awesome. Of course, guys, we're waiting on.
They're
one
still
of
playing on the old
players,
patch, right?
To get loaded up into the game, but I believe we actually did get an opportunity to catch up. I think with Derek to get his thoughts on the matchup ahead and everything that is to come. Let's actually go ahead and check that out. When we return, we're gonna have Agent Select.
The expectations sometimes get to your head. I try not to let it, but yeah, when you got thousands upon thousands of people like saying, you know, coming at you, saying you should have done that, you should have done that. I feel like we've all tried to just block it out, but 100 Thieves as an org is just it's just so huge that people expect them to win everything. But in a game like Valorant, it's just not. It's not that simple. I wish it was like. Trust me, I wish I want to win everything. But a lot of these teams are like, where's the skill ceiling or the skill gap is just so tight, and any team on any given day can win.
Hello,
a game,
Dog. Also, guys, the memberships are 50% off. If you guys don't know, the memberships are 50% off for the first month for you guys. So it's from YouTube only. So feel free. Version though, I'll go for 2-1 Sentinels. Just remember, guys, you have to just take membership once to enter the WhatsApp group. If you then remove your membership, you'll still be in the WhatsApp group. Although I would like for you to be there. Hi Maharshi, Old River, River Tour, Old River. Long series. Yep. स्वागत. स्वागत है आपका स्वागत. Where did Malab go after? Wow, Ganesh. Wow, welcome. लीक हो जाएगा. मेरा ट्वीट बनाया हुआ है. Problem is Google doesn't support auto UPI for subscriptions. No, it does. It does for me. You just have to enable it. Are you gonna stream the LAN? I cannot stream the LAN Zblast. They've not given me Watchparty rights, but I'll be streaming as soon as the LAN ends. YouTube में भी सट्टेबाजी वाला होना चाहिए था ट्विच जैसा. है वैसा हो सकता है. मैं कर सकता हूँ वैसा. Let's see what I can do. What up? Malavan CA is very busy. CA's partner was in town, so he was very busy with that. Although today I was told both of them will be free. So here I am gaslighting you guys as to why you are not here. Hi Hardik. See, people are so pissed off after seeing they get only 3 slots. Yeah, I still believe Riot can change things. I think they may go for 12 slots. The first thing I liked about your stream is that you pronounced my name correctly on the first go itself. Otherwise, everyone pronounces it incorrectly. Sorry, man. Sorry you have to go through that experience. You can balance in Google Play through UPI and then use it. I do that. UPI definitely has problems while taking YT memberships and SCs. Yeah. Yeah, UPI definitely has problems, but I do through UPI only. I think you just have to enable auto UPI. Who will buy out payovers? I don't think anybody is going to buy out the entire roster. 16 slots hote to balance hota. 16 slots not possible at all. For a league to take place, everyone to be in Korea is just too much. Noting membership in iPhone. There should be a join button bar. You just click on the join button and then check what are the options available to you. Do you think RRQ and BTR have a chance in franchising? No. और बताओ कैसे हो? How's everything? Yeah, I'm good, Kanish. How are you? Can't take membership in iPhone. Oh, sad man. Hopefully someone gives memberships and you get it.
thought Sentinels is probably going to favor that. And it's very clear here that, you know, plans are in place. Strategies are about to unfold between these two teams.
Yeah, it's gonna
ऐसे
be
की
really
team
interesting.
मुझे
I think
want
specifically on the defense, like
it's obvious ऐसे की team रहेगी तो
really
कौन
teams
आएगा
on the
franchise
attack
में
really slow down their
मेरे को
game,
join
right?
करने
Like,
नहीं
they
आता
can't just do a full rush on the site because
मेंबरशिप की
that
लिंक
site
हाँ
is
मेंबरशिप की लिंक डाली हुई है डिस्क्रिप्शन में बाहर जस्ट गो टू द डिस्क्रिप्शन सबसे ऊपर मेंबरशिप की लिंक डाली हुई है
take mid control. You really have to force the rotations out of 100.
जल्दी करो अमेरिका वालों इन प्रोवाइड लिंक फॉर मेंबरशिप यार मेंबरशिप है नो नो डिस्क्रिप्शन में सबसे ऊपर डाली हुई है एक बार
What I am interested in though is
See
Sentinels
this.
is bringing a composition that I think can work solidly against those types of plays.
How do I
They've
show?
gone to the triple initiator here. Not a lot of teams have done that. They've elected for a no duelist comp, putting Chen's on the chamber instead. He's looked great in the role, and the coordination with the
See
initiator
here.
has been really nice, particularly on the attacking
See
side.
this,
So
join this
both
channel to
teams
get
best
access to
sides
perks.
match up pretty well against each other.
Yeah, but looking at our first map here.
Make a team now with every player free agent.
Honestly, I actually
हाँ फिर
feel
buy
like
कर
our
सकते हैं
teams
अपन से
have
yep you
some
can buy it by pressing this link
Like, yeah, Icebox is
Bar.
not something that, you know, they 100 Thieves like to play.
और ऐसे franchise
Fracture, floating that, leaving that available tells me 100
See, I'll be very honest.
They are aware that this
ये
is
सब बात करके फायदा नहीं है ग्लोबल को मिलेगी
how to take the, you
ठीक
know,
है अगर ऐसे से है तो
or they
and I think so global को अकेले नहीं मिल
in
सकती
place here to really
global must be partnering up with someone for funds
Sentinels just switched over to the
ठीक
now
है
comp that a lot of teams in NA
fine
switched
what
over
is the
to
next step after getting selected
Party in that regard and look good at it, but
I think
also
then
relationship
the next step is to
doing
figure
well
out
against
your
the
roster
composition. They've played
acquire a roster
twice on this very map and looked good both times. They run a comp a little different than what most other people do. They put the emphasis on their raise and they run
but then for global to win
so they're really putting an emphasis on that.
the roster has to
Using it
consist
to
of players from outside SA
playing the post with their
they
raise.
cannot go the patriotic way
Work really well.
by keeping SA players only
A big part of this game is going to be heavy on Celsius, and I mean he's willing to take that pressure. Last game on Fracture,
then you have so many players available
especially dropped 30 kills versus Shopify, I believe. And I think again, we're
1
gonna
million
have to
मिलेगा
see
5 लोगों
come out swinging.
Yeah, Agent Select's going to be popping up in
नहीं
a few seconds,
गलत है
folks.
1 मिलियन के आसपास मिलेगा एनुअल पर्स
And actually, this is a good question.
एक साल में आई थिंक सो 2 लीग्स चलेंगी
Mimi, do you think this goes to 3? Does it feels
I
like
think so crazy guys
go to 3.
I might be spatting
crazy
some
guys
Sentinels,
should
but
be
I
bought
think
out by
there's a
someone
real
in
chance
franchise
Sentinels could do well. I think if there's a map pool to
Look
do
at
it, it's
you.
here.
I think the map pool is perfect for Sentinels yep Kanish
All the,
Just map veto, Sentinels is one.
is a Sentinels fan confirmed.
You going to Korea? Everybody has to go to Korea, Samar.
Going 3?
I think
कोरिया में ही होगा कोरिया में you have to set up pop-up boot camps
100 Thieves. Oh, snap. The desk
Sorry.
is split.
My head tells me 100 Thieves is going to win this. My heart still tells me Sentinels.
Okay, come
I
on.
want Sentinels versus Edward Gaming at
franchise में auction होगा क्या no
2 billion viewers.
Yeah, that's what you want. See, Mimi plays the long game, folks. She doesn't play it for the you know the skill or the quality. No, she wants the clout. She wants as many
because
viewers.
कोरिया में ही land होगा
I just really like these for now. When I
11 DM got tier
as possible, that'd be so awesome.
okay
All right.
11 DM got tier
Agent Select should be
I
popping up
agree.
in a minute, as we
if
get
you
ready
see it from
for Fracture,
the Indian
first
perspective
game of the day. Make sure you guys are
you
on
bring them over to APAC
I think is going to walk away with the win.
Are
Make
they
sure
top
that
5?
hashtag
Are they top 10?
LCQ. You can also use VCT.
what happens to the players irrespective of
Even pop up there during our commercial.
the players will be signed
From,
by
NRG
these
Esports.
dogs
Give them
who are in franchise or in the tier 2 leagues then
as well, right? She's
they'll
out
play.
killing it
do you
today.
think Korean mechanical skills are
Doing this, and she's a natural. But
I think Korea's aim is not that good but they're definitely better than
I just want to get
APAC.
into this game already, Mimi, because
not APAC in general but like
I was not a fracture in
most regions of APAC
but as time has gone by,
Isn't
I've
league
really
land
come
location
to love
will
watching
change?
this map being played at a high
no
level.
I think it's going to be Korea
Let's see what gets
with
done.
It's a fun one to take a
I
look
think
at.
it's Japan I think so they might go to Japan as well for some tournaments or something
Okay, yeah, we
but
have
largely
to
Korea,
actually
yeah.
play. Austin is going to be playing Neon for 100 Thieves here.
Yeah, it's an
the Chinese teams can play this good why can't we
working really well for them. I talked
because
about
they have better infrastructure man DM top 10 for sure LF top 10 flex never so good.
good. Fills a similar
See, this
role.
is where
Dive and
we are
work
wrong.
well for them.
And we're seeing
I
their comp here as
have
well.
immense love for DM and LF they are like little brothers to
Take
me
this map, there's no
they are probably one
barriers
the
or
best
differences.
people in
Just
India
whoever's better is gonna win.
Does it feel
DM
like
and
the-
Eskerosi are the two players who are sort of class apart.
on this map? 'Cause we've
Helep,
seen it,
for
quite a
me,
bit before.
was the best player in India for a long time.
Thieves was running
For a long time.
but they're not doing
He was
that.
the best player in India.
Go for the mirror.
But when you go out to APAC, you say top 10.
I love the way 100 Thieves
Never.
plays on stage. I think pivoting to the neon here will kind of force a bit of a change in how they want to play this map. 'Cause
Never,
it's reliant
guys.
on stellar
Do you
ability.
realize what top 10 means? Top 10. If you consider 5 players of Paper X, 5 players of Zergia, that is 10
Time to
already.
Mark Casters and
Then you have Onyx, you have Bleed,
I don't know. It's
you
gonna be
have
on the call. Fellas,
Team
take it away.
Secret. You have so many good players, man. You have players who are not even participating here. You have PTC and you have John Olsen. They are not even participating here in the LCQ. Boom, boom players. You have alter ego players. You have Oceania players. So the match of DWK and Cone, and personally I believe that Korea except DRX is good. No, I think Dangwon is a very good team. This lineup is very good. It's just that it was too soon. Asun on Neon, yes. This will be very interesting to
It's
see.
been a while since we've seen 100 Thieves be able to be favorites in this series overall. I mean, the last time they played,
It's a mirror
was
comp,
on the
guys.
team. So this is going to be a good one,
NGX
guys.
players were, yeah, NGX players again. So you have Astro again. So 100 Thieves is choosing to go for the Sentinels play. If you remember, Sentinels used to do this beam in control fast, but now it's 100 Thieves that went there. But beautiful counter by, okay. That was a lucky ding from within the smoke that allowed Bang to pick up that kill. See this again. This space that Bang is still keeping is beautiful, right? And then he peeks on the back of the flash. Beautiful from Derek. I think Bang made it right by just holding there with his discipline. But then that Derek flash allows Bang. So beautiful team play already you can see coming out from 100 Thieves. Even if it was lucky, the Zelsis skill was also a team play, right? Someone dinks and then Bang swings, right? Dinks and swings. Hi Vishal. जीते रहो भाई बहन सपनों में. Don't agree. I'm talking hard facts, man. Do you think life and Kang Kang ऐसा moment हो गया ये? I think Sentinels will really struggle if this is all they have. Fast executes is all they have, because since it's a mirror comp, I think denial is very easy for them. Do you think EDG can win LCQ? EDG is winning LCQ. Simple, straightforward. The only team that can stop them is Cone or K1, sorry for butchering the name. Bang is really underrated. He has been the best player. Yeah, Bang is definitely one of the best players there. I sort of don't agree with him being the best player, right? But he's definitely one of the best players. I agree to you. God की audience international है, रात में भी करती हूँ. क्या बात है Nexit? तुम ही सब हो इसलिए तो करती है भाई. And I'm very happy कि we have a niche audience that likes to watch these games और इसके बारे में बात करना पसंद है उनको. So very good. Eco round farm ops. Zelsis is there. Who is there with Zelsis? Farm ops, man. Just farm ops. Beautiful. Remember, dual economy. Okay. Zelsis is inside.
That trademark actually gives them false information here.
Oh.
Spawn already.
Okay. Again, beautiful. See, this is what I. Okay. If you see, we have a similar comp at RG. Hello Hussein. Aim में best कौन होगा into you world में? बहुत difficult है पूछना. I think I would prefer Durke. I always prefer Durke. NTH is also good, plus they really do good in rematches. It's because of Bale, right? You have to understand, when you have a legend like Bale mentoring you, it's something else. So this was good from Sentinels. The way they change pace, the way they are farming the orbs, that means the mentality is there. They know what they have to do here. They can't just bum rush or go for executes all every time, right? The luck is on 100 side. K1 are definitely nervous in the first. No, I see. I'll show you. I expected them to lose to Northampton because Northampton is a very bad matchup for K1. Okay, this burning utility. They're playing very offside. I think they just decided to keep one area. And that is very good. Celsius, good coverage. Okay, tense.
Expect two players here though in arcade. Noise now, tense.
Yes, he does. You see the transfer not coming through, man, giving him a little shoulder.
Oh, bang, man. 1-1 against EA is tough, I think. To Getsu and Shao with the Guardian, close map. Man.
Nice double swing too for
So Getsu is a different
Good
beast.
coordination, but still a lot to play for here. We've got
Engage for so long, what do you think? Nah.
Dapper trying to
Beautiful. See, this is what team play is all about.
on the tap. See Molly starts to swing through. Will's pinching around at just the right time. He's able to
They've converted the bonus. This was a very, beautiful play by Bang.
100 Thieves 3-0 to start.
Tens gets that kill. Sentinel shut down
went as clean as
100 Thieves and they win the round. But now that 100 Thieves have converted the bonus, very bad for Sentinels. Again, if your Sentinels here, what do? This round, farming orbs is not enough now, right? You have breach ult, sort of the basic play is to go secret and ult, but I think 100 Thieves will be prepared for it. So what do? You sort of besiege, B, and then switch. Hello, Storky. And what you do after is you use breach ult to counter aggress after the plant or after taking a certain area.
Thieves spike
But they're playing,
this time around.
okay, they're playing
Just
split.
stinger in the hands of Zelsis.
And Tens continues to sort of
For one step closer to getting
play lurk. I don't like
that no command online.
lurking here, to be honest, in this round. Don't really see it as something that's necessary. Okay, good stun.
Look at that dump.
Beautiful.
Bang.
Again. See, this is why Hunt Thieves is so good. Individual decision making. You saw what Stella did here, right?
Surprised to see them committing here, Shazam. And Tens.
And here also, Derek.
Swing flashed up. Chaz is able to take
I think there was some sort of miscommunication because Stella ran back. I think the plan was for Derek to peek with Stella, who's the agile of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I'm very confused as to Sentinel's idea there. I don't think they expected maybe
Only
to
damn
get
Stellar.
those that
Yep.
were not on site.
I actually
And
don't know.
Stellar just
I
pops
believe
up
it
there.
was supposed to be Derek, but I think it's Stellar
And
or
you can
someone.
see
Stellar or Will.
the Tens and Shazam are at that point.
It's
after
not
the
Bang,
play
it's not
actually
Asuna.
happens, are they moving
Maybe.
from the
I don't know.
south side, from the spawn side for the attack. So
Got any idea of any org which is currently looking for a data business and analyst?
a rotator
See,
and
Vishal,
something like that. Okay.
even if they're not looking for it, if you have built a dossier, just submit the dossier. Just mail them, cold mails.
You get arcade
You know, just cold mail them.
Chaz is rolling thunder too.
Someone will, if someone likes your work, they will hire you regardless. They'll give you an internship if not a full job.
Dealing with the flank
And but that's what individual decision making is much better with 100 Thieves. They've developed this, and it's not out of individuality. It's, I think so, a very conceited effort from the coaching staff as well to develop this decision making.
Shazam can hold on to that ult. For the retaker, the post plan, and even gets a shot on the Bang.
I think if you remember, there's an anime going on right now called Aoashito or Aoashi.
With Dapper tucked in a little corner.
They explain it very beautifully. It's like the job of a playmaker or any player in football is to be so good that at any given time, when you're under pressure or when you want to make a play, you have 4 options and you pick the right one. And I have sort of always done that in Valorant with my players. I sort of give them options rather than telling them this is wrong. I tell them there are better options. And I think that is going to be so much that conditions them to understand how to gauge which option is better.
Mentioned the red carpet.
And with that, Sentinels win the first round.
Flash, making it look like a paparazzi. Zelsis was so good.
Twitter works. I have analytical work in other datasets
All
than game
blind in
sets.
spawn.
Whatever
So
you want.
Really well coordinated.
Also guys, any round that you want to be broken down,
Maybe see that
save कर लो.
used in the post.
Round number, map खत्म होने के बाद round number लिखना. We'll go through that round, right?
The retake is not successful for 100 Thieves there because of that.
We'll go through that round. So just note it down कहीं पे,
Shazam set
है ना?
up Zelsis.
और map खत्म होने के बाद लिख देना.
He
We'll
was
go
the
through that round.
Key factor in their win against Shopify on this map.
He's the only
Okay.
one over at Dish right now. And just
So now they know they have very, they have almost no information about Dish, right? They know Sentinels came Dish because of the knife, and Sentinels are beautifully pivoted towards B for a B split. Again, Bang is going to be crucial here again.
He's up close, so wondering if they commit to this B
If he
side.
gives up tower control, it's gone. Beautiful shot from Derek. Okay, this was premature. He could have done this on Bang's contact or something. Oh, oh my god. Asuna, man.
These rounds are so clean that I'm starting to feel 100 Thieves is supremely prepared for this.
And they
match.
made one of the most harsh
I was
decisions in the
wondering, too,
lineup.
because I
Yeah,
think a lot of the narrative
I think
for 100
very
Thieves was,
necessary.
you know, this
And they
first
brought in
match,
the
they
proper
actually had
coaching
time
staff
to
as well.
prepare. And this is also the first time
Brought
we
in
actually
proper
see
structure
them
with the
playing
general
an map that we
manager,
haven't seen before
right?
from their opponents.
That is how it
Played
should
this
be.
last week.
Whoa!
So bringing out this new comp as well. They're hiding strats from their opponents.
As soon as
as well.
irreplaceable. Yeah, definitely. And I think they wanted
With this
to
5-1,
retain
I'm
Ethan
wondering
as well.
right now, I think
Ethan
Shauna
chose
said
to
this is a
leave.
perfect storm.
They wanted to retain Ethan. Ethan maybe didn't have faith in whatever they were building. And he was maybe more convinced by the NRG project. Possible best 5 from SA. I have always said LF, DM, Lightning Fast, SK Rossi, Ace, Antidote.
Recent memory, right, where they just weren't able to get it past the finish line. So
Good
it's a crucial
timer.
step now, but they can't fall asleep here.
Well,
Sentinels call a timeout.
Against FaZe, the set map you're referring to, you know, that was.
So I think there are
mapped really
phases
down
of
deep
timeouts
into
with
a
these
series
teams. If
already.
you call a timeout if you lose the
It didn't
bonus,
feel
if you
this
want
clean.
to
You know
maybe
what I'm saying?
condition
Like,
for a fourth round.
for example,
Or
you
you
see
give
a lot of
your
the
team
teams
another
that
buy
start
round
the
before
round
you sort
working
of call the
well, and they're
timeout,
never
right?
getting punished.
Don't know why
Some of
people
those
consider
other
10 one of the
teams, this time
greatest.
they go for a little
To
bit
the
of
so
tree
made an
aggression
official
from the
matches.
beginning,
Shouldn't Baby
just putting
GB?
the smoke down.
I
This
think
man,
Baby Che,
you're
from
not
what I've
risking all.
seen,
These types of
people
situations
from
where
what people are saying on
consistently
Twitter, he
falling
has
back
some
and
sort of
forth with
attitude
others,
issues or something.
and
I don't
making
know.
sure, you know, they're making
He
them
seemed
shut
like a
their
good
play.
player.
That
Not
wasn't
Amaterasu.
happening in that FaZe series.
It
This
is what it
series
is, Swagat.
really, I mean, so far, it feels that way.
I absolutely love
Cautiously
Amaterasu.
optimistic about the way that they're playing.
The way he's been able to adapt and juggle so many things in his life. He's an inspiration to many, including me. But if you say like that, even Hellranger is not there. Hellranger for me was the best IGL in CSGO in India. And he's not there in my lineup as well. You have to go with, I think, you have to move with the times. Unfortunately.
Arcade take, but things
Whoa.
will here, and Zelsis is finally getting an opening. 100 Thieves with the wrong gamble.
Fast meets fast, and now you've got the overstrike dropping down.
Okay, now they'll corner her. Stella. Beautiful flash. Was it a self flash? No.
Bane drops first, and Shroud follows too.
It was Stellar, right?
Vision goes his way.
Go look at all international events and he not carried 10. Yep. 10 is so good.
Players just on the other side.
I just think 10s and Sentinels are not a good fit anymore.
Timing gorgeous, the kills delivered.
Oof.
Will drops. Hence, how much more can he find?
Nice one.
And he's not able to do much about it.
I don't think Sentinels timeout actually worked.
Right out of the
I think
timeout.
100 Thieves made
I was
a
just mentioning
bad
I wanna see some
call here,
different sort of
to be
thing.
honest.
But
Very
actually,
honestly.
in hindsight, you're loving the way that this goes because they kind of read Sean
Just
Garris
kidding,
and
it's
the
fun.
rest of 100 Thieves as
Total
well.
reality
They
status
go
of
for a
one. Some
punish
say dicey,
where they
some say
think,
trend.
okay, now they're going to stop with this arcade flash dash that Zelsis is
Dicey is definitely on.
constantly.
This
So
10
we go for
Trent,
an
he came in
underpass
hot. He
and
came in
potentially
really
a
hot,
virgin
right?
punch if the ideal
Now if you
conditions
see,
are
is
there.
more like
But
leveled up.
Zelsis just goes
So
right
where do you
back.
think 10s
So
will fit?
now maybe we'll start to see a little bit of
I don't know, man. Somewhere where he's enabled more. Sentinels is more of like a team where everybody played individually, and now they're trying to play more sort of together. Oh, Zelsis, he expected a flash. Let's go, Zappy. Sen playing using strategy, that's something new. That was overpowered then, but not anymore. I think 10s is still good enough to be for teams to play around him. See? But I think the way he's being played right now in Sentinels is not really extracting the best value out of him. Because I think this meta suits 10s actually. Regardless of what you may think.
And they just have to delay because Tens is taking ropes all the way around. If Shroud can hold back long enough, Tens can make a play here. But time is not on his side. And
Okay.
Creeping forward. It's so clean.
He's
Can
bought enough
Tens do
time.
something? Is the element of surprise going to be enough? Is Will's going to start to get the defuse? He's going to stick it all the way out. Position. Cleans it up.
That was a bad choice. 2020, everyone played Valor like CSGO very aimless, now it's all meta. I don't think everybody played Valor like CSGO in 2020 itself. I think that's a very short-sighted assumption. So I'll just check ropes when his teammate is
It
signed.
wasn't even planted for what Tens wanted to go for, which was the wrap
Bro.
around to be able to fight the post plant when time is really delayed. Like if it was planted right to the the regular post plant spot, then maybe something.
Nah, man, that was a very bad
Either way,
choice.
I do
That was
like
a
the
very
approach
bad
to
gamble
Zelsis'
to take.
kill there.
He didn't even have the plant on his
Walking up
side.
and killing Zelsis even necessarily.
This is
the type of
looking
player
bad
that
for
you want
Sentinels.
to be
Look
winning
at
these
that
fights
buy.
against one of your stars.
They have that poor ult,
They're able to
but
actually
that is
win
all
and
they can
regather
conjure up
themselves
this
for
round.
that.
They have 10s on a full buy, sort of.
And there it is. Also here, players on the other side. Now the aftershock gonna push him back even further. No command through the
Oh.
melee. Landing is the fast lane.
Nice,
Propulsion.
Zapper.
Also not able to do anything with it. Zelsis trying to push his way forward to Dapper. Weak. Tens is fallen, but the spike has been planted.
Again, Tenks looks very
Now
underconfident.
Bang showing up to
180 वाले तो स्कूल के बच्चे लगते हैं भाई. Yeah.
23 here.
Proper, you know, discipline, एकदम dress code and all. I like it though. The Sean Garris education system.
No smoke here from Bang, so very. Oh, also one way on top too.
That should be the last bit of post-plant utility. There is no other damaging utility left. Got that's really it. Will holding the line first with the operator is going to get a shot at much more.
Beautiful.
He certainly can't deliver. Stellar can't either.
That was a good multi-peak, man.
Those are the tools that you need in that situation. Since that timeout, Sentinels.
No, the timeout didn't change
Obviously,
anything,
they
guys.
lost the
Let's
last round, but
be
every
honest.
single one of their hits feels like it's working. They're countering the sort of aggression.
हाँ जी भाई, हाँ जी भाई जी, क्या scene है, क्या बात है सर? You wanted to show for franchising, yeah. Why does Shroud use Molly every time so early? I think it's a new players, it's a beginner's, what can you say? It's a beginner's bargain, sort of. He's trading utility with time. He's surviving. His aim is survival there. Also, a lot of times what you'll see is Shroud uses his molly quickly, so he doesn't have to think about where to place his molly. Again, good from Zelsis, beautiful. Zelsis just makes this. 103 from NA and G2 from you. Best match, especially Jersey. Jerseys are so sick. Yup. Like, I won't survive for postman. Let me just. Yeah, that's what. Like, not just that, but like, it's a beginner's thing. He's buying time with it for himself to take decisions because he's new, so his decision making is sort of slow. So he's trading utility to find sufficient time to make the proper decision. I think you can see this in a lot of runs that Shroud plays. He uses utility faster just to hold. Zelsis is going baby. Zelsis has been the best addition here, man.
Phenomenal.
First master में तो sense अच्छा कोई दिखाई नहीं. Exactly, he mollied because Tenso was coming from. Exactly, he bought time. Exactly. It's not just because Vishal Tenso was coming; it's for himself as well. So he can now choose where to peak. Either drop, right, or here. Drop, beam, drop, beam. Sir, beam my coach. Wow, Zappy. First half teams ने जो improve किया है. Where is Kellogg's right now? I think he was with Heretics. Not blind to pretend. Yep.
Round that I think we've seen out of 100 Thieves the entire half, right?
Yeah.
And time to put pressure on opponent.
Yeah, it was.
Another very good point.
Finally, their bank got big.
Another very good point.
So, they'll put together a buy again.
He was playing regional leagues. Yep, VRLs.
Already one of the changes.
Look at the Vitality team that lost the VRL finals. All-star team.
Have to revert.
That would beat EMEA teams.
Struggle a little bit on that A site specifically.
क्या हाल है Zappy?
And that was
Cute color.
not Bang's fault at all. It's just the setups that they were.
Yeah, this has the makings of a 6-all if they can get this round.
It's really interesting here, yeah. They have
Again, using a slide early on to close the space, but Asuna falls back.
From any sort of pressure here. And so they've barely invested.
Oh, they conditioned them to. Oh, beautiful.
Down from Shroud and a stun from Zelsis. The cooldown for Shazam is off. And a KO
G2 is on.
So right now,
I think Kellogg's
success for 100
was.
that just throws
Kellogg's, you can compare him with Paradox, very honestly. Like, not in terms of skill level, but in terms of how their careers are panning out. I think Paradox and Kellogg's are sort of same, where they are very good talents for their region. They are prodigious talents. Oh, he expected the C to be faster. Shazam screwed up a bit. Asuna raised more than any other agent. Asuna Reina though will forever be a feeling. that not many other combinations can replicate.
41 HP. Knife to cover things up. Will still holding the op. It's just Dapper.
Oh, beautiful from Dapper.
Just be enough. Shaz in a 1v2. 7.
What a beautiful. Oh my god. Stellar and Derek. What a peak, man.
On top of each other. Very
What a
difficult.
peak.
And a success.
Asana, great cover
for
using
NRGs there. Complete
Valorant
success.
stun.
Sentinels,
Yeah.
what felt like, you know,
So,
definitely a push fast.
yeah, we were talking about
Once
Kellogg's.
they didn't
Kellogg's
get
and
anything
Paradox,
from that
right?
Halls push from
Both
Celsius,
very
it didn't feel like they had a real
prodigious
follow-up,
players
so
for
they
their
just
own
went right back
region,
into
right?
hitting
They could do
and
things that
hitting.
other
Had to
players
make
could
a
not,
little bit of noise,
but
make sure they controlled the back.
never really gave that much time to the game,
That
or never
is a little
were that serious with achieving a lot in terms of, because at TR, I think Paradox was the same as Kellogg's was in G2.
It never really followed up with
Kellogg's got
actual
confused for being
hits
lazy, yep.
after taking control of it. Now they're pinched in halls here for Under Thieves.
We actually saw this hit out of drop a couple of times. First Sentinels.
And I would prefer a player with less talent,
Fast lane to provide some cover. Now
but he would rather be willing to put the work in to be better,
on this southern side of the map, you see
not just for his own sake, but for his team's sake as well. Oh,
there's that orbital strike this time from Ben.
isn't Paradox playing CSGO too? He was playing 3 disciplines, which just goes to show that he's competitive in all 3 in India, and I mean, it's mind-boggling the level of talent that guy has.
Doesn't get the second. The swing out from Will is too clean.
Teams will make changes in roster, definitely.
Really nice job from
Tier 2 leagues will also have a minimum salary cap, is what people are telling me.
That was a
If that is the case, then everybody is going to earn much more than what they're earning right now.
Followed up onto that site.
Hopefully, man, people earn more.
It goes well for 100 Thieves. Sentinels find themselves at a deficit. We'll see
Yeah.
if they can make it up in the second half. We'll be right back.
Shows how backwards the PC gaming industry is in India, except for Valorant. Then just got W'd. But Derek here makes the play. That double in under so much pressure. Oof. Again, an 8-4 half. Sentinels won't be too disappointed by it, given how it started. But definitely the 11th round will be something they will ponder upon, because there was some miscommunication or timing issues, right? A man can't compete at CS, Street Fighter, and Valorant at the same time. Yep. But he is, and he's competitive in all. Have to start from somewhere. Is Fracture defense-sided? See, again, I have told you guys about sided, right? I don't believe any map is sided except for Split, right? And then Breeze. These are 2 of the most one-sided maps. Apart from that, all maps, I think so, are not evenly sided, but almost evenly. There's some variance, but like they're almost evenly sided, I feel. What is the logic that you can give me for being attack sided or defense sided? Attack has more maneuverability, right? Has 4 areas from where they can attack. Very standard stuff, right? Defense, still hold out, right? Sort of have 5 areas if you count sands as well, right? Defense, again, B defense is sort of now very much convoluted. You have to retain towers control if you don't have certain ults, or you don't have that good a retake setup on maps. Yeah, exactly. I believe they're balanced. Not evenly balanced, but balanced. Except Split and Breeze. Why is Relic not playing in TR? I have no clue, man. You should ask the TR management for that.
Hang on. Doug and Bala on the call. Sentinels defensively, they've looked pretty good on this map. They're going to have a chance to
Johnny
see
bhai banna cha raha hai.
back what 100 Thieves will try to do on attack.
And I really liked the aggression that they could go with for Celsius.
Even Bind, I don't think so. Bind
Obviously,
Bind must be
everybody on their mind
skewed
right now at
maybe
topside for
53,
100 Thieves.
54%. He
Did not
joined
go
W
well
Street
in their
recently.
last map,
Yeah,
last
everybody
outing.
knows.
And that's why they're
But
in the lower bracket right now.
It's
Wasn't
okay.
for that potentially.
8-Bits Mafia used to do the same play, PUBG as well as Clash Royale.
Instead, they find themselves here in a
Okay,
classic matchup.
भालो क्या बात है ममोसा, हाउ आर यू, इतने रात को भी जगे हुए हो?
Shots as Asana's just jumping around his
Damn mimosa.
Tough shots to hit for sure. Shazam
When I
finds
use
one though.
when we
Through
stream,
the smoke. On somebody
yes,
trying to
please
cross
ask Mimosa to stream, man. LST कैसे disbanded? WST कैसे disbanded?
Thieves
Yes.
as they assume post-plant positions. You've got Bang who's playing on
It's a
site.
5v4, but now they've taken Sands control. Beautiful stun though.
Down, there's a knife there, and
Again a very good stun.
and they deal with everything else.
Again a good flash. Okay, Sentinels, you're playing well.
They take it now.
This is your round.
Sentinels,
Yep.
and it gets cleaned up. Real pretty
4
win.
classics and 1
Justice with the
frenzy.
defuse,
In the
Sentinels
South
with
Asian
the-
lineup.
Yeah, that
Soon,
was
fingers crossed.
just wow. I mean, that was what I was thinking when I saw the
Fingers
retake
crossed,
of Sands
Mimosa,
for 100
fingers
Thieves was
crossed.
responded to so well from Sentinels. Again, you see them falling back into positions where they're not able to get traded, and then you have the fault line from Shazam, a counter flash again, and we have them rotate back up towards the top of the rope instead of spawn exiting and crunching them.
Is
That was
franchising for
destruction.
more quality competition? I think it's more of a streamlined competition, and then it will also be good for the economy because it will trickle down, right?
Series 1-1 now. Sentinels converts one of their
Why aren't you coming to Bangalore? I'm not
They have a
rich
chance to
enough.
bring this back.
Can't spend
After
50k, 40k to go to an event from my own pocket.
Exact same look we
If
saw
they
from
wanted
Sentinels, a
to
3-step
invite me or even use me as an analyst on the analyst desk or something, I would have been very happy to do that at any rate,
It's a bunch.
mind you. Okay, beautiful 5-man. I loved this push.
Now, actually,
So
the gun
expensive.
situation is evened out.
Yeah,
Just
flight tickets were 11k each, so that means 22k. Stay would be around, let's say, 2k per day, which would be like 10k, right?
it's a good
So
kill.
you have
Back up now,
32k,
gets the
then
advantage,
food and
brings
travel
down one
at
of those
least 8k,
specters.
right? So it's 40k. Just remember how high it was TSM Bang, just to get banned after a few weeks. Yeah, Bang,
Have some time.
dude, that icebox map, if you remember,
The
guys,
thing is, Sentinels
on
do
TSM.
they go under? Do they rotate over to
If
A?
Bleed was invited, then Bangalore could have been
What's going on?
spawns.
And
Yeah,
Hojai
obviously.
using that.
See,
Push their way forward. Derek on the
I think I'm
team.
very lucky to have found an org like Bleed.
Guns working their way, and
I think they trust me a lot. They have faith in me.
Great
I
flash
would
from
have.
Shao as well from
You
Shazam.
won't want anything else rather than faith and trust in your own abilities by the owner, by the players, by everyone.
Talk a lot
And
about how
the owner is someone
getting
who
more
just
structured because of the way that
like
the game
wants
is.
the best
Again,
for everyone inside his org.
those calls right there that indicates they're
Food
fully
8k,
buying
food
into
and travel.
Sentinels.
As soon as 36 on raise icebox.
I
Damn.
mean, I think the hype is warranted right
Food
now.
8k, food and travel. Imad,
Maybe
I
not
said
the
food and
hype,
travel. Travel is also
but
very expensive
I
from
really do
wherever
feel
I'll
like
be
the
staying.
culture shift
So
is
wake up at
finally occurring
3:13.
with Sentinels, with the
Surely
new
the
additions of
long term,
Shroud
whatever
and
happens.
Zelsis, and with
Yeah,
the
man.
pressure of LCQ, which
I
they
hope
never faced
because I think you need teams like Breed that show people how much forward faith can bring you towards these matches. Flight tickets are too expensive. Yep.
from elsewhere on the map, and you see them start
पढ़ाई कब करता है वो?
understanding where 100 Thieves are trying to push.
हो जाती है भाई.
It's going to be a fight for retake here.
I don't know if you know, but he recently got a very good.
Zelsis and Dapper playing around
I don't want to reveal what he did in terms of studies, but
out of sight.
he recently completed something.
So he could use his molly in the post plant. All 5 players in the
So,
halls. Which
congratulations,
could be
Mimosa, man.
disastrous if a smoke goes up.
I'm proud.
How did that not hit Stellar? He's still healthy.
But yeah,
Still
definitely.
safe. Shaz is on the challenge, and
I think the only other org that has ever shown me that sort of support has been Reckoning. And even that in the beginning, it wasn't like that when I was starting out as coach. It was during the second stint, definitely. Richardson is probably close to being profitable with his org.
Dapper is ridiculous.
That was a beautiful
Just
retake, bro.
spraying them down. Again,
The way they
ideas are
flooded
so
into B
good
main.
from Sentinels. Fighting back against our halls really well.
Lead
and
on a
they
rich as
cleaned
fuck.
up before the post
Sif
plant could
rich.
really begin
See,
even.
there are a lot of people who are
Once that
rich.
smoke is down, once the defuse gets tapped, you just think if you're
I
hungry,
think
hey,
the
sit up,
vision
step
or
behind
the
smoke.
way
Wow,
the
speed
bleed
of
owner
Dapper
wants
there.
his team or his org to function, the
Classic
way he's
SME.
structuring the entire thing, it's very commendable. And also, he has very
So
quality
predictable
people
now for
around him.
Sentinels, I think.
He's serious, he is ominous, he has Legia.
Got a lead at half, and it's for all intent. I mean, it's eradicated. It's gone.
Here comes the fast Elsa's push that we've
Used to
seen
think
many
you're a kid, but
times.
you're my
Will is
age.
just completely stunned up.
Mimosa age revealed,
Hasn't
guys.
disappeared.
Mimosa age revealed.
But But that gives Arcade control, and these pistols, Shazam falls. And we've got ourselves actually a situation.
Okay, but he doesn't know that there's a beam in push. He's sandwiched. He doesn't know that he's... Oh, what? Will? He flanked the flankers? Stop cap.
Where did all these... I mean, they had no money. Where did all those kills come from?
Graduate school or college. You don't graduate from school. Come on.
All that pressure from Arcade.
No cap.
Leads to Sentinels falling back to try to actually fight the site.
What the fuck just happened?
And then the other two kills, I actually...
They got so involved in
Came in front. There's that shot from Will. Two of them on the flank.
flanking that they forgot. Like, they forgot to check behind.
That is what stops
10 se आगे move to Machana. Fastest thrifty award. Done. You are doing your UG. Musa ka face reveal cup. Whenever he wants to do it, man. 16th round. Okay. Just remember, guys. What program course? Mumbai people call it class 12 as junior college. Hey man, Mumbai people are weird. Junior college, senior college, degree college.
They have all the time in the world right now to try to figure out what's going on, but we actually haven't seen many of these slow defaults.
School, high school, college, and postgrad or professional degree. What is so hard?
Somewhat because both comps are very execute heavy.
इतना नहीं बता सकता. We call it pre-university college. ले भाई इनका और है.
Pop out, much like Sentinels was doing, and they went for that dish take.
Fast lane, some smokes.
Okay. Don't think this is the map for Tens to be open. Tens likes more freedom, movement, and all. Nah, man. This isn't the play, Sentinels. Good from Shazam though. Good from Tens. Comes back, retains the advantage. 4v3. Okay, but they have lost Sands control. They will have to retake Sands. Hi Rahul. I have 2 years of masters left and can't express how long it took. Even state syllabus is called school there. State syllabus? What is state syllabus? Am I missing some key link thing here? Okay, dapper, beautiful. A 2-man advantage. See, this is where the op. Okay, 2v1. He has the orbital strike.
I believe he did, but that's all he was good for. Now Tens with the op.
Just diffuse. You won.
Just gonna have to be forced into the play. Bang has the molly too, and Tens is just gonna get cooked up.
Beautiful. Beautiful decision from Shaz, guys. Let's clap for Shaz here. Yeah, God, bhai. Hello, Shehzad. Bhai, kya haal, Shehzad?
Shazam doesn't get half. I mean, the margin was so slim for
So,
Shazam.
CBSE, ICSE, state syllabus. All school, just different affiliations. Yeah, it's called school only. Yes.
Tens gets credit for that 1v1. He just sticks it.
Let's just clap for that Shazam decision making, guys.
And I think for good reason. That round, a little chaotic.
But so close all the same, man.
They're struggling in these post lines when normally they're really, really good once they get the spike down. And it's because Sentinels is doing such a good
In
job.
Hyderabad as well, we call it junior college because most of them are separate bodies operating. Here also there are separate bodies. Must by after ages, आया हूँ लग रहा क्या चल रहा है भाई सीन में सब कहाँ गायब हो गए कि ना किसी का टेक्स्ट कॉल सब बदल गया भाई damn Shazad. सब वैसे ही हैं यार. I think just people got busy banging Sentinels. So definitely man.
What, 3 times I think?
His positioning is so good. His angles, his positioning and his angles are so good, man. For Bang. Good gaming IQ. When he knew diffuser, just tap, let go, he'll die either way. Oh, but sometimes people do get banned. I think we have to celebrate these small decisions from Sentinels because even this is sort of, these are the sort of things where they sort of screwed up. Don't you think Bang going through the door caused them the round? Yeah, definitely. But he had no idea, right? He thought he thought Tens was chasing him, right?
They get really every box they could want. They get Shaz to get his Rolling Thunder. They've cleared out the
And he didn't think that it is half diffused. He had no reason to believe it is half diffused.
It also gets Asuna inside of spawn. Shaz to
Whoa.
respond. And he walks a little too far.
Just fall back, go B. Oh, beautiful.
I don't know that all of Sentinels believe what's going on here. bosses who are playing it.
Oh my god, bhai.
Use the smoke fading to try to get a kill, even things up.
The Spectre.
It's a good theoretical play. Will it work out? I don't know because now there are 3 people here. It's a good theoretical play. You probably thought Tanks was pushing mains. Exactly. Still chamber. Old Poch. Yeah, old
He's the one
Poch.
who's going to creep his way forward. You see him tucked.
Oh man.
In a position to actually use his fast lane, no?
Shroud pulls personal and he drops Asuna, not able to get the second for Dapper.
Oh.
The reinforcements are here. Excuse me, Derek gets 2 of his own. Tens is left alone in this 1v2.
30 seconds left.
Spike hasn't made it out yet. Oh, the timing just narrowly going 100 Thieves' way, and the shot from Will cleans it up.
Apple called the rotations.
Hang on
Yep.
to a 2-round lead.
Good. Beautiful theoretical play, guys.
Great way to actually get the first
But
kill.
see, this is the problem. I think they should have gone
Set up
in.
the top here,
Those
right?
3
Through
people
the
at B
smoke.
should have gone in as soon
His
as
fast lane.
he comes
Very,
back
very
through the
fast.
doors.
Shazam just caught
Asuna.
rotating, thinking that potentially
Jultus had to
it's a
trade,
sand
yep.
crunch.
Jultus had to.
One enemy.
And then, crazy that Derek is able to actually recover 2 kills there, just popping through that smoke too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a map,
Sentinels
guys.
once again broken.
ये हीगो और zones कहाँ गए? कब हुआ ये? चले गए भाई. चले गए.
Not much else. Once again, investing on clearing the northern side of the map. 4 members.
How are you, Shazad? क्या चल रहा है तुम्हारी जिंदगी में अभी? They're marking there.
Sentinels actually went for
Okay.
full buy after that.
So marking
However, everybody
potential.
died.
These are smokes that they are marking. They need smokes these 3 positions. Okay.
Forced to save here, and they went for a
That's
north
the
side
wall.
crunch.
They take side
Yeah,
control. Okay.
Didn't find them any space.
Decent
100 Thieves
util
has the
enough.
side
They didn't
control.
dump much util. I think they've now
Once again, we're in this
conditioned to
position,
believe
they're
that
gonna fall back
Sentinels
down.
are playing offside. So good. And since they didn't have money,
With this. For Sentinels, they have to answer. How many ultimates do we really want to drop here?
Zombie कोई Brazilian team ले रही थी ना? नहीं, Zombs is with V1 right now.
Something happen.
Zombs को बेमतलब ही हटाया ऐसा लगा. He got retired. Shot us back. Yup.
Broke the knife too.
मेरा तो क्लास होता है. PC खराब हो गया था. खेलना छोड़ दिया.
Double flashes coming
Damn.
from Stellar and Derek, and now
Hope
this
classes are going well, man.
isn't doing quite yet. Asuna still
Beautiful. See,
for them to drop.
bhai, yes.
Down Asuna with 4. And the 5th just around the corner. Give it to him, baby. The ace for Asuna.
Oh my
As 100
god.
Thieves hit 11.
And he's on there. I mean, those shots were so
Asuna is online, guys.
so clean.
आप बताओ सर क्या? मेरा तो
Target
चल
after
रहा है.
target, just knocking them down. Bullseye after bullseye.
Asuna, man, Asuna. W by W.
Just so
Go fragger,
nice
bro.
to
This
watch. I mean,
नहीं हो. Mantan. Welcome to the stream, Mantan.
final kill too against Shazam.
You में ही को
That was beautiful.
Asuna भाई.
And
Aim Labs.
of
I
course it
Cryptex.
was
Welcome to the
anti-eco.
stream. Aim Labs definitely for sure.
Very easy opponents to kill.
Aim Labs or even the in-game bot. Yes, guys. I know Eco
Happens
Fragger.
a lot here for
I
them.
know
Got to bring it
aim
back.
routine नहीं आया. Aim
Off
routine
the
आएगा.
control.
That was aim
Trap
labs right
play.
there.
It's continuing. Past what you expect.
Okay, they might be surprised.
Both pushed
Okay, they don't push. Nice.
Derek had an
But
opportunity.
imagine the
to
information
solve
Derek
those,
gets
use the
there.
bombs, use the sound cue, and that could have baited them into
क्या मतलब
Derek.
इको फ्रैक्स पे सब कुछ शुरू है और रोसी तो गाली देते हैं. Damn, Vishal.
He's still here.
Truth bombs out here.
Walkabouts too underneath.
More than one. It's okay, Mantan.
Shazam. He's jump peeking.
Man.
from spawn.
I appreciate all of you coming here. You
Also,
don't have to
something still
feel
lurking in
bad
the
for coming after a long time, I think.
Fast lane, and it's all
The
just
fact that you came is enough, man.
They're starting to pull back, but they haven't gained a ton of space towards A.
We have a very niche audience
sound
right
cues
now.
too, and Shazam is
I
back.
am sort of
So is
investing to
Shroud.
grow
Just left
audience.
15.
I will be
Fill
putting out
Shazam's
videos
space.
very soon from next week onwards. But man, I appreciate each one. I appreciate every one of you that comes to my streams, especially at this late at night.
Waiting to see
Because it does that everyone is going OP in chat.
30 seconds
Yeah.
out, but it's actually Shroud who sidesteps.
Okay, good trades.
and gets a kill to
Tens again.
down B.
Number
Keeping
4
see
for
that
Sentinels, and it's
towers
all
control is so important, man.
Thieves.
Okay, Shazam. No, Shazam.
Way too much before him.
Come on, Shazam.
Remaining.
Stellar and Will, it's
I
actually
expect you to be
way
better.
too early in 13
नहीं prepare
seconds.
करो.
He's
It's
got the
okay,
spike.
Mantan.
He's
सुन के
well
अच्छा लगा. Damn,
He's got more
Rossi.
problems with
Damn,
Valorant
Raul.
now than there are Reaver giveaway tweets to choose from.
Oh,
Surely. He doesn't get one.
oh my
This
god.
cleans him up,
So I have no problem, Mantan. See, the fact that you guys are all here is enough for me. This late at night, you guys choose to come here, watch my stream.
Chance here.
instead of watching the match directly. Thanks to CU, the master courses are delayed by 5 minutes, so I have no classes. Damn.
So a lot to get through.
Penguin and Panda are here.
Still in that period of time where they need to be winning these rounds clean.
There are rifle there, GG. Yup.
I don't even necessarily think that the hold was great.
Not GG, but like
100 Thieves definitely
could have gotten 2
hesitated a lot
kills, could
there.
have made it close. But yeah,
Not necessarily even hesitating, but just kind of not
very
showing
crucial
commitment
round this one.
to that fake.
Okay.
Maybe
Let's see you,
overthinking
Calcutta
themselves. They didn't have
University.
smokes to take that site. They did pull Shaz off, but
Okay, one very important thing, they're going for a 4-1 setup. They're playing in sort of like a group, leaving Chamber to do his thing. Again, Shroud, beautiful towers control, but Dapper.
What they've done, it's all on to 10s once again. Dapper's gone gray and he just has to watch.
Oh,
He's gotten it down to a 1v1. Is this
spam,
a
spam,
moment?
spam,
Can he
spam,
do
spam,
holding
spam,
the angle?
spam,
Cross
spam.
it steady. The moment heavy and the shot goes wide. Can he do it with the headhunter? No, not yet. 45 HP. He has to push his way forward. Derek dancing around the box. Derek
Not the 10s we know. It's
100
Kolkata
Thieves
though.
with Red Bull clutch.
Sandwiched him, yep.
again Derek with another clutch. Another 1v1. And it looks
Same
for sure, I
trade.
mean, 10s.
Not in CU, but mine is state government unis, so they are delaying my classes too. Damn.
First top shot.
Not our 10s,
And
man.
the second one too.
Hello,
on the other
Thunder.
side, the elevation change. Derek just floating in the
True.
center.
Not the 10s we know.
That's
No,
match
obviously they
point.
call a
That's might be
timeout.
working too for Sentinels. That might be
Also,
Matt.
here's that no cap. 10s
That might
fell
have
off.
been the dagger.
I didn't know you could dodge op at this level. Yeah, definitely you can.
Derek has been
Micro movements,
phenomenal
man.
on the clutch. Mel and the desk touched on it as well. This guy has been absurd. 10 clutches so far in the
Patience from
8
Zoe.
clutches in a series. against
Patience
Derek.
from Zoe. And it's got it.
That is absurd numbers.
Many people
after
would not
2
remember
matches
this,
alone.
guys. End of 10s era. It has ended quite a while ago, guys.
He's just so consistent in those situations, man. So
And it
so
continues.
good. Yeah.
It's crazy that it's continuing. We'll see, though. I mean, plenty
CS
of
go
matches
for
to
Valor
play,
operator.
plenty of time.
CS
One
1.6
thing, though,
out.
is that the rest of 100 Thieves, while Derek has been clutch, hasn't. He's actually carrying their entire clutch rate. There's only been 2 other clutches overall so far in those matches, too.
Zebra, but
He's been
even
getting
with
a
that
lot of
movement, I
attempts, he's
think
been delivering. So thankfully, he's
your
here for
star
us.
players are expected to convert that.
Oh, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
And I
All
don't
10s
know,
as a
man.
bucky.
It's crazy. Ended after Masters Berlin, I guess. Yeah.
Worst.
Ended after Champions, I would say.
Where do 100 Thieves choose to go?
The last Champions was the end of.
Sure enough, it is just the Bucky that's playing A right
I
now.
think if 10s was again playing an agent, like a Raze or a Jet, it would complete it. That's right. Whoa.
Nice shot out from 10s. Gonna keep them at bay. The spike hasn't gone down. The overstrike is gonna delay for even longer. They push forward again. The Bucky was there, but it doesn't get any value.
Wow.
Flash here for Zelsis.
Good flash.
The flash to drop down. Celsius gets a
He
kill.
took sand control, very good.
Effortless in those situations. The overdrive come through as Asuna swings back around.
Nice.
So many targets before him. He's gotta look left,
It's
he's
a
gotta look right.
2v1 from Bang.
Bank's gonna have
Nice
to do it
molly.
himself. And here we go. Molly's post plants.
Okay, it's done.
That hurts.
He can't win this.
Zelsis and Shaz in this 2v1. Can Bang do anything about it? He's already gotten it to happen. He's just gonna stick it the whole way. Shaz with the shot.
Explosions, not the fan.
Looks like, yeah, it was actually Zelsis who cleaned it up. at
Good
the end.
question, bro. Who's the most mechanically gifted team in the world and who's the most team play
Scraping the
oriented?
bottom of the barrel.
Mechanically gifted
I'm
team, I
shocked
would
at
have to
how
go
much
for
value
someone like
Zelsis is
Ascend
consistently getting falling out. past
or
that. That flash, very,
Loud.
very good. And it's something that Sentinels has fixed since that Shopify game.
team play
Zelsis in
oriented.
some cases was getting value, but he was going dry a lot of the time. So clearly the
Team play
market
oriented.
paying off, and Sentinels
I would
fixed
say
the mistake.
DRX.
4 guns now, and they actually have
Yeah, DRX
really chewed into the bank. Asuna with just a stinger, but with the movement that he has, it's very possible that
and
he's
Fnatic.
done with that.
PRX mechanical, yeah, definitely, but not the best, I would say.
It's Asuna.
Because when you talk about the team,
He hit-
you
hit
talk about
this-
all 5 players. That is the difference between Loud and PRX.
Took was a flash to push him off the angle.
10 as it
Trademark
was.
that's just around the corner. Also wise to the fact that it's a common spot, clears it out. Backs on up. Now the question is, what do Sentinels do in reaction to that?
Hmm.
And still with that Bucky. It seems like the hit is going to be B.
Super curious here how Derek's going to spend
Okay.
this Rolling Thunder on the
Ends
execute.
by Wagi one karo.
And if they read whether they're going to play on site, a lot of times there's that.
I think he's banking on getting a kill and then using his ult.
Ults will play off site to
Outpass all credit but can't win tournaments at the end.
preemptively play against it. But Flash actually setting up Dapper. They're going to reflash. Oh!
Flash is gorgeous. Elsa swings out at just the right time, and Stellar is taken out. Numbers if his cells is just down.
Beautiful from Zelsis, man.
Perhaps looking for an ace of his own. Derek just has to retreat. He has to try to stay alive to try to keep.
Oh, Dapper steals the ace.
Away, but a prime gaming flawless comes through.
Who remembers the Bucky meta one shot? Oh, bhai.
Just on the other side.
And what is the money for 100 Thieves? A couple of low economy players, but they should be able to get a full buy at least. Here's Zelsis round. The double flash what? Those
Winnable,
two
yep.
third kills were ridiculous.
Or like at the exact same time.
Can go for overtime,
I
man.
thought it skipped a frame or something. I was like,
Look at what they're going. They're going for a prime, man.
match point for 100 Thieves, overtime for
Okay.
Sentinels.
This knife could be very crucial for rotation purposes.
It's gonna be a heavy hit into.
Oh, breaks it. Now they don't know how many players.
The smokes, flashes, any sort of delay that you could possibly.
Oh, Shroud.
Keep them at bay, and so far so good. Shroud
Activates.
is able to keep them back.
ये मैं अपने पेपर एक्स के चैनल पर फिर ग्रिड कॉम स्टूडियो देखो ना डैपर पिटेगा also skill. Damn.
Thieves have to reach into plan B. Initial
Who wins LCQ? EME Liquid? Man, I hope not. I think M3C should win.
ult out. Will not able to get the kill. The leader for
Oh.
Sentinels cleans that up, and Dapper gets another. They've got numbers. And they swing it back. Stellar and Derek, the only two that remain. They still have the spike and they still have some time, but you've got Tenzus waiting around on the flank.
Oh, presence detected.
Spotted. He still swings up. He still challenges.
Okay, she'll
It's
put
chaos
you.
in the round. The flash in Stellar's face as they're trying to drop down on, but instead he's the one who goes up top.
Beautiful trade from Shroud.
Derek, 1v2. Clutch King in a position to do it again, and no! Overtime is in the cards.
The first map of 100 Thieves Sentinels this year. And we go to overtime. The first time we see these
Funny
two
trade,
teams,
yes.
and it feels like they're neck and neck. It really does. The mid-round
Yes,
combo
Samar.
for Sentinels, phenomenal.
जाके
as always.
देखेंगे.
A lot of people started questioning it a lot of this
On
year.
mechanical
but
this man?
not for good
Yeah.
reason. I mean, they went 0-5.
I don't
in
think
stage
so.
two,
Shroud is behind
but
mechanically.
The project was over. And here we stand, revitalized.
No, they were under Gambit.
Overtime here on Fracture. Will with
And right now, they're free agents.
and an op on Chamber.
Are they paying bills?
Something you would have never seen in stage 2, but
They have a lot of money.
15 right now. Here's back to
They've
the
been
defensive
not been
side.
under Gambit for like what? Only 10 days. Their contract just expired after July, right? It's been 11 days.
Breaches. You see flashes, you see fault lines, you see a little bit of everything.
Yeah, definitely, Rogue. I think this
Now
team
the
needs a
gentleman's
couple of
agreement is
changes
going on.
still.
You dump yours, I dump mine. Now we can reset the round. Sentinels bring the spike to the southern side. Siasna
Rasi
is
10.
with fire.
Both teams are at the same level but can't win the tournament, I think. No, 100 Thieves, I think so, definitely are at a better level. It's just that Sentinels.
Before here comes.
The flash is out, but it's so well handled.
See that crunch?
Anything, and yeah,
Theoretically, 100 Thieves are a lot better than Sentinels.
equalize things back
It's
to
just
the way.
pressure. Because this 100 Thieves team is so young, right? Bro, esports में country का
Cross
नहीं लाना चाहिए.
here.
Sort of agree.
Doesn't have the wall either to
Bro, all of them live with their parents. They're still young.
This might be the latest round we've gone. Bang on the flank. He'll catch South.
No, I'm saying they're rich as well. They don't have much expenses and they've earned a lot. And it's only been 11 days.
Zelsis gets it, but once again,
Yes, they are. Shroud needs some more experience. Bro, all of them live with the.
as kills continue to go both ways.
Okay.
Now 3v3 here with 30 seconds left. The operator still in the hands of Will to spam through the smokes.
Why did he go stop playing Pro 1? I think he
Sentinels
needed
done
to.
well to at least get on to B. They're gonna get the spike down.
You don't want to remain mediocre, right? Hello, Krish. What's up?
This thing going spike ticking away.
Give some time to their. I mean, yeah, nobody is not giving them
Their
time.
way forward.
I don't think if Sentinels don't win LCQ, they'll change their team for franchise, definitely. 100 Thieves, I don't see them making a lot of changes. Sentinels will definitely go for a hard rebuild. Oh, beautiful round.
Will's left alone in a 1v3, which quickly turns to a 1v2. But there's just not enough here. He's got the molly in his lap, and even the best thieves in the world can't steal time. The spike ticks away.
What a sentence, guys. This caster is so good. Even the best thieves in the world cannot steal time.
Against
Hello.
half
I got this.
that
He
they
was
were
one of the
so
best clutches, yeah.
successful at. This is where the comeback started for them on their defense. Remember, first half
Gambit was a
8-4
great
for
all
100
organized
Thieves
memory game,
on
yeah.
their defense.
Was in winning LCQ,
So
he
losing
was
that
so
defensive
good.
round
Yeah,
right off the
but
bat
I
in
mean,
overtime
that's it.
has
This
got to
team,
put them
you can
in a
look at
situation
the
where they
team.
think
This is the
this game
makeshift team.
Really, really easily
For
losing
franchise, they will definitely
Sentinels
have
have got
a
this.
hard rebuild.
within a round right now.
Short looks rusty, yeah, definitely. Rusty, he's never played competitively in Valorant ever, so I don't expect him to be lights out, play lights out. The way he played against Shopify is like enough.
Feeling that
English castle is just
perhaps impending.
वो things नहीं
So
आती.
trying
Yeah,
to
then
find
it's
a
okay.
way
But what he just said, that sentence, dude, at that opportune time to
close Sentinels once
come up with that sentence, even the best thieves in the world cannot steal time. Definitely must have had it written down, but for him to remember that sentence during that time is beautiful. Ever thought about Captain Press? So Agat, let's not name people here. Come on. His game sense is too good. Yeah, game sense is good. I think it's still developing in Valorant. His game sense isn't that good in Valorant.
Because they have to clean up this attack side if they want a chance at this, because it's gonna happen.
Mods, yeah, it's okay. I'll do it.
They're gonna need to
Don't
play
think
this
there are a
game
lot of
to tie
mods
this up
here.
And they need to be able to close out the match on attack.
Sentinels with a heavy push to the southern side of B, the same look we've seen a couple of
Don't
times.
think there are a lot of mods here.
In fact, 100 Thieves want to go towards A. The
At
flash
this
is there,
time, you know.
gets dropped. Can Tens find any success? No, he gets pushed back.
Not one
You've
of
got to
it.
hurry because
I
they've got
don't.
a whole
Wait.
lot coming up behind him, courtesy of Sentinels.
This flank is so
Captain
fast,
Price
dude.
क्यों तोड़ा?
And they have no clue. It's completely silent.
Celsius falls, now Derek understands.
Whoa!
That way, Celsius gets two, Asuna trades it back. A little Neon v Neon, Asuna with the lead, and now he's got the ultimate to work with too.
Come on, Shazam!
Shroud in a 1v3, 18 HP.
Come on, Shazam!
Stimmy in his lap.
Yeah, this is
trying to
39.
spam through and
Kuch
maybe
bhi mat
get something, anything.
I made you mod
No, it's
wish.
just gone from bad to worse.
Damn, Nijo.
Time that spike took to go down gave him a lot. of
Guys,
hits.
Anari Army is here, guys. Anari Army. Sorry, guys. No, it's alright. So.
All the room to work within the world. When you swing out like that and you've got a couple players, this will have to be a Shroud moment.
I think they peak together, all three. Come. I want to see this. 100 Thieves. Come.
Very
Please
little
show me.
time. And way
Almost
too many
now.
targets to deal with. We dance
Let's
again.
go.
I mean, that would have been the
Guys,
top
Anari
post on
Army
Reddit
is
of
here.
all time. The king of Reddit.
Official 3
1v3
Anari
to
Army.
close out the map.
Big fan of
Hasn't
FA.
necessarily been the
Yes,
same
from
performance
it.
that we saw against Shopify
Org
from him, but
reveal.
still,
His org has been revealed already. Is Anari Army, guys.
now 13-13, our second overtime.
Not a good name, but a good org. Like
This is where 100 Thieves, if
a
they
very
want-
dark horse team.
I mean, they cannot
in
start
India.
losing these defensive side rounds. If they do over and over,
Yeah, guys.
you're seeing the Sentinels win all over.
Recently came second in the Nvidia GeForce Cup. Should have won.
Be heavy aggression defensively and look at that.
Should have won. I'm very saddened by the fact that they got
The relay bolt, they have to give the space back.
they got out trash talked
He falls.
by Chilcott.
And once again, the double arcane aggression from both teams goes in Sentinels'
No,
favor.
that's a not. Mute karunga.
100 Thieves just not winning that at all, and they've lost Asuna, the guy who has been on fire for them.
Should have
At the
won.
tail end of this game,
Shameful that they got out trash talked.
and he barely got anything for it too. Shroud.
How
also with
can-
one smoke.
We Bengali players or Bengali people who played the most LANs in Valorant compared to others because there were so many college LANs
Gone from a high
get
pace,
out
forward
trash
moving
talked
to start the round to a very quiet, very
by
tactical,
cute
methodical
boys
chess,
like Venki.
all within the same round. I mean, you're not hearing
I'm
a
sure
single
like
across the
they're brilliant in trash
It's
talking,
actually
but
hoping that smoke that didn't go down. He might have been able to fake them out. He's
Yes,
still gonna go
I-
for it over bangs inside.
Oh, I don't know what Mumbai Metro, Delhi Metro disbanded. Ooh, this looks tough for Thieves.
Does come through in favor
They need a play. They need a play from Stellar.
See the utility of the through. You see Sentinels have gotten his
Good trades.
control of the site. They've gotten the spike down. And
Okay,
now
they need the dapper kill. Oh, beautiful. I mean, come on, Derek.
And he's just so consistent in these situations. Derek, with the
Forgetting
ball in his
about tens.
hand, he's having to hold it, and he's just going to hold it the entire way. And the first shots don't go through. The swing out. Derek, what kind of flick was that? I mean, the defuse was secured, but that was still filthy.
It's magic from Derek at this point. 2 versus 3, and they pull it off. Tens with the success on that A side as well. 100 Thieves was on a timer because Tens was coming through that spawn, but once again, so slow.
And Derek is a player I love,
You're right,
but
the defuse was secured, but still, I mean, puts
come
him
on,
down.
Sentinels.
Shaking his head too. He knows how freaking good he is.
Nasty. Yeah, why is tense? Because he doesn't know how to play Lurk that well, man. Especially with Chamber. With Jet Rays and all, he can still close gaps. Yeah.
Once again, in a position
Not as
with
impactful.
Sentinels away on their map pick.
Superman, man. That player. That Dignitas roster was so good.
Hasn't been a full
Derek is one of the best Vandal players.
like last time, but sure, you would definitely say this map should not be as it is right now.
Okay, if they lose this map here, Sentinels, it's 2-0. I'm calling it.
Inspiration here for 100 Thieves that we haven't
Because
quite
mentally
seen.
they will be drained. I don't think the coaching staff
on the other
is
side of the map right now. They definitely don't
very
want
much
to be there.
adept at bringing them back.
Important here that
Yeah,
they're not really
Cripples.
spending full mic
I
there.
don't know, but
Zelsi with the
just-
fast flank!
Oh, Zelsis.
Noise, man, the noise gave him away. He had a
Why
shot
would you
three.
give them audio? Okay, great trade back. It's not a trade, it's like a
Equalizes it back. Shroud
equalizer,
on the
right?
side of this box, and they may not know where he is. They don't know one, but that's all it is.
30 seconds left.
3v3 here.
No man, don't say it like that. That's just fine. Okay, tense now. This is the first time you're coming on time.
Stellar and Bang, no Derek Magic this time around. It's gonna have
Good
to be
flash.
Last player standing.
Orbital strike, the swing is out. Tenz has gotten 3 on the round. Stellar on the flash, Stellar on the swing, and Stellar's dead. 14.
Let's go, tense.
Overtime number 3 we go.
Overtime.
Over and over at this point. You have to, these rounds, they've slowed down so
Nice
much.
tense makes up for it.
Since
Yep.
the last 2 in regulation, essentially.
Let's go,
What's at
tense.
stake right now. And also, I think both teams, at least Sentinels, know when these rounds
Got
are
this,
slow,
yep.
they're getting into chaotic situations after a couple of kills have been exchanged.
Tense rounds
Feels
over.
like
Yep.
they're in the lead.
Hashtag tense,
That's the
guys.
4v5 we saw at the beginning of the last overtime.
Moonshroud is. Wow,
How can
so
we
much.
continue to force those situations? That's the question. They're answering Asuna versus Celsius again.
Very aggressive setup from Asuna.
The hole, but the spam, Asuna fully flashed. It's a
Oh,
clean shot
he
on
manages to
Celsius.
get out of it alive.
He certainly
Okay,
works
this is
for Will,
bad
but
for
the damage is done.
Sentinels. Yep.
They don't have to
Flash.
actually catch Asuna fully. It was a nice pop flash, but
Just one, yeah.
take a little
Damn.
bit over his head.
Vishal. We'll also be doing the Cloud and NRG party, watch party as well, guys. So don't forget that.
We see
We'll
this
be doing
one
that game as
drop.
well.
The one key that's going to be missing is
Because
Celsius'
there are
fast.
2 eliminators. These are.
The pinch here in Halls is going to come super fast if Sentinels is not careful.
Good stun, good stun.
Good
This
fault
may
line.
hit. This may hit all of them.
Oh, should have done his aftershock after that, but he doesn't know, does he?
Now they have sight control. Shaz trying to tuck, trying to stay alive as he runs for the fences.
Okay, nice zoning aftershock.
Eric dancing around waiting as you see the utility clear out the mollies, the aftershocks, the
C9 fell off so hard. Yeah.
Now with that, they can turn attention to the guns. Asuna tries to swing, and the rest of
A bit late in that swing, right? With Asuna.
seem to be keeping him back, but Eric again! How does he do it so consistently?
NA's got a name, unfortunately the playstyle is not suitable against team play.
Is that
Yeah.
from Derek? Are you kidding me? Those 3 kills came fast as lightning,
Switching sides.
and he's not
Match
playing
point.
the lightning. He's not playing Neon. These 2 guys, Asuna and Derek, have pulled out some ridiculous things this game, and it just continues.
Derek has just been outrageous.
Come on,
We're,
Sentinels.
we're like teetering on dangerous territory where we just almost expect it out of Derek at this point. Oh,
Check his PC.
yeah, sure. He should
Super
be
class,
okay.
damn.
Unbelievable.
This is
But
just
again,
one map. You
have to bring
still have to be
attention
there
back
for
to the
more
fact that
maps,
Thieves have
right?
a lead. Once again find themselves on map point. They find themselves in another position to put them away, but Will's opener
Okay.
does not go in their favor.
But they're changing the tempo.
Off of
Okay, this is good. This is good. I like.
Still continue
Okay,
to
but
push, they
Tense is
continue to
there.
bundle their way out. Austin has fallen too. Tense may just do this round all
Choke
himself.
point against
We've already
Tense.
seen one
No way,
ace.
man.
Second one was stolen.
Felix just pre-fired for the 2 bullets. Yeah.
Of course, it's Derek. Ultimately,
And without Sage players, Sage enablers play so easily in Fracture. I don't think Sage is that important.
Still a
for Fracture.
ridiculous round for Tens there. I mean, shut
See,
that
Sage
completely down. Any
is
other player
more
would
like
succumb
a
to
KO
the
now.
pressure.
Sage is more for anti-starting now.
Wondering as well. Did he get suppressed or? I mean, he just.
He is denied
challenges
again.
over and
2
over.
aces denied for Sentinels. Shows that they are not content,
flash too.
not
This
the
was-
content team anymore.
I feel like maybe one of the first vintage Tens maps we've seen in the tournament so far. 27 and 22. He's
Do you
heating up.
remember Sentinels winning
He hasn't had the most
17-15
fantastic year.
against Shopify Rebellion?
Last weekend, he
Do we
was
see
sick
a
as
repeat
well.
here?
In this map, he's delivering at the tail end of the game.
Or Tens, why did you leave that position, man?
they're going
Such a
fast
good
in the
position.
dish. Look, they've already got the fast lane down. They've cleared out the trademark. They're just going to go fully into A, and they have full site control.
Opportunity for the first time again since the first overtime to get advantage here. Sentinels already on the site.
Well,
Retake
Valorant teams,
difficult
yep.
for 100 Thieves, always, especially with Will having an op.
Utkarsh might be
Shaz
correct.
has Molly. Shaz has some utility as well. Can they stay alive long enough to use their post-plant utility?
It's a counter flash. When they drop down with the flash, they'll get.
There's going to be a push in from Nast off of the flash. Second
See,
one.
I told you.
Shaz cleans one up.
That's a good call from Shaz.
They've just been able to keep everything back. And this seems like a foregone conclusion here. Can Stellar win this 1v3 with 30 HP? No.
Good, good.
Now it's Sentinels on map point.
They were here once
Switching
before,
sides. Match
and
point.
it took 100 Thieves. A little bit of heroics, getting a couple of those
Sen winning this? Maybe?
crazy situations actually going in their way.
Sen, you beauty.
Back on the B
Yeah.
site. So here we are.
Not as panicking, GG. But now obviously he'll
Attack for
panic.
100 Thieves again, stressing. the
He's still
fact
doing
that
a good
this is the-
job.
or This has been in the last 3
Oh,
overtimes.
my clutch fellow. Yeah.
Around
My
the side
secret
that
love
we struggled
share.
on it. It was the same in regulation. They've tried to slow things down.
Green Soul.
It's just made it harder.
Wow, Malav is back.
Knives traded at the beginning of the round.
Care to join us, Malav?
It seems
You are
like
confident they
now
can.
may end up towards A.
Care to join us of this map
So
after this map
and
if you are done.
Tens is choosing not to go for the last cannon op because he's been feeling it on the handle here.
But he was going for that angle. Gives the space up, the rendezvous, and now the flash. Here we go. The fast lane. The drop down from Asuna, seeing if he's going to find anyone to know. Tens keeps them back. Tens with 2 there. He waited, elated that they've been able to play.
Okay, done. This is done.
100 Thieves for now. And Shaz gets another. This may be the writing on the wall. This may be the finishing touches to yet another comeback from Sentinels. As
So
well
lesson
as
learned,
up in a 1v1
never take Sentinels to 4 overtimes.
15 win. And ladies and gentlemen, that was just map 1.
We go Breeze next. And that was 4 overtimes of Sentinels and 100 Thieves battling at the closest I think we've
Looks
seen
like my money is in danger,
a
guys.
long time. Finally, it looks like these teams are even when it comes down
Who
to
said
it.
thanks,
And
fellow?
Sentinels looks good. I mean, everybody is shocked at the amounts of prep that they're able to actually bring into this tournament. They look like a whole different team entirely, even from the
Damn,
beginnings of
Samar.
Sentinels being kings.
Yeah, the culture shift, the composition.
Then defeat 100 Thieves. Amen, looks like it. As I said, advantage 100 Thieves according to the map veto.
We'll be right back.
No sensitivity. Hello, Malav. See, this is big people now, you know. They come in chat, they type once, they go. Sag, man. V1 का क्या हुआ? V1 isn't even an LCQ, guys. They failed to qualify for LCQ. होना पड़ेगा नहीं होगा. Yes, that 4K. Okay, which round? Guys, let's make it 60 likes, okay? Let's move to 60 likes. Come on, guys. I know you guys can do it. Paper channel, trying to watch Paper X versus Graded Forms. Khushi manao ya dukh. Yup. Alright, like, thank you. Khushi. Family first. Damn.
Ready? Blocks clear. Come guys. Stairs. One stairs.
More. Stairs.
One more stairs. Chamber stairs.
Wait, JJ, kill him. Wait, hide run.
Stairs. 2 mid, 1 stairs. 2 mid, 1 stairs.
Wait, quiet, I need some.
One more.
One B main, I think.
One more, right?
Yeah,
one
go
more
B main, I think.
Maybe B main, yeah.
One upper.
Sama orang mid road.
Satu B main, satu lane.
Market.
Map 2 is breeze, guys.
And punishes Jing.
I think Galat is
Mind Freak has been a clutch monster though.
Nice! Odin. Baden!
Dia push biar ready. Don't worry. Agak flank.
Shot one.
One shot. Careful, G, careful.
Yeah, go slow. Watch the smoke.
Close door, guys.
I'm planting open, okay, guys?
Careful, one heaven. Yeah, go.
They have extra alt. Fuck.
It's okay. I got suppressed.
Nice.
One shot.
Playing under.
One main. Run, bunuh dia run.
I'm between. I pick off you, JJ. Go close. Yeah, I pick off you.
Garden.
Ben, watch heaven, lock Ben.
Watching heaven.
I'm smoking heaven.
One close.
One top mid.
One flank.
Go, JJ.
Can.
No, top mid going short. Heaven and
Watching heaven.
Yeah, chill.
heaven and short 4 on 2, boys.
I'm gonna scan heaven.
Comfort head.
I pick off you, JJ.
Comfort he shot
Yeah, he's gonna save. Yeah, he's gonna
They
save.
look better,
But he's
yeah.
gonna save anyway. Yeah.
Saving, good.
You see JD, that guy. was
There.
trying to
Pick some.
He's low. Oh, thank God you. He's not low. Nice.
No,
I fell down, man.
Yeah, that's right, boys.
This guy baiting his teammate. His teammate retake you. Ikut adios muchachos.
Go fight B main. Go fight B main.
I got you, man. Don't worry. Careful the smoke.
Wah, he timing.
I'm gonna go market.
He's market. Last three market.
Son, ada Son, belakang Son.
Market bisa. Go. Nice. Ke them taiko.
Gila Son deh, anjing. Dude. I was calculating. Itu gak logis anjing, bro.
SK Rossi is
Iya, SK Rossi ya.
Flashback.
SK Rossi, what a monster.
Coming.
Oh my god.
Amen. Jump fight. Let's go. He's reviving guys. Nice fight. Terus fight. Bantai dia sampai. Last guy. Amen. I think.
together, boys. Let's go.
Eviking di sini, Eviking. Oh ya, cannot evic.
Careful shot.
Shot.
Low. 10 HP.
Then pick. Oh ya, pedih.
30 HP.
Right there, yeah.
Nice.
Let's go. Can turn off raw actually.
Turn off raw.
Close. Chamber low. Nice, chamber 1 HP. You guys low the chamber. 110.
I can kill this way. I'm
Go,
gonna
Tap.
Knife.
Adios,
muchachos.
Adios, muchachos.
What that mean? Adios, muchachos. Goodbye, motherfuckers.
Planning.
You're taking drop.
What do you think about?
Nice one.
Can you-
F1, Troy.
Stun B main, stun B main.
Yeah, just careful,
Hey,
careful.
flying together. Go from market.
B, B, B. It's B. Come.
100 Thieves are inside.
Bro, he got slow, shoot the smoke, He got slow. Nice.
Good night.
I'm the stairs, the stairs. Revive.
Two arcade, they're pushing arcade, go.
On it.
Two arcade, last two arcade.
B main. One B
One
main.
more, arcade.
Arcade. Nice, AJ.
Oh, guys, my aim like.
Guys, come, faster.
Yeah, we're flanking.
Ulti now.
Wait, come. Outing now.
Careful on the passive.
Yep.
Nothing.
Side, low.
We went 2 5. Don't pick
Two main, two main.
Heaven net. 2 B main.
That's 2 B main.
I'm with you 5. Yep. I'm with you.
Nice.
Itu baru dia hantu, bro.
Mari hantu, bro.
Come B main, come CT, AG.
Just delay. Don't back. Just delay.
Why is just a vibe?
Yeah.
Chill. Come in.
Mimosa, stay, man.
Where there's a
Stay
judge.
for second match.
He took it, is it? Let's go, guys.
Together. No more wala.
Yeah.
We all in city and camping together.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
I'm going city, guys.
Yep.
Okay, wall.
I'm walling.
Molly me.
Nice.
Wait, I can go.
Hunting.
One canteen on the right. We have a molly, Aaron.
I'm on him. He's on right. Can you tap? Yeah.
Not there.
City.
You have to
One
tap,
half it,
guys.
Half it.
Get deep.
Two guy. Okay, go. You don't know.
Nice.
Go, boys. Go. Go. Nice. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Cannot shoot back in.
What the fuck are you doing? Adios, muchachos.
Beautiful, guys.
For Thieves, and it's something that I think that they're probably going to want to keep in the back of their mind, because that's something you have to do,
God, it's
especially
I don't
when you
know,
play
like,
against teams like
go
Sentinels.
sleep,
That
I just-
sometimes will just full
Hang
setting,
it.
you know?
100%. Those last 2 rounds of regulation,
Bench
you really
played
see
insane today.
Sentinels
Yeah.
have the reads on defense, but also in part
He didn't make a lot of mistakes.
kind of having tells
But
of what
yeah.
they were doing. They would dish default rounds.
Later,
round
he did
20,
bail
they
them
did
out.
a dish default, and they took a long time to come back arcade. And then Sentinels just had the read.
Isn't she like a pro player?
Both rounds of the last regulation half.
Yeah, I think Sentinels did a really good job of just being exploitative of those little mistakes that 100 Thieves is making.
Isn't
at the
she
final
like
round.
a
And
pro
it's
player?
a shame because I think it's been a through line.
This
for 100
is
Thieves.
Mel
They've
something,
kind
right?
of
This is a
letting
pro
some of these
player, right?
leads slip
The
and
one to
struggle
the
with
left.
adaptation in the late round. It's what got them down here in the lower bracket. It's why they've
Andro
been
Sen need to
struggling
sleep.
back to stage 2. It was an issue there as well. Coming with a great game plan, great ideas. Show that in the first half of play. Get into the second and start to struggle when things come down to the wire. I really hope that this theme doesn't continue. But when you're playing up against an opponent like Sentinels, who is very much renewed, who is coming with some really great ideas, it's difficult to break that tendency.
Yeah, fascinating that this is the position that we're in as well, because, you know, look, I'll be very blunt. Like, I feel like a team like 100 Thieves, more time together,
Yeah.
a very strong squad, young stars. Derek is a god. He's very good at this video game, does so much for this team. And then Sentinels, newly formed roster, but yet, for some reason, even when you think things aren't working, they manage to find a way to pull
Jinx
out
Carlos
the
and go.
dubs.
I have already jinxed in play
100 Thieves
that
were
if Sentinels
able
win,
to
I'm going to
look
give
so
away a
confident,
Reaver
but
2.0
it came
bundle.
down to those rounds where they just kept feeding B. They just kept going after it. And then Mel, they just crumbled, you know. And then we go into OT. Derek pulls off some miracle
believe every
plays,
stream
but
won't be
it's very
rooting for
clear
Sen.
that this Sentinels roster, when the going gets tough, they don't fear it. They embrace it.
Aye. Oh, it's okay,
Can I
Manran.
say that this was tough for Sentinels going into it, right? They don't have any any VODs on recent 100 Thieves Fracture. They're going into it. 100 Thieves is definitely prepping for Sentinels. Sentinels has not an inkling of what they're really going to do on the map, only an idea. And props to Shazam, Danny, Raucus, honestly, all the players on the teams, because I'm sure they all had really good vocality and macro ideas, because they're going into that fully prepped for it.
Bye.
Like Shazam
Good
had.
night, Mimosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Happy
it's really
Raksha Bandhan to
interesting
everyone,
now
guys.
Into the next map of play on Breeze, because this is one that has been really solid for Sentinels, where I think their game plans have looked some of the best, playing that triple initiator.
Sahi baat
combat,
hai, incorrect.
Sentinels actually innovating something, playing something that pretty much no one else in North America is playing. And for 100 Thieves, they've picked into that. They've looked good. I've liked what they've brought with the Cypher on this map, but I don't know if I have the
No, she's
confidence
here.
in them to be able to close out this series.
Mel,
I think there
right?
is still a very strong chance with how good Sen has looked on this map that they could just close here.
I think it's going to be a really interesting game, because we're looking at a team where 100 Thieves comp kind of forces you to take mid control into default and go into different areas of the map. You can't just straight up hit a side against Cypher and
Yeah,
Viper.
go follow
At the
guys
same
if you
time, the
want to.
triple initiator comp, as
He's
you
a
were
cute
saying,
kid.
it allows you those options towards mid. It allows you to work the map a bit better than prior.
Must
breaks.
be
We're
way
just
below
seeing
my
10,
age.
12 rounds in a row, but that's just not the case here. At least I think so. But a thing that I really want to touch on, I
Oh,
think,
Eve.
is
Oh,
Tens.
Eve.
Tens went
Oh,
insane on
I
Fracture.
thought you guys were
And
talking about
Breeze
Mary.
is a really good map for Chamber as well.
Yeah, and I think that Will looked solid, but again, it was one of these situations where he was solid, but Tens was back to like the casters were saying, some of those vintage Tens moments. And this is his map. This is traditionally where Tens
Yeah,
pops
so
off the chamber
she's
last time.
way
It's
out of
looking
my age
fantastic
right
for him.
now.
With that triple initiator comp, he's super well enabled to make those big plays. So shutting
Anyway.
down Tens, which I think 100 Thieves
Yeah,
failed
she's a
to
cute
show
kid.
in that second half is going to be a
That
big
is what
part
I'd
of
say.
this round, Breeze.
Yeah, but I still think though there is a very clear like opportunity and path to victory here for 100 Thieves, right? You know, to still kind of lean on your result. You did call 2-1, right, for 100 Thieves, and it. Look, I mean, now
What's
no
with
matter
all-
what, this
Follow
is
me,
what has to
guys.
happen. So you're gonna look like a
Cute
prophet there
boomer.
if it does come to fruition. But looking
Never
at,
go out of. Oh, check shirts,
here,
dude. Never go out of
just
style.
riding a high at this
Check
point.
shirts and Manchester United jerseys never go out of
It's going
style.
to crumble for them, and now they're in breeze. They're in comfort territory. They can enjoy
I
the
wasn't
nice
as
wind
fat
and
as I
sandy
am now,
beaches and also
so,
slay some thieves at the same
yeah.
time.
There was
I
a
mean,
time,
Sentinels have all
that
the
was
pieces at this point, I think, to pull off this
what
win.
with
Yeah,
souls.
Mel, you made a point in the pre-show
That was
we're
my
not talking
sort of
about how
type.
maybe Shroud isn't the craziest individual player. What he brings to this team is experience.
Yeah,
Voice
let's
of
talk about
reason,
Breeze.
voice of reason,
Let's not
who's
deviate
been
from
there
the
so
topic.
many times before. And that's on top of
Breeze,
a
we've
core three
seen
who has been at the top of Valorant, has
Zels
been
is
sitting
playing
around
that,
for
you know,
let's practice the team.
diamond sort of
It's
rock,
no marvel.
diamond wood roll
Let's not forget
Yeah,
Celsius.
absolutely. He was
to
an
the
excellent
to
team. He was
absolute
at that very
perfection.
same tournament.
What is
this
concerning
is a
for
squad
me
that is
from
comfortable
Sentinels
when things get rough,
is
when things
Dapper's
get close.
positioning
Whereas
on
100
attack.
Thieves, we've known them to some
I
time
hate
push
Dapper's
the stretches,
positioning on
stick
attack
together with them.
towards
When
mid
we've
in the
heard some
defaults.
interviews with them, they were a very young team
Guru
last
was a
stage.
guru.
They've improved since then.
Yeah,
but
I've
still a young team.
grown
100%. I
a
think
lot,
Sentinels
grown
are
as
like
in
sharks in the
grown,
water and they can smell the
wide,
blood right
oh,
now.
fat.
Coming back on that
I don't
first
know,
round, you know, it's the classic, you know,
Yeah,
down
man.
but not out Sentinels, and I'm just
Good
all for
riddance.
it.
Yeah, it really
Never
is. and
wanted
it's really
Ronaldo
awesome
to
watch.
come
Aegis
back.
Select going to be coming up in a moment here for Breeze. If you're just joining us here, Sentinels managed to get that first map win in OT, 17 to
Ronaldo is the
15.
reason
It was quite the game.
Ole
I
is out
really
of job.
suggest you go back and watch it. I'm pretty sure I heard Doug and Ball.
How can a team from China they play this good? Because they have cracked mechanical skills.
For Breeze, so the agent select should be popping up here in a moment. But I did want to reflect a little bit on Zelsis because there were a few
High
points
risk,
there
high
in
reward
that
positioning,
where,
but Dapper is not the
especially
kind
that
of
one
guy
over there where
to be put
100
there.
Thieves was going to dish. You could just tell Zelsis is hungry. He just wants to get as many multis as he possibly can.
That was such a funny round to watch.
Man,
I'm
go
so
to-
excited to
they
see,
will
just
go to
making sure
champs.
no one picks anything too crazy.
Don't
I think we
think
definitely should be seeing the triple
anybody
initiator
other than
Sentinels
K1 can
and
give
obviously
them
100 Thieves.
a
The
decent
Cypher
enough fight.
Cypher's in.
looking pretty standard
Yeah,
so
IDG is
far.
different.
Yeah, I mean, this has been kind of the identity for these two teams. They both play a style a little bit different than some other squads approach to Breeze in North America. With the defensive side, I'm looking towards Stellar to be
No,
kind
I
of
don't
the
think.
linchpin
Was
for
he
those
EDG with
trap
Paper
plays
X?
off of his camera, off of his Cypher tripwires, and on
Sure
the attack,
will be
shutting
fun.
down lurks, denying Tens those walk-ups. He was pretty big on lurking.
Shot
down
performs
on
well in
Fracture,
this maps and
push
can
for
take
those
map.
flanks.
Hmm.
Wasn't always super
That's a good
successful,
win
but
condition.
It's gonna be very difficult to do so against this competition. And for Sentinels, like you said earlier, their comp is really good.
I'll come with a better
Really
condition.
mid At making executes
If
happen
Sentinels
on
get the
heavy
spike
initiative
down
good, which tends to be a weakness for the
on
second
most
half.
rounds,
100%. I think Hall's
they
control
will
is
win
big
the
in
attack
this game
side.
as well. I'm just really excited to see how this plays out. The Cypher interactions, the site holds from the Viper and the Cypher and everything.
Yeah,
So
I love
excited.
it when we get, you know, unique compositions with a different style and a different approach. Don't get me wrong, mirror compositions are fun, but it's always good to get, you know, to see whose
Same got
strategy
this.
plays out better in this situation.
Xbox,
It's
right?
now time for game number 2. It's Breeze. Sentinels are up in this series.
India
Let's
can
send it
win
back
go all
over
the way.
to Doug and
I
Bala for the
don't
call.
think so, man. I'm sure
Every
NTH is
single
good.
series that 100 Thieves have played in this LCQ bracket has gone the distance. It's gone 3 maps. Now the question is, can they do it again? They're
Let's
gonna
slow down,
have
by the
to if
way.
they wanna
He's
keep alive this.
content creator.
They
He's
absolutely will, and against
Transition
FaZe,
into
they did
content
come back
creation.
on the second map
Someone
as
didn't
well,
do
so
SM
this is
also.
going to be the test. It was Breeze
It's
specifically
not because of
that
that,
brought
Max.
them back
It's
in this
because
series
APAC is only getting
against
3
a
slots.
team that is also very proficient. But here,
And you look at the
Sentinels,
number of
very
teams
good
that
at
are
this map.
better, that are
2-0
just
so far in
better.
LCQ, 3-0 overall in what you would consider
And
stage
you
2
will
plus
understand
LCQ.
why that
Their
sort of
only map win actually in
stigma is
stage
there.
2
Oh, it's Breeze. Yeah, it's Breeze.
was on
Icebox,
Breeze.
100 Thieves banned
Tens
it.
dropped 40. The good thing here for Sentinels is Tens heating up. He's definitely been having a rough time so far. with the
Yeah,
roll
so
swap
they
as well,
know-
plus being sick. But
they
here
know
it
the
doesn't feel like any of that's
setups.
hitting, although Zelsis already exploring down elbow.
Shoulder spotted, bang. Nothing else as a brutal headache as he takes one to the
Nice.
head. But Seller and Derek, they
So
get
100 Thieves
their
was
on the round.
He
anti-spected.
get both of those kills, and Tens was nowhere near, but he still might be able to actually capitalize back. No TP
Yeah,
though.
sprees. So
And 100 Thieves has now gotten the
they've been
sight.
anti-spected. Nice. Also, that is
See,
also a
Will
common
starting
place
to
you
rotate
put
his
your
way
TP.
over. It's
But
just
so
Shaz
far,
and
from the
Shroud
looks of
that
it,
may
even their average
try to push
positioning
it
was
from the
very
same
withdrawn.
spot.
Almost like they expected.
Shroud has to do it himself. He's not going to be able to do it. Asuna
The
gets through on the
aggression.
round. 100 Thieves, they win the pistol.
Wow, virtually flawless one minus Tang. Just not having the angle actually. Too close to that wall, and Zelsis with his walkabouts gets
Many
it. But
say
they
KR
get
is only
punished
one
so
division. I
hard.
don't think so,
I mean,
Nice. It's
so
just that
hard.
KR is just so top
And I'm
heavy
shocked
right
that
now.
Tens was so
I think
far
with the
behind
franchise,
them
you'll
as well.
see
Still
many
in
other
his
teams
rendezvous.
get to that level.
Not even anywhere close to be able to trade them. Potentially, expecting maybe a trap flash or something like that from 100 Thieves. Either way. Another pistol goes in favor of 100 Thieves here, and they've got 3 rifles on board.
Oh, that's a good recon.
Fast mid control though.
That's a basic recon,
That
but
was
that's
actually
good for
key on
eco
both
round, right?
sides of the proverbial ball for 100 Thieves. They
Asuna and Derek
set
are
up
built
Will
different.
across the middle of the map, and he was their playmaker. They trusted him to be the spark for 100 Thieves. They're going to have to do it again here.
I also think that poking in mid is a great way to actually find out what's going on the defensive side. Right now, 100 Thieves is thinking Sentinels is a team that can set up either very aggressive on these ecos or very
Good
passive.
knife, good drone.
And they'll find a stack over towards the B
Neutral
side.
clear, very good. This plant is actually magnificent. How's it going with Fleet? It's going
Down
good,
from Seller with
Somadeep.
Cage
Thank you
around.
for asking. How are you?
Dashing back, expecting some sort of a flank. Got the tripwire to keep them back.
One thing that FaZe discovered very early against this
Again,
combo
Dapper, you
is
only
the
one
flanks
sort
are
of
very
going from
difficult to
behind.
actually
Can't
execute.
really do much with the
You can get them off, but mostly you're finding kills past the trip. Here, Derek might actually get his head taken off by Dapper.
All the timing, just not really going Dapper's, or really Derek's way for that matter. As he's going to have a fight, now the dart's going to give him away. He turns around and bang, saves the day.
Nice,
a second with
this.
the Bulldog.
Too stronger in Haven. I
Great
think
coverage
Sentinels
from
will
Bang.
be better
I mean,
in Haven.
right as you actually have the
Should
flank
be
coming in
better
from
in
Dapper.
Haven. Even
Bang
though
turns his head.
it is a legacy 100 Thieves map.
And we'll get the anti-eco on board for 100
Sentinels
Thieves.
were good on Haven
So
once.
exactly the
so.
same situation we
Even
had on
after
Fracture.
Scrimps and Bootcamp Korea getting the
Very
chance.
little to be gleaned from these first 2 rounds. Outside of Sentinels wants to be taking
If
the
they
risks on these
keep
sort
an
of
SA
pushes.
roster, no. No
And
matter
this
the
round
level
they
of
lock down
competition,
elbow
because we
and
already have
second round
scrims,
with the flank.
against
Something that you
Korean
did
teams,
not
Japanese
expect
teams,
coming into Breeze when
Oceanian
you see Sentinels
teams,
playing the
and
fade.
your
and Dapper
APAC
playing the
teams.
fade was the
Scrims
amount of
or
flanking that
scrimmage
he
is
does
not
on
the
this map.
reason we're behind.
He still sticks to that old role quite significantly outside of adding, the utility that the initiator provides towards the execute. But after that,
See, after a point, you have to be honest. You cannot always be,
Who's getting the I believe it was Asuna. Yeah, he goes one
want
step
my
closer,
country
then
to
no
win.
command
Yeah,
on mine.
do want my country to
Bang
win.
2 points away.
I think
from his fighters
Orangutan
bit
was a
early.
successful experiment,
wall as well for 100
but
Thieves.
there were cracks there.
You
You
want to clear the
saw
entire
sort of
entirety of the
Serac
site.
say on his French stream, like
pushing
how
it for
frustrated he
second
was with the players in the team,
And
the
Celsius
sort
in
of
front
the
wall.
indigenous players in the team, the domestic players, and how slow they were in terms of grasping and stuff.
But Asuna wins that duel out.
That should tell you everything
info for
you
Shroud.
need to know.
Can he get the kills? Can he find any sort of value spamming through? So again, you see all of this utility is keeping 100 Thieves safe, at least for now. But with that, they've lost numbers. They're outnumbered right now. Derek weak. The flash up from Asuna was 52 HP. He tries to swing around. Here's the Prowler.
Beautiful
Having to
funnel.
run for
Nice
defenses,
flooding
no.
it.
Clean
Those
round
like
down
a
from
swimmer
Sentinels. The delay was
is
too good.
both on idea.
Really nice.
I don't think so. That is.
Only losing.
I don't think so. That is
one
true.
player
Maybe
after
they were
it's all
talking
said
about
and done.
something
Celsius
else.
with the opener as well.
Gotta
And
get a
Will was
slot.
not able to punish him whatsoever
I don't know.
because the
I
flash
can't
from Asuna
say
a little
anything,
early
guys.
doesn't catch
Indian
Celsius
teams
at
doing
all
scrims
as
with
he
Korea,
goes to
Japan.
that
Yeah, regularly,
left
guys.
side of the pyramid.
I'm not.
Then
I'm
Shroud
not
as well
lying.
playing
Am
very
I?
well there on the
Why would
stairs.
I
don't
lie?
think he got a kill even. But
And as far as pros
the way
giving
that he
lack of
swings
scrim
with Shazam, the
experience
way
as
that he's staying
excuse, I
alive
don't
for so
think
long
that's the
and
case.
applying pressure
And I don't
towards
think
anybody
Ace
who's not
and
crossed the
Ranger
alley.
would have said so.
Very, very nice.
Because we regularly scrim. Every day we scrim against APAC
Sentinels
teams.
get on the board a little
In
bit
fact,
earlier this time around.
G, VLT, EG, they don't
Guns
scrim
to
against
work
Indian
here
teams
too.
at all much.
again.
Every scrim is against some APAC team, some KR team, some JP
He's
team.
all the way at the bottom as well. They've set him up with the dart.
Ping, if you play APAC, the ping is 50,
Dapper
60.
too is actually
If you
cleared
play
quite a bit
JP,
of
KR,
Valorant.
the ping is
Problem.
100. But again, if you think of
Never
ping
get
as an
too
excuse,
frisky there.
the Chinese teams
window
play on
is
Hong
always
Kong,
possible.
right? The Oceania teams play on
Those just
Singapore,
sitting
where they have 120 ping.
With Stellar's position too,
Yeah, I
don't
don't
believe
think. I think
they should
you're
open
wrong.
in here.
Because, see,
Interesting, really.
Ace,
with the knife
Hellranger,
across
these
now.
are players
We're
who
starting to
know
rotate away
the
towards
problem.
where Sentinels were, and they still
And
kinda
I
get
don't
in
think
that
they
way.
will
Zelsis eventually
give
comes
you
back.
guys reasons that are not honest reasons.
Try
They
to
may
oh no, they didn't even take
not give you the reason.
no command
They
up
may not
late
want
in
to
the
give
round.
you the reason,
Sort
but
of
they'll
very
never
early on that orb.
lie to you.
And another instance in which they prioritize that over the Viper's Pit.
Especially the two names you mentioned,
Let's do
man.
it if they manage to get the play.
Hellranger has always been
The
so honest
defenses of
about
Sentinels
his
first,
own
that's
team's
part of
mistakes
their
and
Asuna uses the ult,
inhibitions.
the flash on the
And
outside
Ace
wall, the swing,
has
no
always
targets
been
given yet.
very harsh
Tucks right back.
with his own gaming level and
Now
everything.
Bang, looking to get the spike
He's
down.
his
Should
harshest
have-
critic.
will have that
I think
Viper's
Cypher's
line, and
best
the
match?
question is, does he use
Not
it? Yes, he
really.
does.
Shot coming in on the bang. Gotta be
No,
careful there.
no.
He was vulnerable. They could have done so much. Look at Will as well.
Maru,
Fighting against
Eastern-
Dapper on the backside as Asta falls in the pit.
Maru is from World Game Star.
Bang trying to stay alive, trying to stay up.
Oh,
Will's shots
well,
finally
okay.
land. He's
Not
able to
planted
cut
for
off
him.
rotations, and
This
now
might
he's
be
starting
too
to
late.
rotate over. They do have some K presence, but you're right, it's not planted his way. The first shot deals some
That's a
damage,
bad plan.
but Zelsis just sticks it.
Beautiful.
A full stick. And we've seen that before.
Yeah.
We have seen
No,
that
we do
story
scrim
before in
against
this
KR and
series
JP
alone.
as well, nice set.
The flank a little too late for Will as well, and he's not going to be able to get anything done because he
Especially
goes for
off
that
late.
door open.
I think so. The scrims against KR,
There's no
JP
post
teams have
line because Bang
increased.
falls
If
early.
anything, even
That
Chinese
pit
teams.
didn't get much either. They just
I'm
completely
guessing.
nullified it right away. They played that really well too against the KO ult just to stay back. They didn't lose a single person off of it. They didn't really go for an anti-KO setup. But 100 Thieves fall flat here.
Off of that, we're tied at 2 apiece, so interesting.
I think Sen got
buy
this.
for them.
Hey, man.
Austin has a pistol, Will has
Let's
a
see.
pistol. They're not where they want to be. Meanwhile, Sentinels fully healthy, bringing everything they could possibly want. Zelsis and Tens both a point away from having their ult online.
Our aim looks bad. That's
And
bad.
result very impactful for him.
Yeah.
Hasn't been buying the op too
It's
often
just
so far in
that-
this
I don't know.
series, but
I'm not convinced by Dapper in
force
this
comes
event
out.
with his positioning and all. He has had like 3-4 very important rounds, but
Spotting
overall
the
I'm not
mid-control as
convinced
well.
by Dapper in this event. I think Dapper is one of the players that
Sentinels have 2
Sentinels will
members
let
on site.
go.
The Prowler's gonna push
You
a
will
little
see
bit of that,
Dapper,
but it's
Shroud,
just
and
for a
all
moment, it's just
leaving.
temporary. Relief.
Maybe
pressure
they
coming their
keep
way.
tens or even
Wait for the
they
wall
can
to come
even
out,
sell
nice to hit.
tens.
Dash
If
goes
they
through,
get
Dapper
good money and they
Tens
just
gets the kill.
rebuild.
Dapper swings around, gets another to spam. It seems like Austin is
So everyone
a little
this is
bit
effective. Yeah, it's effective. It's a cheap.
but not much more.
It's a cheap
Tens
solution.
still causes problems, gets away to safety.
Just
Austin's
like
lucky in this
Sage
1v4.
on Fracture.
Yeah, Tens this week, he's able to clear
Sage
that
on
one
a
up,
Sen-
but that's all it's
Sage
going to be
on-
for Sentinels take the lead.
And I really
Gold.
like the wall timing there for Shroud and how the two players who were on site, Tens and Dapper, played off of it. First, they actually challenge Will and the smoke. They split them up very well. And then they wait for that wall to come out and play really passively together. It's that moment, right?
Enemy remaining.
Drop it right away again. And there's just so much. It's very difficult to actually push into ladder.
Again, this
when
is a
Dapper's
crucial round. I
throwing
think a
prowlers
timeout
out
comes. If
beforehand.
100 teams lose
So,
this,
very, very nicely done.
timeout comes. Because they
You
can't
had
let
that tour de
Sentinels
force
go
on
get
line
away with
defense.
this
Same thing with Zelsis' ult, like you called out.
or run away with this. Is this
So
attack
how do they
side
determine
defense
to use this time?
Breeze
It's very
definitely
passive.
attack-sided.
Inside the tunnels, he could go for this
It's
aggressive
way
game
attack
later,
side.
though.
Breeze is bad.
And there's really nothing to restrict that
But these
sideline.
mini
At
nerfs
least
to chamber,
yet,
what
maybe
will
a
the
cloud
flicker
burst or
chamber? I
something,
think
but
it'll
for now,
decrease slightly because
They try
abusing
to
chamber
cross
will not be
most of
there
the
anymore,
time.
but you can still find value with this chamber with
Series,
this
Zelsis
nerf
try and
chamber.
find someone to run. Man, just
Again,
takes
see, I
the
told you,
front,
Zelsis with his position is so
Shroud
good.
from up top's not
He
gonna
just
find value
couldn't
either.
find the frag,
Zelsis
but that
takes it
flash,
him.
man.
See some info gathered from Dapper as they try to push their way forward.
Shazam.
Sentinels looking to reestablish control of the site.
Will he
We've
check
got
right
two
though?
players playing
Will he?
in caves, and look at them, they're rotating right around each other. Shaz May get the timing onto Stellar if it goes his way. No, turns around. Now they know where he is. Stellar cleans him up. Tour 4 still in the hands of Tens. Nothing doing there either. A flawless round comes through for 100 Thieves.
And that mid
It'll
split
make for more team-oriented
well
rounds. I
played.
think now you'll
all three players
see
of
more
100 Thieves
of your
toward that flash from
double
Celsius.
controller, double
The one that
initiator,
he's been
double
throwing from
controller,
the
double
pipe.
duelist comps on maps like Bind,
Every single game they played on Breeze so far.
which you already
He's
started
just put
to see
himself
it.
in a tough spot. Obviously, he had to pop the ult as well prior to that, so they really know to
See,
expect
what
that.
100 they always get eliminated when they're so close.
Good reaction for them, and I think that's somewhere they can start to push the button a little bit more, right? That the mid control, it's really not been getting contested, and then also going for that mid split.
Okay.
The nice thing about 100 Thieves' attack so far is they've been playing really dynamic in the sense of they don't put this
You
wall
think
down
Jet will have a
early
comeback
at
out
all.
of the Chimanovs?
for Ben.
Jet is still there.
So they can choose
And
late in the
Phoenix,
round.
I think
which side to
Phoenix
go
will
for,
make
even
a
go for
return.
these splits here.
With his flash,
Gotta be careful here from
I think
Dapper.
Phoenix will make a return as a pocket pick. Definitely.
See, Bang
Because you
is
just
the only one who's
can't
looking
dodge his
his way.
flash.
He's
You
got
have
his wall
no
out, though.
practice against that. That
Here's
flash
the
is so
footsteps,
deadly,
aggressive top dashes
especially
forward, but
in
look at
small
Dapper. He's
corners.
found the tuck, he's found the timing, he finds the kills, all three fall.
Wow, Dapper.
And now the power, he's got the ult. The thing is, they're spread out on the side a little bit, but again, more info.
Beautiful from Dapper.
See him, he thinks twice about the nightfall. It was there, he had a position to do it, but Asuna, the only one standing
Beautiful
on the side of
from
100 Thieves.
Dapper.
It's a I heard the shock dart, but it's
See,
actually
this is what I
James who
mean.
cleans him up with the
He has one
headbutt.
of these rounds every now and
What a
then.
play from Dapper. The guy has been a monster this entire tournament, Balla.
Yeah.
That is
And
false. Come on.
Also having the most
He
successful
has not been
fate
a
I think
monster
I've
this
seen
entire
on
round,
this
but
match
it's okay.
specifically.
He has been
Very
very
few have tried
impactful.
it.
He has had a lot of impact
But it's
on
crazy
certain
to see
rounds.
Sentinels actually
Overall,
successfully
I am
implementing
missing
something
that
that's
Dapper,
slightly
you know?
off meta on this map.
Many team avoid playing duelist now.
Yeah,
Most
he's
of
had
it-
massive impact, especially when you actually go towards the attack side too.
Double control and
Not
fracture
even
works
there
very
yet.
well
Ten's
for
got the
FPS.
op online as
Yeah.
well.
For many
He's
teams,
solo
I think
towards
many
the
teams are playing double control on their own fracture.
Very difficult to actually spot out what defensive setup they're using on this B site until you spot tens, because Dapper's consistently using those prowlers to get into positions on
Whoa.
elbow. So there's a sense of fear whenever you come towards this side of the map.
You saw what he did, like Dapper.
He still has that nightfall online too.
He heard
Same
through his
Tucker
prowler
and
that there are people towards elbow.
all of 100
So he
Thieves
went
get
and
shafted on the shoulder yet
maybe
again.
tried to
Yes,
go
he
towards
spots
B-main.
anyone
If he
going
spotted
towards
someone
B.
B-main, he would have
Two
taken the
members
fight,
of Tucker B,
definitely.
they're gonna have to do it with their guns.
Oh, that's a
There
good
it is,
ult.
the nightfall drops. The silence like crawling across their skin, the tether just like a wound that will not heal, but they get the info that they need, they're getting the kills that they need to. Tens and Chavs both remain, and now it's just Tens. Eric on the spike plant. He slipped the net,
Oh.
he slipped the net, he's managing to get a kill, he's gonna have to land the flick on the second.
Derek versus Tens, man.
Again, a 3K for him.
बहुत नींद आ रही.
Barely too close though.
It's okay. Why is Neon not played much? Neon
What is
has
the clutch
played
count on this guy now?
3 initiatives. Yep.
I
One
feel like
question:
there's
Brim
been
versus Sage.
probably two
Brim
1v1s
versus
at
Sage
least
versus
for him
Viper
where he's
versus
denied
Brim
the
on
clutch,
fracture.
specifically against tens even in this series so far. He's got to be.
I don't like
13
Sage.
at this point.
I think Sage is a cheap way of conditioning your
What a
team,
play!
especially with how it's
And actually,
utilized
Pretty
on
interesting
fracture.
that Sentinels even
That's a
bring
good
that
timeout
one
for
back in
100
the first
Thieves.
place,
Even though
because
they
it
won
feels
the
like they've
map,
been trading
even though they
very
won the
clean
round,
rounds from both
it's a
sides.
good timeout.
Obviously, that one towards the end
Because
goes
they
a
are
little
being read
crazy when
hard.
the retake actually starts.
Viper
But the
plus
hit from
Brim on
100 Thieves
fracture.
was pretty nice.
Yeah, Viper Brim makes more
Successful in
sense
terms
for
of
me.
getting into good post plant
Definitely.
positions. So the frag's not going in their way. So let's see. Does this pattern continue? Is Sentinel's going to wipe the floor with them now?
Manthan,
As we
hello.
have good chance to think
It's
about
a
exactly
Derek and
what 100
clutch, yeah.
Thieves are going to try to do here in the timeout.
Asuna with a strong
Tens is still
performance
good.
to kick
Yeah,
things
definitely
off.
Tens
He's
is still
10 and
good.
5 already, while Tens is
On Breeze,
continuing
see on
terror
defense,
that he
Tens will
was on
still
fracture.
be able to find value with the chamber.
11
On
for
attack,
stat line,
Tens
but you're
is
right, it's pretty early
very
on. It's been a good read, and much like you were
anonymous
saying in the rounds,
almost.
the kills have gone the way. The rounds seem to be trading back and forth. This is a very good early matchup.
Tens continuing to be on form. When he pops
I know.
off, a lot of times this map, specifically in the series, gets crazy from him. And again, they're really putting a lot of reliance on him getting up close. That knife misses him.
At an end go.
And Celsius actually rejoins too. They might go for a pop flash late.
I don't know
here
how
with
it's
this close
pronounced.
Setup.
But yeah.
Potentially after Tens takes contact. And then another interesting thing here as well. Dapper is rotating off the B site for the first time, leaving Shroud alone there.
Oh, Derek.
And the timing not necessarily going either which
It's
way.
going to be
quite
an
yet.
E
Derek
split,
now
right?
tucks his way in. You see the split coming in through double doors. Elsis position being given away, but do you know that Tens is on the other side?
Oh, this round is gone.
Spike, it's disaster. How do they reestablish
This round is
control?
gone.
It's all gone sideways. You see it. All members of Sentinels, they're the ones huddling around the spike. 100 Thieves are going to be the ones who have to take it back.
The Thailand bleed. Oh, juicy. Yep.
Oh, how do they get through this?
Definitely is
The
insane,
Rosie
man.
across the map. And swinging around. Tens cleans him up. Stellar behind enemy lines. And there's it's just everyone is getting behind everybody here. Tens gets a third on the round. You hear the neural theft come through.
Oh, nice wall by Shroud. Beautiful.
Just within reach there. And Tens stops it again.
This is done.
Who was the furthest away
This
from
round
the
is done.
play.
Is he eligible to
Has to do
compete?
it
He
himself.
soon will be.
Tens is 4 on the round.
From September.
Ace within reach. But Dapper's the one who does it. Sentinels get to 5.
We have
Dapper,
an
bro.
academy, like a tournament
Steals
coming
the
up where
ace.
academy is going to
I mean,
participate.
I
A
don't
LAN
necessarily
tournament.
would have walked into Tens there, but really good reposition from
Tens
Tens
isn't
after
wrong
that.
today.
Actually, the first kill,
I think
just
he
in general,
perked up
the
form.
fact that they go for this
He was-
push,
he was making a lot of
Derek
mistakes.
obviously alone with the
But
drone,
then I think
very
so.
dangerous.
I
But
think
that
the
kill
timeout
where he
held
goes up
time
into the halls
smoothly.
area and then
Rather
goes
than
down the
everyone
road
else on
and then
fracture.
back up the halls again. How can
Sort
you
of found his
predict that, and
composure,
how can
found
you
his
prepare
pace.
yourself when there's already a crossfire with Zelsa set
No
up
PH.
in that instance?
He's being
Another
very
clean round.
impactful, but
Back
he's
to back
nowhere
to
near
back
that
clean rounds,
level
it
right
feels
now.
like.
And Blade Storm used from Will early on.
In
Pistols
fact, I think
message
on
waiting
Breeze
for
he has
the
been more
Thieves.
impactful than he usually
Much like has been the
used to
case
be.
this
League
half.
Cup.
They test the waters mid.
No. It's
See if they can find something to
it's
work
some
with Celsius.
world something
Just on the other
championship
side,
or
he's double
something
doors.
in
Shaz using
Singapore.
the drone to see if he can get any info. And yeah, he spots one.
It's towards the end of August.
Every
It's, I
round
think
so far in this,
27.
or in this map has been a first kill conversion.
Bleed main team was also supposed to
SMC gets the
compete,
first kill, they win the round.
but I think so there'll be a
Again,
holiday.
I mean, we really expect this one to
10-15
go
will go, yep.
Sentinel's favor
So
now.
they are now pivoting towards
Naturally,
B.
this would be the one that goes sideways, right?
Yeah.
Will with the
Oh.
lace dashing his way forward. You see him go up top. Cloudburst
Beautiful
around the
Will.
corner, and Yep, Will gets a second.
Oh, Stellar.
The numbers advantage here, and Stellar's tucked. I don't think they know that he's here. He's so
Shazam, clear corners, please.
That was almost bad. Shroud trades him out. Derek gets the spike down though. Numbers still in favor of 100 Thieves here. And they've upgraded weapons. Both Asuna and Derek have rifles, but Asuna's weak. Team huddled around the site. The flash comes through. You see him try to reposition. Shroud's able to take care of the blades. The Viper's pit in mind. He's in a 1v2. 3 bullets left. He's gonna have to do it himself, but no. Balla, you jinxed the round. A 50-round win for 100 Thieves.
And that's off of Will just running up mid
Such
and
a
getting
back
a
and
kill on the
forth
Sipty site.
map
Pick
so
against
far.
Dapper.
But I think Sentinels will be happy
It
so
will be a
far.
timeout now for Sentinels
Eco.
off of the third eco win for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, this is the third
And
thrift
impact
team
for
them.
Will, even though he's still at the bottom of the scoreboard. That round definitely a lot to point towards him as the person who really got it started. Celsius too, I mean, got that first kill, and then
Sen good off? Yeah.
he kind of spotted that they were pushing up mid in that case, right? That's he's spamming through mid, gets the
I
double
would say
door
so.
kill. But they're just not prepared to actually deal with
I
Will
think
long range
on
with the
Breeze,
knives.
One more round if they can get, it'd be awesome for them. Big fan. Damn, what bhai, kya haal?
You think through like what are the adjustments, what are the things that have to happen. But
Sentinels.
much like we talked about ball in the previous timeout, it
SA.
just seems like these two teams are
SU
going
did
back and
that
forth.
bitch.
They're going tit for tat. This has been such a good matchup. But you're right, Will's Bladestorm there, who came into that round at 1-6. It's been a slow start for him, but two
Well,
massive
what would you
kills off
change
that
if you're
Bladestorm
100 Thieves here?
to really open the round
Nothing,
to once
right?
again get a third eco for 100
A
Thieves in the
lot of
series,
things.
and to break the trend of first kills.
And
Translating
the
to great
first
wins.
thing I would change is I would rather go for an execute
You have to
now.
remember the
last
Breeze
two
map.
rounds, I'd rather go for an
Once we
execute.
swap to that defensive side, or once we played
And
on
I
that
think so
defensive
they're
side,
going
Will
for that.
really
If they're
turned
going for
up
that, good. What time are
against
you going to
FaZe.
sleep at? After the two matches
with
are over.
18 kills on defense. So
Probably freshen up, take a,
keep that in mind.
take a bath, and then
Viper's hit
sleep.
used from
What's
Shroud.
going?
B to open up the round.
Damn, what?
You see him playing in it, but the rest of Sentinels have left him. Orb once again funneled into Asuna. Bang has his
100
mid
feet.
too.
So very careful
It seems like
about
that's where they want to
entering the
wants
side.
to be a hit on A.
Uncannily
Dash
so.
out. Hunter's Fury 2. Sees there was pretty good. It's going to keep them
Okay,
at bay
nice.
for now, but is there any follow-up? Anything? No. Hunter's Fury is going to be traded right back. Viper's
Oh.
pitfalls, utility, ultimates everywhere. Shaz gets one onto Stellar.
But they still have the
Will trying to
initiative
play
here.
around. You can see Dapper just on the other side of the goo. Will jumps up, tries to get high ground, swings
No,
around, no
that
punish.
was not the play. Well, he's
Clean
just
shots to clean that up.
being desperate now.
They're both so weak. Dapper on the tap, and that's all it's going to be so far. Derek's on the flank, but can he get there in time, or can 100 Thieves hold back without him?
He might have an angle from bridge here.
Player standing.
Okay, yeah, he's going to have to do something here. The first shock dart tickles a little damage. Derek once again in a clutch. Celsius, he swings off of it, and Derek with 4! The Red Bull clutch is almost commonplace for him now.
Last round.
How many clutches, Derek?
I said it last
How many
week.
clutches?
You might as well call him Mr. Red Bull. This guy is unreal.
How many clutches, man?
The consistency that he's hitting these clutches with.
Last player.
1v2 this time as
So
well.
calm, so good. Isolating side.
Sentinels,
Jeez.
Yeah, all he had to do
fortunately
was
not able
score.
to get
Yep.
another retake going here. They're struggling in these situations, and for good
But
reason.
he had nowhere to
100 Thieves is
go.
one of the best
Shazam
post-plant
had
teams
nowhere to
in
go. He was stuck in
the
no
region.
man's land. Max
if
he
not
could
the
do was
best, if you
maybe
could consider them that.
jump behind the diamonds. But yeah,
On Fracture, they
that
gave
is
him a run
suicide
for their
almost,
money in those
so.
situations, but here on Breeze, a lot different with the Viper.
Derek, man.
Very different. Last round of the half here. Sentinels with a weird buy. You've got a Guardian, a Spectre, a Judge.
Also, I think that repositioning from
Marshall
Zelsis
too.
for the diffuse sort of screwed Sentinels up.
Yeah, you can
If
have
he
Austin
didn't,
with that
I think he
ult
could have
online.
gone for the full diffuse.
Pop out, and this is going to look
He
very
just didn't
similar
know
to
where he
the
was
thing
for a
we
while.
just
Yep.
saw. This time Shroud with an opener. But Marshall's there.
Oh,
Second shot goes just a bit wide. How much longer can he delay? How much longer can he stay in this spot, dancing around the pyramids with that Marshall in hand still? They're just on the other side of each other. Look at Oscar pushing his way forward. Amali in his speed. He has to reposition. He has to take a step back, and now there's a Prowler there too.
okay, beautiful from Sentinels so far.
Sync thrown his way, and he somehow is still alive. But Shroud is too. One bullet left on that Marshall. Dapper on the swing. The Spectre comes through. Shroud finally falls.
One enemy remaining. Last
How
player
have they gotten into a
down
1v1? Will, is he as clutch as his teammate is? Tedwick, yes, Will is!
Zelsis didn't know. Yep.
3 kills for him, a 7-5 half for 100 Thieves.
Still decent, but
Unbelievable. We'll be right
I
back.
think Sentinels will think of it as a missed opportunity. Should have been at least 6-all, if not 7-5 in favor of Sentinels with the way the last two rounds went. Also, one more. Yep. Escape isn't working. There's 60 likes. Come on, let's do 60. Come on. EU doesn't have this halftime pause. Huh? That's bad. Everyone should have this 1 minute halftime pause. I talked to TEC and they started doing this halftime pause. I think it's very necessary for the coaches to be able to talk during halftime. Derek is insane, yep. But I still think it's a decent talk for Sentinels. Yeah, they'll feel bad about not being able to convert the last two rounds. But apart from that, it's a good half nonetheless. Using 10 speed early. Shanks, are you in any home? Yep. Look at my description of about section. I am currently a part of NRG Esports. I am their academy coach for Valorant. Yes, there is Map 1 Esports. I have a question. Yep, Devansh, welcome. Please do type your question. Hello Shanks, welcome. Less than 30 could have spotted. I think Rook Tanks was feeling, when you're sort of feeling like in the zone, you want the fight as soon as possible. You want the duel. You don't want your aim fights to be convoluted by the prospect of decision making as to where he is. So once he spotted, he just wanted to take the fight because he was confident.
It's been a year since these two teams have played, and so
What do you
far the
think?
Intergalactic Cloud
Direct
has
or
delivered
tense?
on every
He could be-
single
I think
possible
Nodal is strong
facet you
because
can imagine. There are
I think it will
clutches,
be decent.
there are
With how Sentinels played, I think it will be decent. Have they changed anything?
Now,
It will be interesting to
we
see.
turn our attention
But so far,
to
no.
100 Thieves'
Dapper
defensive
is the
side, where they're
lurker again.
statistically better than they were in the
Watchparty
first half.
clicks at 100 likes.
They carry this
Sure.
two-run lead in.
Whatever.
And this is we actually get Hall's fight from Will right away against Tens.
Oh,
He
so
will
he
escape with his life,
he
much like we
didn't-
saw in
he
the
didn't
first
well.
pistol round of Fracture.
But Will weak. He took some damage in tens. With everything thrown his way, continues to push forward. Not satisfied with what he's gotten. Not
That's
satisfied
bad.
with what he's taken. And
Thanks.
he's
You
not gonna be
didn't need to
satisfied
do
with the end of
that.
that round.
That
Still
is
lose
just
that opening duel.
overpeaking now at this point.
Thieves can pull back and
You-
start to
this
get
is
the
why, you
advantage
know,
here in pistols in
a
this
lot
series.
like this is why Angel and like
Turning
yeah,
for
we're talking about
themselves as well.
discipline and all, and how NA teams lack that. How they don't think like coaches are sort of being. I don't think it's a coaching issue. It's more like a player issue or a region issue. As he's the one not being there in first year.
He's playing lineups.
He's the vice versa.
They're just gonna take the fight to him. He's got into a 1v1 and Stellar wins
Almost.
it out. But good night, that was close.
That was so close. It looks so
They
much
brought
like
it so
many
close,
Sentinels
despite
clutches I've seen in the past.
What Tens did. Imagine if Tens just
Dapper Berlin
held
hitting one.
for a bit longer, you know?
My
Could have either
goodness.
lurked or could have just
Shroud almost
been
living up
menaced
right away
by
to the
just
Sentinel's
opening
name.
the door, you know? By just
But that is a pistol round win for 100
making noise
Thieves,
with the
and
door.
that first half
Pretty sure. Yes,
was
that
the
was a nice
poorest
try.
defensive
100
half we've
nice
actually
try,
had from
yeah.
Sentinels thus far.
Nice try, man. Nice try.
And I don't really think that they were able to get into the same type of setups that they wanted to, especially with the aggressiveness that we were talking about with
Right,
Dapper
right
and
moment,
Tens in a lot of these situations.
I
not
think
really
100 Thieves
netting
also
themselves
played it well.
a lot of advantages
2v1.
early. Because 100 Thieves just
Even though there
understood.
was a bit
So,
of a
it's a
delay
long battle
in the second
up.
peak. The first peak he could have
100
stalled them so
Thieves
long. Yep,
good on
exactly.
this half. This defensive side is where Will comes alive.
But again, Tens is sort of feeling it, so maybe they're allowing Tens the freedom to go for peaks. Which is not good in my opinion, especially on pistol rounds.
Don't
Yeah,
invest
Derek
much of anything.
spots
They
one.
just decide to play this one out with
And
classics.
since it's an eco, so he'll expect someone to be
It's
there.
elbow presence.
But
it's mid
again, that's
presence again.
Sentinel, so he can also account for the fact that maybe they're
Seems like they're
playing
gonna rotate
solo.
back towards A.
But
Shroud
if we
not
got
feeling
two
any
and he
pressure,
left-
any sort
yeah.
of presence coming in the
No,
walls either.
his TP was behind him. His TP was not in range. So, I'll show you. His first TP was here. His
Nelson
second
doesn't
TP
have his
was
knife
here.
yet, but he should
And
have it
he
here
was
soon.
here.
That may be the key for them to go.
Up now.
He was here. TP range is
This
this.
wall, they're going to be able to get
I mean,
there really fast anyways.
understand.
If it gets the decay, which it almost does. But the molly comes out
It's
too,
not,
so this
he went
doesn't
outside
even
the
matter.
range of his TP, which was
The
again
timing
weird,
was
as I
well
said,
done.
right?
Now they commit to it. They
There's
follow
no
down to
need.
38 seconds left. Not a whole lot of options.
See
for
again.
Tens trying to get something through double doors, and no, Oscar sucker punches him.
One enemy
And it's all
remaining.
done back in time. And Dapper gets a couple of his own.
Okay.
But Derek cleans it up.
Maybe
at the
one more
end.
kill? And I
Well
would have
done
called
by
it a
100
good
Thieves.
round.
And a
Pushed
good
way too much,
anti-eco
as just want to
conversion
sleep,
from them.
then end this flux. I think
And
it
a
goes
solid
before
lead now, 4 rounds.
10 can force by it. Yeah.
So 7-5 half gets stretched a little bit deeper.
But now I think full buy, this should be Sentinels
And I
round.
do
If they
think as
convert
well
this,
this is a
sort of
the
push
easier
100
half
Thieves
to prep
into
for if you're 100 Thieves. If
a
we continue
difficult
that
position.
narrative of
Tens.
this team being very good in the prep,
This is what happens when you're
the
over
attacking
eager,
tells
right?
come much easier because it's the attacking side that's making any sort of initiative
That's
most
sounds right now.
of the
Must be
time.
sleeping, Nanzet.
So they're
You
prepped.
have to
here.
understand it's late. That is why I didn't.
Sentinels has not really
He
changed
did
up
tell
the
me he was about to
executes.
come, but then he was very
Voice
tired.
something
We
I
played a
think
lot of
Thieves
games
used
today.
to
Me and
take
Sushant serious. So
Look at
both
the
Sushant and
aggression.
Sirius were a bit tired, which is why I didn't
Well
want to
punished for it.
disturb
You see
them.
They
You know?
tried setting something up to get him a kill. Austin is still close by. The ghost
Nice.
is there. Oh, and it's not around for long. The Prowler out. Derek understanding the presence his way, and there's another one just on the
Oh,
other side.
Dapper, good movement, man.
Not able to get it. Dapper cleans him up.
Absolutely toyed with him.
Celsius's body blocking some of those shots there. The orb actually keeps him safe for a long time, and he gets Celsius back up. So great anti-bonus so far, and I think they should easily convert this
What
with the
ad?
setup they have in halls.
I didn't see
Stellar
any ad.
really slow
No,
on
just
this
skip
flank.
it. They are all
Just going for that.
skippable
I
ads,
mean,
guys.
talk about
India or in
something
boot
that
camp?
Sentinels was
Must be
relying a lot
India. He's
on.
in India.
Was this attacking setup where they just use double prowler?
Also, guys,
from
Sushant is
Dapper
doing a
all the way
giveaway.
down halls,
Please go on
push Celsius
Twitter
as
after
deep as
the
possible
stream ends
up that halls,
and
so they can use the no
take part in the
command
giveaway. Shazam
and get it to get max value on all the players backside. Everybody even playing in spawn, and some players if they're aggressive in mid too.
Good. Not allowing Stellar the opportunity to take sort of exit flags.
It's interesting. We've seen that hit that we just saw often comboed with Dapper's Nightfall too.
Yeah.
But this time it was just that. But
Stellar.
you're right. The outcome was the same. The setup was there. They leaned into it a lot, and you see why. It pays off.
Yeah.
Guys, let's
It
aim for
was the
69 likes now.
bonus from 100 Thieves, so weaker weapons. I'm not sure if that is something that they're they can't use their regular protocol against what they have, or against that
For
strat
this,
from Sentinels.
Go for 69 likes.
So
guys.
we'll see
Come on.
if something is different. A lot of times teams opt to actually open the door proactively and put their Viper Orb a little deeper. See if that's something that 100 Thieves can pull out. Another thing is just put Will inside of halls. We saw it on the pistol round, and he's there again. Shazam with his ult now.
Okay.
I
don't like
They're
this
just
retake
waiting
wall. I don't
for
know why.
aggression. We just saw this a couple of rounds
I
ago
don't like
where
this
Shroud was
retake wall.
waiting just
100
at the end of
doing
halls to
this,
see if someone was
maybe
going to push him, and this time there is.
Found something statistically.
Will has
or
made his
something.
way almost all
I
the
don't
way
like
up,
this
all
retake
the
wall
way
at
in.
all. Spectre भी नहीं फेंक सकता और rifle भी नहीं ले
Shroud
सकता.
just patient, lying in
Also
wait.
on a map like Greece, look at his position, Cypher's position.
Drone there, is he going to find the timing he needs? Because at this point they've given up with the flank. They're not looking at it anymore. The knife out onto A.
Okay,
You see the
well,
dart, you see them all, you
well,
see
you
everything
can
thrown
go
out.
for
Now the
play of the
Hunter did
lifetime.
tag one, and that's a dead man walking. Bang, no longer around. But Will with the swing! Oh gosh! He still gets one.
Almost.
Takes here Shazam, dashes back.
It wasn't pretty, but
No. No, it was not. But they still got what they wanted. Nice flash out from Zelsis, and then he swings around, gets the kill he needs. Zelsis with 2 on the round. Will left alone in this
Will is
1v3.
feeling the pressure. It's elimination.
The
It's
original
an
architect
elimination
of the
match.
flank at the beginning of the round. Now thoroughly outnumbered, painfully outgunned, and once again time
India's
not on
doing
his
it.
side.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling the pressure.
what a nice combination from Sentinels coming out of that cave. With the drone tagging Bang, he falls all the way back to the back of Yellow. But guess what? With the Hunter's Fury, Zelsis also has a lineup for his KO nade. So he's already tagged
The attack wall is good for 100 Thieves.
and easily takes down Bang.
See,
Sentinels have
when you
again
do this
even
sort of
this
wall,
round, or
you are
even this
giving
map
them
up
up
7
this
to
much
9,
space.
2
That is why
rounds
you keep
deficit.
flank. You know?
And they
So
forced
you
100 Thieves to
sort of
actually
deny them this space later
a
on,
little
right?
bit on the light by
But
side.
with this wall,
Still able
what
to get
happens
Vandal,
is,
so is Stellar.
with this wall, it's a very bad wall. Unless everybody's playing behind. There's bound to be one guy here,
Sentinels
one
have
guy
ended
here,
up- Yeah,
one guy either
sure,
also
every
wall
round
lurking.
has ended up on A, for Sentinels attacking half.
Also, if someone is
that
playing
continues to
behind,
be the case.
it's mostly either going to
Still
be
heavy
post
Hall's
plant.
presence,
Right?
Cave's presence, excuse
One
me.
of them. Yeah. I don't really like
This
that wall.
might just be the time they rotate back. Will's playing towards B. He's got the
Blocks
Vandal.
out triple.
Stellar does too. So if they go that way, all of the firepower,
I mean,
the majority of the
can't see
firepower
that.
that 100 Thieves have,
Blocks of trip.
is there.
Okay, it will not block off trip. It will sound for 1 second. If you want to go here, like it will sound off for 1 second. It will then turn off. That is enough for you to
Walking out
understand
there.
that someone has.
That's why Will and Stellar were close
You can't
together.
retake with that wall. You can, but
Come, so
it's very conditional. This wall is very
like
conditional.
Sentinels' typical timings, they back off.
Okay, they find that it's
And with that Prowler, actually, that
empty.
might be some good misdirection. He breaks
Okay,
the trip
very
as well,
good
so
from
Stellar
very good from Sentinel so far.
positions his camera. And again, don't forget, they still haven't really known that this hero
Again,
is
this
coming
wall.
out.
I
100
see the
Thieves.
thing with me is that when you're playing sort of against an eco,
Now Will
and you
showing up.
don't
He's
see
only
a
one back here.
chamber or a jet with an
Got a couple
ult
players
or
coming in from
off,
double doors. Asuna pushing his way
this
forward.
wall is bad because
And
it
here's
gives them
the
so
shot
much
for
space here,
Reed
right?
across the side.
See, this
Asuna
is what
gets
happens.
one. No command through. Will tucked, trying to stay alive. He had a shot. One dashes away. Zasuna makes that share work yet again.
One enemy.
100 Thieves have been able to keep them back.
10 seconds left.
This is going to be, I think, the fourth thrifty round win.
It's all because of this wall. They
Or at
flashed
least a
in.
lighter buy. Either way, 100 Thieves seem comfortable in these situations.
Yeah, and they read the
It's a bad
situation
wall.
well as
Better
well.
wall is this.
They waited a
or
long time
even
to see if
this.
there's anything coming out of B, and once they noticed
even
for
if they
quite some
flashed
time
off,
that wasn't coming.
There are players
Even with
here,
that power coming through
here,
from Dapper,
here who can
they still
save.
commit will to that side of the map.
If you
They
do
still
this
commit
wall,
to the stack,
you're
and it
putting them
works
here, and with
brilliantly.
this,
They also get a shot
with this
dart
pop
flash
flash,
through the wall. for
everyone
Asuna
is
to beat,
flashed.
and he gets the
Everyone
one and
is
gets
flashed.
away. And the
So
time
to give
way
them
too
this
low
wall,
for Sentinels
no
on that
one,
hit.
not
something
much.
that's typical
And
for
this
them.
is the best wall for you to gain so much
And
space.
dropping the pit B.
And the difference
No contest.
between
at
other
least at
rounds
the
and
beginning
this
of the
round
over
was
there
that nobody was coming from here, right? To deny them this space. Or halls, right?
yet. Seems like another slow start to the round for Sentinels.
Straight to
As Will
the
and Derek have taken the long way around.
Yeah, but
They'd head back
like,
towards A, and well, for good
technically
reason.
speaking,
Sentinels
that's a
seem to favor
bad.
this
And
side
they
of the
have an
map.
analyst, like, okay, maybe
You
a data
actually saw
analyst,
Sentinel or
but
100
their
Thieves do when
coach
they
or
faced this
whoever,
Viper wall, or
they
Viper
should
wall
understand
team.
this.
They just went for
It's a
this
very
hit, but this
basic
time they actually
concept.
have some
I don't know
tricks and
why
some
they
cages on
put
the
this
site.
like
Even
this.
though this is coming out, if they delay quite long enough, they can use those for retake really
Beautiful,
well.
but will again.
Very well may. You see Will, once again, on the flank.
planted.
And the trip's not going to catch him, but is he going to choose the right path to go to? No, it doesn't seem like Will, but I don't know. They
Shroud saw him.
spotted him.
He saw him.
Yeah, Shroud
Beautiful
saw him,
Shroud.
cleans him up. Derek gets a kill on Zelsis. Now the spike ticking away here. You see Derek, he can't hear a dang thing, but Asuna continue to push forward, continuing to get the kills. 4v2 here is Shaz and Shroud try to hold them back, try to keep them at bay, but Derek gets the win on it. Stellar gets the defuse, 100 Thieves hit 11.
And
This
off
is going
the
to a third match.
low
definitely.
buy round, they crushed Sentinels.
This is definitely
With the spike
going to
down,
a
it
third.
should still be able to scrape maybe a similar light buy out of Sentinels that we had from 100 Thieves in the prior round, but yeah, a couple players able to buy, but not everybody.
And
Ten's
they can
one off
still
the
come
arm
back.
too, so
Remember,
they
they
drop a
did come
weapon.
back from 12-10.
We're looking at a
So-
must-win round here, especially if they invest here.
And
that's-
Sentinels
Huh?
feeling that, call the timeout for that
हो
very
सके
same
तो
reason, Bala. This is really kind of it for them on Breeze.
और एक दो पीस मिंट टॉफी दे देना.
And the thing is, they just used the null command. They just
Yeah, normal
used the
toffee
nightfall,
चलेगा.
so they're not going to
Just
have a ton of
move
ultimates to really
11.
work with here. There's explosion onto the site.
Yeah.
Maybe this
It's
is where
not
they flip
effective
the
in
script
second
and
half.
try to go B, because they haven't been there at all.
Yeah, they really
Now
have.
see they'll change setup,
They're
then
seriously
setup.
ignoring the middle
And
side of the
hopefully they
map.
do.
Sometimes, obviously, Dapper's still throwing his prowler at the beginning of the round towards elbow, but
They're not
for the
getting
most
much
part,
value
you're
on
right,
attack.
they are ignoring
As I
the
said,
flash.
Crypt. I told you guys,
And
very
Hunters are starting to
difficult
put together
in
a
this role
lot
to
of
get
different
value.
counters. This push that's happened now twice for Will, obviously it got shut down this time, but it is taking attention from Sentinels.
And see,
And 100 Thieves has also swapped Stellar onto this site too.
Hey man, I'll save money.
Potentially
if it
they won't
happens,
stick to
but
that setup
hopefully it
when
doesn't.
the pit is gone now from Bang, but no, they will.
Guys, have we
This round they
used
didn't have to deal with Stellar
69 likes?
the KO, but they will have to deal with getting through these cages, getting through the trip setups that he puts down. And here we go, finally some exploration of the left side of the map from Sentinels.
Well, and it's not even like a fake.
How
or
many
it's
years
not
of experience
concealed,
do
it's
you have,
early, and
Shines?
they dropped that wall before anything else had
If you
started.
talk
They're not
about
trying to hide that
competitive
one
or
bit.
competing
Off
at a
that
local or some level, I started playing in LAN tournaments from the age of
Over
10.
towards this side of the map.
So
Looks like he's
I
actually
have
set up to
like,
hold halls and
and I did pause for a year or two,
Should
so
go
I
for
have
it.
like an 18-year
they're exploring
experience
mid,
in terms
and I
of
think you're
playing
right.
in a semi-professional.
Ooh,
See, this is
what
more
a
like
shot
that.
on the Derek, a one tap.
Yeah, plucked from the pack, and now 10 still controlling the middle.
This
of
is
the
his area. The mid area
As
is
full
should be
rotates
his.
out.
Yeah,
So-
and speaking off of that,
It's kinda
Sentinels
good.
also
It's
rotating back
decent.
towards A. They've picked up
Not
the spike. Shaz is
Like
headed
great,
that way.
it's decent.
They're just walking out of Stellar right now. They spot the trip. That's not gonna be a problem. A pit is again.
Nice.
But Asuna with the kill. Deep into mid.
Oh, Stella gets that kill as
Gonna
well.
have to rotate into a den of Viper and Thieves
Oh.
on A.
But short. Yep.
Can they do anything about it? There's no command. Stellar getting info that he needs. Asuna's fallen. They tuck. Oh, they tuck so well.
30 seconds left.
Nothing giving away.
2v3 is also
Shaz
doable.
rotates around. He's been spotted.
Poor decision from Shaz.
The cam drops him as Will goes up top. The blades
Absolutely poor decision from
100 Thieves gets
Shaz.
to
You
12.
have the area.
Closer and closer to
With
that
Viper.
map 3. There's Shazam really trying to pull something back out of
Yeah,
this. And
that's just desperation.
I think that for good reason, right? They needed to
That's
win that round. They
desperation.
needed it so bad. They pull out a crazy strat too to potentially get a bunch of kills on rotators. With this pit, which by the way is super cool, goes all the way out to clear on top of that box. So
Yeah, 3 people like that's what I
another
said.
P-wall,
2
and
3, right?
this is it. Got the tour de force, so it is a full buy here from Sentinels.
Light armor on 2 though.
Yep.
Will holding this angle, understanding that's where they're going to push. The drone should be the first contact, and Will has to
Nice.
dash away. Preserves his life for now. While Dapper having to deal with his own drone as Derek pushes him back.
Again, Tens in this position to find a really, really early kill.
Okay.
Onto the B players. Not much place to hide.
Every player on anything has
Except
an
for
impact in this
backside.
game. Yep.
From both sides, right? Of the B main and this middle area through tunnels.
They have to be careful here. That dart didn't spot him, and I don't know if that's going to lull them into a false sense of security.
Another thing to note is this wall actually does give Tens the opportunity to walk up half wall as well and be safe from sight. So if they put this up, he starts walking. Will is in a fight. Up battle against him.
And it's going to be up close, too. Tens taking the high ground, and there it goes. The wall's up. Does he explore? Does he
Well, he
push
gives
forward?
sound
Yes, he
cue.
does. Swings out. He walk up.
No Tens.
Decides to go into the wall.
No
and Will cleans him
Tens.
up. Will gets a second on the round.
Absolutely no.
Looking to put Sentinels away. The 3 members that remain. Couple of bullets going wide. You see the hand. Oh, how did that not hit? Now the Hunter's Fury banned on the swing. He falls too. Will gets it.
Spike down B.
Third on the
Enemy
round with
remaining.
8 seconds left. They don't have very many options, and now Shazam. Clock
This is done.
expired. Derek cleans it up. A 13-7 win for 100 Thieves as we're headed to Haven.
And we're going all the way in this matchup. Couldn't ask for anything better right here. All the way to map 3. 100 Thieves versus Sentinels delivering on a lot of levels right now. This map definitely wasn't the same Gigabanger that Fracture was, but I think Haven is one where it's really unclear about what's going to happen. Traditionally, a
That
very
voice,
strong map
that
for Sentinels,
audio
but
though.
it's fallen short
Even if
in
he
the last
didn't,
stage.
even if he
And then
wanted to
100
go to
Thieves
the
is
wall,
trying
that
to implement
audio
it, but so far we
gave
haven't
Will
seen
the
any sort of
chance to
success,
keep
both
it.
in the times that they let it through and
So that audio. Jesus good name. I'm gonna sleep. See you, Rogue. Guys, map 3.
Run on this map before, and it worked to outrageous success. They had control the entire time. At halftime, ballooned it into a 9-5 lead, and they've really never looked back. Haven on the other side of this break, dear friends. We'll be right back.
No, I think there was definitely a time where 100 Thieves was scared. But that eco round, 5-man push rush from Sentinels towards A absolutely undid all of the good work. No, the last map is Haven. Like 69x. There's only 64 guys. Come on. Let's move to 69x guys. Come on. Intergalactic cloud bout. Done. Should have been 2 nils and yeah, probably. Should have been. He is winning LCQ. Let's see, man. Gada looking strong as well. Mr. Gods, I'm taking it a 3. Definitely, same here, man.
The swing out as Derek gets cleared out. He spots one. He's gotten it down to a 1v1. No! Oh, Derek does it again!
Oh my God! Trouty comes up with a 3K.
Welcome back, everyone. As 100 Thieves have managed to walk away with their win on their map pick of Breeze, and I could say it was relatively comfortable fashion for them, 13-7 to close that one out with some hero performances from the team across the board. Golden Boy along with Mimi and Mel, as we look to break down what we saw in map number 2, and you know, I mean, it wasn't all doom and gloom.
His impact is very high.
It was very clear. 100 Thieves, Mel, where we're comfortable.
Also, definitely Derek has been the highlight so far.
That they needed to.
100%. I think early on in the first half, it looked a little shaky for 100 Thieves. I won't lie, but they grabbed it and they did not let it go. Once they got the first gun round and they converted, they got the second gun round, they started splitting. That's when we started to see the 100 Thieves shine. 100%.
Yeah. No, for sure, and there were a lot of adaptations as well, right? I mean, that's something that we wanted to see, right? Mimi in that last game, excuse me, COVID, still coming. I don't have COVID.
Wait a minute.
Post-COVID.
Okay.
You still get a cough from time to time. Anyway, don't worry, you're fine this time around. Maybe not next time. But jokes aside, though, it was very clear. Like both teams were really trying to figure out one another. And Sentinels had some moments where they were adapting very well, but 100 Thieves always had their number in certain situations.
Yeah, I think that defensive half was a lot.
I think again they're giving they're underrating Sentinels a lot here. Because to me, Sentinels played it very well. Derek's clutches, Will's impact sort of kept them at bay, and then the pistol round. That thrifty round at 9-7, that was the game changer. That sort of derailed them completely. To be honest, Sentinels should have won that. The only fault was their Viper wall, and they got undone by that. Even if they didn't put a wall, they would have still won the round. That is how good, that is how easy it was to win that round. We're streaming game 3. Yup, I will be streaming game 3. Be streaming map 3 and then hopefully in Cloud9 Energy, let's see what happens, but at least this map. Like every Overwatch player is good in Valorant, Sinatra, Derek, Patifon. You're forgetting Zombs.
This man, we made the joke earlier about him being, the Valamorph, but he lives in the clutch. He thrives in the clutch. Derek, Mimi, this guy was just unbelievable. It's like that the round is going to be okay if Derek is still alive and able to make a play like this.
I mean, it started off all the way back on Fracture with a few of these massive clutches to keep him in it. But I think the bigger impact was felt in Breeze, particularly.
Yes, my lord. Cloud9 also has a crazy matchup. Yes, OG. Going to be fun to watch. Yup. Well, where are you, man? You come here, talk about it, then you go away. Made me so disappointed, man. Where are you, my love? FaZe OG wala team. Yeah, FaZe OG wala team. FaZe winning it. Let's see. Supporting you from my phone. Wow, my love. Just came from Courage JD stream. Damn, Ob.
Initiator utility is always on point.
Yeah, now I know we did have a round that was a real pivotal
And
round.
streaming game 3. Oh. Tell Courage JD to send his people here.
And Mel, it's just very clear that, being able to, scrounge around and find.
What do you think, Malab? Game map 3. I have Sentinels taking map 3 Haven. Like normally. I don't know how this defeat will impact them because I like you said, the snowball effect after that round. I mean, see, that just validates what I've been saying about the wall. The wall is so bad. I had 2-100 Thieves. I had 2-100 Thieves. Map veto, I thought could be 2-0 Sentinels or 2-0 100 Thieves. Because Fracture was very dicey from Sentinels from what we saw. Lots of mistakes, Zelsis sort of making the entire map for them. Today they were better, much better, more well-rounded. Everyone contributing. And then 10 sort of pulled it off towards the late game. Breeze, I really thought Sentinels played well the first half. They got undone by a few clutches. Apart from that, they did play well the first half, I thought. The second half didn't start off well with the pistol because of 10s again. Shall probably play Astra this game. Let's see. Haven used to be the map pick. Haven used to be both the teams' map pick at one point of time.
But now we get ready for map 3. We go to Haven. And you'd heard Doug and Balla earlier. There's, some questions.
Yeah, I want to see what Dapper is playing.
Sentinels have shown us some good looks here on Haven, whereas 100 Thieves still maybe figuring.
I think Dapper is the one player that just feels out of place right now. His impact is so less compared to what he used to have. And it's not just because of his form or his aim. I think he just doesn't feel comfortable in the role that he's playing right now.
Because we're looking at the composition, and 100 Thieves, they just lost to FaZe last on Haven with the same comp. It was a mirror comp for both teams.
Let's
I think they're going to watch that, and they're going to come back.
Dapper Chamber, let's go.
So I really hope to see the same comp, because I think it'll work really well with how Sentinels plays. That Sage, they're going to be abusing B against Sentinels. They can slow down a Sentinel's fast attack.
Dapper feed again.
I think it'll be a good game.
This looks more and more like an RVK sort of situation here, guys. We have an RVK situation here.
They've ran on quite a few maps, leaning into the triple initiator with 10s on the chamber. Again, not a lot of teams run that triple initiator comp outside of Ascent, but they've dedicated to it on Breeze, now here on Haven.
Interesting comp.
Well, I like that you're bringing the breach.
Interesting comp. Might play him again.
Going for so often on that attacking side, and you can set
I like Shroud and Omen though.
Those big moments, but on the other side, for 100 Thieves, they're going to that Sage, which I think they had some cool ideas with. It wasn't as implemented as well as FaZe, but I still think it's a solid composition for them to run.
All right, before we send it to the desk, or to the casters, excuse me, you were wrong. You said 2-0 Sentinels. You got to make a prediction. Who's winning now?
I'm off the copium. 100 Thieves is closing it out.
Oh, she's off the copium, folks. Well, this is it. Do or die for both of these teams. Winner moves on. Loser is out of the competition, and their hopes to make Istanbul for champions will be over. Let's send it back over to your casters to jump into the action. It's Doug and Balla.
Hello, dear friends. The script could not possibly be any
Doug.
100 Thieves, Sentinels, LCQ, Map 3. We're ending on Haven of all things, which again, Valorant historians know, this is where Sentinels won their first international and only, unfortunately, international ever.
Only.
The story just doesn't get any better, Paula.
We can rewrite history and say Nasus won was an international tournament, right? No, it really doesn't. So, all the way in the distance here, and 100 Thieves, this roster showed so much promise, a lot of potential in it.
Very
Sentinels coming in with
100
the absolute shocker of so many different things. Not only the Zelsis signing, but the actual one that I'm mentioning. It's the Shroud, of course. And they've improved. They've looked so much better.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. In an attempt to look better, they gamble by sending everyone over towards A, and 100 Thieves just
they have race, right?
They've got that wall up to deny any entry from that side. The
Last time Valorant Chamber to quoted yet. We all want to win. I definitely want Chamber to, Sentinels to win.
We're gonna have to get through that pesky wall, the flank. Stellar's able to clear things out for now. Spots another. On the tap. How much utility?
Asuna with the drive-by.
Still with the frenzy, staying alive. As Derek.
You're just sleepy, my love.
It's a fake. It's a game of chicken. Who's gonna swing first? Asuna gets one with the nade. Now still playing on the other side of the smoke. Zelsis concealed. What's before him? Shaz on the tap. Shaz with 3 on the round. Will gets it down to a 1v1 against Zelsis. He's far. Oh, he's so far. But he shows up just in the nick of time.
What a round by Asuna. This round is entirely Asuna's round,
That
guys.
nade from Asuna and the dive in from Derek actually bought so much time but nobody committed the defuse early there. And if they did, maybe
This
they
round
could
is
have
entirely
even before
Asuna's
that
round,
nade comes
guys.
down. Because 100 Thieves is committing so
His
much
movement
to actually controlling
in
that
the
C
post
lane
plant.
with a flank coming down C long from Will. And Asuna, this is what I'm talking about, that moment right here. Diving in again after Derek as well. And Will just gets back in time to
Imagine
deny
his
the
heat
half.
map. Yup, Malab.
TP2.
Yup.
And again, a conversion on the pistol round for 100 Thieves.
See, I think Sentinels have gone for this because they're starting on defense. I think this is a conscious effort to start on defense and pile up the rounds.
Especially given the breach here from Shazam. But I'm not sure if that's actually a big concern. Given
Yes.
no duelist.
Runs and kills,
He was
average highs and
mentioning it on the
Dude,
Discord.
but you have to understand
He's
all of his
committing to,
decisions, PH,
you know, the triple
were
initiator
so
or
good.
Breeze on top of the set, but
Okay, they have C-long control
committing to
now.
no duelist in this
They
sense.
broke the
Maybe
trap,
a
so
problem
they've
here, I think,
given
for
them the
Sentinels.
cue that we are C-long.
No lie.
100 Thieves are leaning towards garage and C. You just saw Zelsis go down C long and clear out the alarm.
Very
I thought
weird.
there was a moment
This
where
entire
they
round is
committed
very
back
weird.
to
I don't
B,
agree
knowing
with
that they
this.
lost long control,
With
but
choices
it
of.
seems like they're committing to it.
Okay.
Perhaps
Yeah.
leaning on what should be the gun advantage. Shroud tucked behind the box.
Very weird.
Ultimately
This is-
falls. You see
Yeah.
the gun difference come out, but they've kept it close.
They've somehow managed to, you know,
Yeah.
salvage
I
the
think 100
situation.
Thieves
100
are
Thieves,
happy
but
here because,
very weird
yeah,
decision
They
making.
walked into a stack and they
You
come out
know
with
they
the
are
man advantage.
C-long.
Like,
Why would you
there's
go
no-
for
there's no
C
major
split?
traps that they
Not
thought
even
were
C split.
there.
A garage to C
So this could have been
rush,
way worse. In a
where
sense.
you have three
Obviously,
angles
you're
to
not
check
gonna
now.
losing anybody on this
3
end.
wide angles and like 5 small angles.
Swing out is clean.
That was very weird.
100 Thieves.
Maybe they thought all of them are C-long,
Very, very nice.
but
Way
even
to
then,
convert
like,
once they realize the
I
stack
don't
is
know.
there.
Very
And the
weird.
other thing too is it's kind of hard in a lot of instances to, at least in Valorant, to feel out these stacks given that you want to go for these dives from Asuna there. He satchels out, for example, of Garage. And at that point you're kind of committed. You can't really feel it out before
Nah.
anything happens. So
Nah. Nah.
here's the gun round for Sentinels.
Okay.
I'm really curious here. There's not really
That's a
many
slow
combinations
lineup
these
for Raylong.
at least to really
Okay.
punish
Spotted
on this
4
defensive
again.
side.
Good.
Maybe just to delay a little bit at the beginning of the round. here.
Aggressive A-shot smoke. Nice. Retaining control.
Any follow-ups are going to be so slow from Sentinels.
Oh, they spotted him again.
Position from tens. Will
Oh,
has to
well, you won't expect him. Yeah. That elevation wins
Clean out
him
from Tens, he
the
was
duel.
patient the entire time, able to deliver the blow. Meanwhile, the rest of 100 Thieves have worked their way.
But this is 100 Thieves can still salvage this big time.
For someone to pop out. Shaz is close by 2. He still has plenty of utility.
Yeah.
Flashes, after shots, everything.
Why did Dapper move away from Shazam? I will never understand this decision making from Sentinels here.
There's a wall up from Cellar to deny any other additional entry. It's just Tens who's up in heaven.
Oh my god, this is.
Playing close by 2.
I have been on the receiving end as a coach of this wall so many times, and this just hurts. Dapper positioning, yeah.
American Cellar both patiently waiting. You see the nade's going to keep him back. The paranoia. Tens falls from the heavens, and he's able to take Derek, drop him down with him as Tens gets 3. He's got a chance at 4. He gets 4. Ace on the other side of the smoke. No Dapper to steal it this time around, but it's Zelsis who actually does it. Shroud's going to get the defuse. Once again, off of Tens' heroics, Sentinels on the board.
I don't know,
That's got to
Mala.
be the fourth 4K.
That
for
is what
Tens
I'm
now,
asking
too.
Poor guy,
myself.
man.
But beautiful round from Tens. What did he do here?
Hey, those 4Ks look just as good, man.
That's true. That's true.
They look just as good. And this is, I really thought they were going to convert the bonus. Don't forget. I think Bang.
Why is there hiding when
Flash
Derek
his
is
teammate.
fighting?
That was Shroud's flash. Yeah, I mean, he's getting the assist for it, but that flash into dark was really, I mean, he was full blind when Tens drops, and that's where the momentum starts. Before that, we were asking, where is the way in?
Man, both teams seem like they're
Really
feeling the
can't play
pressure of the
super
third
aggressive
man
in that A lobby.
because their decision making is
This time,
just
but they will
so bad
punish
right
and
now.
lock up.
Note 2, Dapper had to use 2 Prowlers to clear out the garage.
Okay, they know someone is backside.
So he doesn't have
All this
more
util
power
dumping, they're
in this
falling
round.
back.
They put the
Pivoting
wall
from
into fake.
Pivot.
A to C split, nice.
Unless Shroud can do something about it, he tries spamming through, nothing's gonna land.
Okay, it's going to be a retake.
Straight up 5v5 for the site.
5v5 retake. What do they have? Zelsis has nothing. Shazam has a flash. Shroud has a flash with this ult. But Asuna is not affected. Very poor, man. Very poor from Sentinels. What is happening, guys? What are we doing?
They hold so strong there against the retake from Sentinels. That comes exactly how they expect. Although, obviously, you actually had Stellar way deep up, close towards spawn that he's falling back in.
Wow.
Yeah, but the only piece of utility here was Shroud's flash on top of that. Obviously, Shazam after using the Rolling Thunder, but there's nobody really diving. This is what I'm talking about. Anytime they set up any sort of utility to be able to punish, if there's not...
I'm speechless.
The close spacing that you need, or if they're coming from a different angle, if they're following it, there's no speed with it.
Nice times. First we find kills on the move.
Have to capitalize on it. Now you're going to see the Nightfall. They want to fight for this space, and they've got them split up.
Oh, they're leaving him.
You see the trail.
Nice.
No options for Will. They cut their losses and they rotate away.
Yeah, they just completely left Will there. That's actually pretty surprising given that there was those tells, but nice repush from Sentinels. It leaves the A side a little open.
I think that was almost a decent choice. They expected Will to sort of get one kill, but the KO Nate funneled him out.
By the time it arrived, so
again this wall, man.
Posted up in exactly the positions that they want. Very similar to what we saw previously. Stellar wall up to deny entry in from Link.
While this retake might look good for Sentinels right now, 100 Thieves is still flawless in these anti-ecos.
Oh, very good, man.
Flash that they were able to find space, and there it is. Territory out. Once again from heaven gets one. But Austin and Derek keep him back for now. 2v2 here as Bang tries to hold them.
Very expensive round.
Derek who does it at the end.
What is Tanks doing this? What a shot, Tanks.
So does that count as another clutch? Even though the last player wasn't dead and it was Bang who got credit, I mean, that's a little weird situation. It should. And, dude, this guy is insane. I mean, this one is a little bit of a gimme because obviously it was a 2 versus 2 realistically, but that will definitely count. And he's keeping his 38% clutch rate coming in this series, which is insane.
38% clutch rate.
So many. He can afford to not get one.
He's at 14 now.
Let's play.
And also, another 4v5 conversion. They're second so far.
Okay, Tanks
on
is
this map alone.
I like this sometimes. He's taking more initiative now, finally, on defense.
Able to take care of Dapper.
And the thing is, Will won't expect him.
They try to increase the pace from mid. 10's working his way down short. Doesn't pay off.
And this is where Sentinels gets tested the hardest, right? Their third map here, going the entire distance. A map that they haven't shown so far. Something that they had to have tried to be prepping within the 2 weeks that they had at boot camp. Now 3 weeks. But the biggest test yet on a map, again, they have not yet played. And I'm looking at the way that they're playing this mid-push.
And both teams don't look good, to be honest, on this map.
Already, potentially, not necessarily running out of ideas, but team losing faith in some of the plays that they should be making there.
Imagine dumping so much utility in a 5v3.
Use the Nightfall. Clear the way, not going to hit up on anyone. As you see, all members of Sentinels are tucked in garage.
No need to use the wall either there.
Lurk up through C long.
Once you use the ult, maybe he's worried about the spam, but he can always plan towards the left, right?
Do they go for this even? Are they just waiting for...
Shroud's super see as well.
Yeah, but there's a trip. He just used the smoke to get back sight, so maybe he can jump over it. No, he just clears it out. Zelsis on the tap. And we've seen this story before with Derek Wise to it, waiting for the layers behind. Zelsis gets gifted a second one as he spams through the smokes. But there's just not enough time. Damage was done, but 100 Thieves will get the round.
How can Shazam not check?
Falling back into Kaye.
Kaye.
5-1. And something to note too that is actually very, very scary if you're Sentinels. For a comp that is obviously
timeout, I guess.
And to be able to fight on these situations where they're taking the site, where they're executing the site. 100 Thieves has gotten to plant every round. every round.
And that is sort of their play, right?
That
Their
is a
comp is
scary
good.
sign if you're a Sentinels fan right now. Because if that trend continues, you're giving 100 Thieves their biggest advantage. Coming into this event, there were 75% win rates in the post-plant.
Yeah.
And that slightly decreased a little bit in their first two matches, but I think this match will bring them right back up to that average that we saw from them in stage 2.
Well, and to make matters worse, Paula, the fact that they're running a triple initiator comp, all of the tools that the initiators allow them, and they still have struggled at retaking sites back. So it's not even that they're just getting 100 Thieves into their cozy spots, but Sentinels aren't able to capitalize on the advantages that they should have off of their compositions.
Yeah. Well, we talk about the triple initiator comp, and this one's much different than the triple initiator on Ascent, right? They don't have the double dart, the double recon. And I'm wondering if that's a major factor. Again, they're adding a breach here, and there's nobody to follow up on that breach, except for like Shroud maybe can go for some TP plays mixed in with the
All 5 quartered.
But we're not
This
seeing
is the
any
time you push C. Nice Shroud. Nice.
That's the only dive they have.
Yeah. And speaking of that, he's
Smoke it off. Smoke it off. Smoke it off.
Smoke it out or clear it. See the rest of 100 Thieves barreling towards A. They've had so
Shout smoke it off.
just
Shazam
continues.
with us. That's average Shazam right now.
Slow in that reaction from Shazam, that shoulder.
Nah, man. Right now you're wasting time.
Austin to miss that kill. What a seize as well from Derek. Gets the information.
Asuna pushing forward, saddling, dropping right back, waits for the snow to land, and then Tens falls. Shroud's going to be on the flank, but by the time he shows up, the round's going to be over.
This was.
Although I think this is the round where he gets a kill.
I was really wondering if in, Fracture was a potential in this, and we already
Shroud Ankit jaisa.
whether or not 100 Thieves is going to start to trust their executes, because it looked so good in stage 2, but consistently they're going for a very mid-roundy style.
Staying at C1 for such a long time, he could have just smoked. I think someone is pointing that out to him. Someone is pointing that out that if you smoke towards the corner, you can still traverse it.
They really trust that idea.
Good,
and
good.
less so trust their executes, but more and more I'm thinking.
Come on, Shroud, get your first kill. Get some confidence.
Beautiful.
Spike going to go off. Shroud should get away with his life. Should preserve that Phantom into the next round. Sly little devil that he is. I have no idea where he is.
Sly little
So he
devil.
carries that in. The rest of Sentinels are going to buy up. They're going to have full armor. And they also have Shaz's Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
Keep them back for now.
Well, we saw how little
What is
impact
Shroud
they had
on
on
both
the
was
retake.
long?
To see that.
Sure, yeah.
Shroud and waits for.
And if they can actually
much
force
better.
Shazam
Yes,
to use it
that is a good call.
in a retake
But again,
scenario,
if you
and
show
not
3
a
people
trap
at one
play
side
scenario,
pushing, they'll just pivot and go
then
towards C.
things could
This
be
comp
really
is very
easy to
good.
handle.
This 100 comp
Also
is
note,
very good at pivoting.
Asuna, insane so far, 4-0 in these opening duels. He is punting. Ooh.
Look at Bang on the dive. We're looking for dive for moment. It's actually Bang who does it. He ults all the way up into heaven. The thing is, will the rest of his team be able to join him? Ooh, that hurts.
Beautiful
He did
play
exactly
from
what they
Bang.
needed, but the thing is, Sentinels is really
Now the
fast,
wall,
and all 5
yes,
players are going to be
done,
there before
very
the
done.
spike goes down. So there's definitely an opportunity for this breach ult to make massive impact.
They cleared out the wall that was put up by Stellar too. The smoke keeping Zelsis.
You have to first break the wall.
For now.
Okay, they've broken the wall.
They see some of that utility drop. There's a Rolling Thunder that we mentioned. Will's already fallen. The paranoia. As everyone's kind of hit up, Bang still down in hell, still keeping him back. How much more value can he find? It's a 3v3 on the site, turning into a 3v2. Derek and Bang still up, 64 HP. Crowd on the tap. They've lost control. Derek still playing on. Oh, and they all fall onto him all at once. Derek in a 1v2. It's a tale as old as time, but can Shroud win this one out? Gets it to half swings, and he does!
Thank you, Shroud, for putting down the Clutch King finally.
But
Maybe
Tens,
he
what
had
was
to take
that?
some Clutch King in his
Tens
own
with
right.
his heaven jumps are
He's the Reddit
beautiful.
King.
He's doing so much
That
work.
actually has been a matchup in the 1v1.
But that smoke was so good, right?
So finally Shroud puts it on the board for Sentinels. And just like before LCQ,
That's a
Shroud
good
is
thing.
the only hope here for Sentinels, at least in this round. That, again, actually, I'm surprised that Sentinels win that round. I think they went a little slow on that breach.
I think that wall was poor.
Shazam
I
had to
think you should.
reposition himself
I think
to
this is where
not
you
hit
should
his
do this one.
teammates, and that costed some
Doing
time.
this, you
Gave
should do
100
this
Thieves
one.
the opportunity to fall off site, and also commending that really
This one.
nice smoke from Bang.
Everyone
Solo down
laughing.
and dark that he could play for, that catches the players dropping out. Caught 10s, or almost caught 10s. 10s was waiting for quite some time. Caught somebody else.
Very effective either way.
Yeah, kind of anticipating the breach ult too. And we'll see now, 100 Thieves with a timeout when they have the lead. Wasn't a fan of this in their series against FaZe, but this one's a lot deeper into this. They definitely want to make this. They have the opportunity here, Doug, for sure, to make this a 10-2 half. I think that's what they're thinking. And if they do that, if they're able to convert that, you're looking at attack side with no duelists from Sentinels.
Yeah, that's dreadful to consider.
Looks like a 5-man
Fans of
rush.
Sentinels.
Hens has the op this time, though, and he's going to post up A long. But the problem with that is every single round so far, 100 Thieves has been 5-manning, and they're doing it again.
They 5-man their way with that showstopper into back C. The showstopper doesn't
Crowd
play
is
in the
back,
war
let's
zone.
go.
Now they can assume their post-plant positions. Asuna has a nade. Should be the only bit of post-plant utility they have to work with. Don't have an operator. Try to control that either, and that's why you see them. They're pretty tucked up here. They're not playing for long. They want to fight off of anything garage. Asuna, the sole player.
Oh, that is a good nade from Celsius.
100 Thieves continue to funnel out. Will gets one. Asuna still denying entry from backside. As Will touch Shroud commits to the teleport bait, drops him.
What does that touch from Shout?
A prime gaming flawless for 100 Thieves.
And the fact that 100 Thieves has the confidence to stay on site in the situation where Sentinels has a lot of utility, to fight back in that situation, a lot of flashes, definitely a lot of stun as well from Breach, is a
What
bad
does that
sign.
touch from Shout?
They're really understanding not only how they're using that utility, but also how to spread to counter it. And then they have the follow-up plan to fall back down C long, fall back on the flanks as well, with the way that they planted that spike.
Your Tour de Force come online. Look at that death ball in from Sentinels. It's a 4 stack this way. The smoke, the only thing that's keeping them at bay for now.
And he getting side very easily now,
They
yeah.
just have classics, right? I mean, this is going to be chaotic, but there's not enough to the punch. Asuna with 4. 10's on the other side of the map. He'll have a Tour de
Throwing,
Force.
not throwing, man. Don't think they have this map prepared much.
So good in these anti-ecos. Just patient is all. And the second ace for Asuna too. Started off with that beautiful mow down of a spray. Just a lawnmower. And then also the final kill. I mean, at least 100 Thieves gives him the ace in this case. Wow. What does that put him? 5-0 in first kills too?
Something.
He's feeling himself, man. This guy was top 5 in stats in ACS as well. The only player for 100 Thieves up there. And that was surprising for me, actually.
Confidence booster.
Given that he's playing.
Asuna doesn't need any confidence booster, man.
But this is going to push him way up. This series has been phenomenal from Asuna.
Man.
See that one way. Shroud spotting a little something. Asuna once again with the showstopper. I feel like he just had it, but he
Oh,
had it.
beautiful. Celsius, bhai. Man, Sentinels keep Celsius.
100 Thieves.
Asuna's underrated here.
Want to go about this?
Man, Sentinels, please do keep Celsius after this. Keep him for your franchise slot, man. Honestly.
They've invested a lot already.
Keep
They
him.
have to wait for potentially another smoke from Bang to come back online.
You see the pings on the minimap though. They do want to go this way. They have the Nightfall, the Paranoia too. Everything is hit up. A little bit of delay out from Garage. The knife there too.
Oh, the TP miss.
So far, no entrance. Yeah, the TP miss, and off of that, Bang falls. And Nightfall is traded back in kind. Now note, it's just Derek who's down long with the spike. They have to find some advantage. They have to find something to work within through Garage. And they haven't been able to do it yet. What a hold by Sentinels, man.
30 seconds. They can't even pivot back. Look at Tenz's position too. So they have to commit probably towards this A side. At least it's the biggest chance. Or they're going to be in for a surprise against Tens.
Eric not able to land the flick. It's the third time this run.
Oh, Will.
Knock on the door yet again, and Sentinels refuse to open it. They shut it in their face for the third time this round. C is not an option.
Nice one, Dapper. Nice one, Zelsis. Zelsis made this round, man.
Really, really good hold here.
In the half.
But that is way too late for them to get their first plant denial on this defensive side. And this is where Sentinels has been having a good success in this series, is these defensive sides. Against 100 Thieves, who have been weakened so far, what it looks like this LCQ on their attacks. And at the same time, too, eating into the bank from 100 Thieves. They still got such a good buy, and 2 ults, both the Res and the Omen ult. Meanwhile, nothing for Sentinels. Even a Bulldog on Shroud.
Yeah, they're hurting. Prowler clears out long.
Going for that play again.
As much as we saw A, this time 100 Thieves want to revisit C.
Great series.
Sentinels.
That was shooting peaks
First
there,
one goes
though.
down. How much more can they find? Shroud, the rest of them, they're all showing up. It's just him here.
Again,
It's a
beautiful
delay.
util
This is how
from
they found
Celsius.
success before. They try to rise, and they're doing it. They've already gotten 2. Celsius with the third on the round. Will dreams it out. Shroud backside. Will's left alone. Shroud with 3.
Celsius is the only person performing
C was not kind to 100 Thieves at the end
Keep
of the
that
half
good
ball.
man.
It was just not an 8-4 half. They carry that into the second one. We'll be right back.
Another 8-4 half. Shrewd, let's go. Oh man, very good maps so far, guys. Let us look at the likes. 60 guys, 69 likes nahi hue abhi tak. Come on, guys. Red Bull Campus, it's good. I think the format could be better. Can send comeback, definitely can. I think the Pakistani team is going to be the better one today. I don't know. Send us champs, please. We do not care. Wow, Rio, dank Rio. How the hell does Sentinels do anything on attack? I know how. A lot of util dumping. Lot of util dumping. And I think they sort of make Zelsis the duelist here. Does the job of the duelist. Godspeed Stones in 6K and predicting it right.
For the third time in this series, 100 Thieves carry a lead into the second half. And Ballo, you know, we've talked so much
in
about
terms of spacing
compositions.
and
Is there
initiative,
something here that you see that
Zelsis will be
maybe
the
unlock
duelist,
Sentinels
sort of the
without a
entry
duelist, without any real
player
drive on
here.
attack?
Well, I think coming into the
Attacking sided
LCQ,
one.
the
Wow.
first 2 matches that they had, I think they.
Why do you think
hot
it's
on
attack
these
sided
attack
clear?
sides.
Just because
It
we have
clearly
3
seems they're
sides
committing
here?
to this on multiple maps. I mean, on
I've
Breeze,
seen
for
this
example,
argument from many people.
both their series against Guard and Shopify definitely saw some good ideas put out. So potentially this could be something,
Dapper is
maybe a
entering
side that
first,
they
which
work
is
down
weird.
more, but us is all the way down mid.
Tense knows he's there too, and they even had a paranoia there just to make sure the kill
Yeah,
goes
they
their
should
way.
take CD control
They're
now.
fighting back sight here, though.
They are. Good.
And if Will and Derek aren't careful, they could really be caught out here. Prowler is just solid
I mean, look at the map. They just rotated around each other.
Shroud's
So
alone.
defenders who are coming in from the attacking side, and yeah, Shroud's the only one who's here on the site, and they have to be careful because 100 Thieves have reestablished back garage control. Zelsis is the only one who's going to be able to cut it off. And now with 47 HP, he's the only one who's going to be able
Beautiful
to
from 100 Thieves.
Another pistol in favor of 100 Thieves.
Beautiful from 100
That is now
Thieves.
5 out of all 6 of the pistols. 100 Thieves have been really good.
They read it like a
on
book. They
pistol
knew
rounds
Tess
in
was going to be the lurk.
LCQ so far, but
Which is,
this will
again,
put them
pistol
into
round,
the
I don't find any value in
level.
a chamber lurk.
And a reminder,
Go, pile up the
perfect
numbers,
anti-eco record
please.
as well for 100
Please don't
Thieves.
be a lurker,
And I
Andy.
honestly
Come
think
on.
that this anti-eco
But I
here,
mean,
this
it's not
eco intent
Tense's
from
fault.
Sentinels
It's
needs
more
to
like the play that
potentially
they
go for
decided.
force
It's a bad play
with the spike plant that they have.
for a team that have
They didn't get many
signed
kills
to
though, so
analysts and all. Like
it'd be hard for them to justify that.
that is a very bad call. If it's from the IGL and not from the set play, I mean it's yeah maybe possible, but if it's from the analyst or something, like if it's after analyzing all this, if it's a set call, that's very bad
Dream rising to the
for
top here
Sentinels.
for 100 Thieves. Sentinels have gotten the spike down. See the Prowler, you see the nade,
not
Paranoid, they try to keep it back,
possible
but so far manages to do that. But 100 Thieves showing they can do a bit of the same themselves. Chaz and
What?
Dapper alone. Austin.
Wow, Arsenal.
Oh, but Chaz once again finds himself outnumbered.
Smoked off.
Where is he hitting? Is no one marking the spike for it?
With the defuse. This does not look good for Sentinels fans.
Yeah, this might be the biggest lead we've seen at this point of the game.
This is
400
the biggest
Thieves.
lead. Yep.
And for
It was mine
majority,
five. Yeah,
outside
this is
of
the
obviously
biggest
the
lead.
fracture overtime, for the majority of the series, 100 Thieves has been, the people in the driving seat.
Dude,
With the
I don't know, man.
win that they had on
Guys, let's
Breeze
push
in
it to
dominant
75
fashion,
likes,
now
come on.
this half and the follow-up for them, they've got to be feeling very, very comfortable. And this isn't an attack side that they're ending on like we saw last week against FaZe, so. Mel's prediction of 2-1 100 Thieves might have been perfectly spot on.
She keeps calling things like that. We might need to bring it back.
One knob away from the art. Okay,
How do
Dapper.
they stop this bleeding?
And LCQ after watching after this. Yep,
This
definitely.
feels very reminiscent to the attack rounds that we saw from Sentinels on Breeze. Quiet.
Tomorrow there's Raki anyway, so tomorrow night I won't be doing.
And they strike.
I'll be doing the grand finals then after.
You need to be able to gain space
Hopefully,
like they're doing right now.
will have people.
Before being able to execute, because this
The
is
thing is,
where
it's
composition's
such late at
powers
night.
come from.
Most of the people are
When they
watching
come
from their
from the big
beds,
setup,
like
get
Malav said.
lineups
So
off.
it's sort of cruel to
Yeah,
ask them to
Derek,
come,
proactive with this haunt,
Nice.
and it goes off too. So I think that pinged 2 players.
Very well done. With the fault line in his face, he drops a Prowler.
Ooh.
And that's going to delay even longer.
Delay is
Can they-
good.
Yeah, can they find their way in though? Eric's still alive, still healthy, knows Elsis fixes that.
We're doing phase versus 100 team
And
match.
you've got Dapper who's waiting on the
I'll do
flank.
the grand
Second kill
finals.
doesn't go his way. It's Bang from a distance, gets one with the Ghost. Stellar and Will, 2-1s left alone. Now
Ooh.
Stellar's in a 1v4.
Yeah, man, there's
And it
still
just
hope for
doesn't go away.
Sentinels.
Sentinels with a great round.
Yeah, really, really well done. He's also swinging off of A as well to find Derek, who I think there was definitely a couple moments of overconfidence there from 100 Thieves. Derek thinks he can
Definitely.
take a lot there, but I think what he needs to do is actually survive long enough for that flank to become a problem for them that they have to deal with and take attention off of the sight hold. Then he can really come in and make some damage happen. So that's a start for Sentinels. 5 rounds now, they've got to do more. Will's got the op this time though. So how do they deal with even that?
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, they
boy.
could have got so punished there.
Yep.
And they still might. Look, the Prowler, the flash. Asta could also dive, potentially with a nade too. After contact.
Oh, Bang was looking away for the flash, and he turns it at just the right time, swings out and gets second. Now Chaz flashed up. Bang gets a third. On the round.
Beautiful from Bang.
I mean,
Win
what
this,
a
then
sales
anti-eco,
track for
then win
100 Thieves,
again,
man.
anti-eco, let's
And he
go.
escapes with his
Let's
knife.
go, Ima.
So well played.
Plus the heal too, coming in from Stellar, bringing it way back. And look at Will's position too. He actually,
Oh.
with the information he has right now, he should be taking a lot more space. Dapper gets the kill on the Stellar, and that isolates Bang. He's alone.
Will is so far away.
Beautiful recovery, Sentinel.
Dapper is going to get the spike down to note. Again, he has the op. Ten's looking for that angle. He's taking the height advantage. Is he going to be expecting it? No, Will is not. Sentinels get to
Convert the round.
Ten's with a really good read on Will's position at the end there. I think given the way that Bang was playing on the site, he puts his TP up top, which is exposed to both Heaven, both Spawn. And he just gambles for it and just takes down the flank from Will. 4-round gap now. And we started this with saying that 100 Thieves vs Sentinels is the first time they're playing. So I have to remind you as well, guys, this is the last time they're going to be playing this year in VCT as well.
Worth noting as we think about this round, 100 Thieves in these situations, they just have something about them. They win out these rounds with nothing to their name.
Still
Once
very
again,
much doable,
just
guys.
Marshall in the hands of Bang. Can they replicate that success? Or will Sentinels continue this comeback that they've started?
Did force the eco. So not many tools here for 100 Thieves. Looks like they want to set up a trap play here inside of Garage. But the position of Bang leads me to believe that they'll spring the trap before they can even go for it, because he's got the Marshal just posted up on window.
Late wall up from Stellar to deny entry into B, so they can turn their attention away from that and focus to where the rest of the hit is coming.
And Ten's not even breaking that. Asta's one off his ult here. One kill can change the round.
Rendezvous. First shot is clean. He teleports back to safety.
Nice.
Tens apply some pressure off of that. Sentinels.
Nice pivot.
And it's going to be a foot race to A.
Asta's timing here. There's a Vandal down long C if he's fast. But 100 Thieves is fast as well in this rotate. Derek, Will, and Stellar all here.
They've gotten here before them. And they made
14
the
seconds.
pistols work, though. Yeah, time is
Asta's here too.
Perhaps that's part of it. Derek with the Sheriff. He gets one. Asuna does as well. And there's the ult that you were looking for. It's a 1v1. And Dapper wins it out. Derek was there. But no magic this time.
Good pivot, good pivot after the tens.
That was so close.
Nice one,
And Asuna with the speed as well. I mean, 100 Thieves knew exactly what was happening after the rotate out of Garage. Great composure for Sentinels. Once they realized that Asuna was actually on the flank, he got that first kill. Still able to convert, even though it goes with a life. And then Dapper to take it against the Clutch Master himself.
Yeah.
And that was a fortunate spot, don't forget. Will got the first kill down long C.
Fault line there, we see that
Shroud.
vintage C's nade combo that we've just come to expect down into A main. And off of this, they do want to increase pace a little bit. They use that no command. You see the dive in, Rolling Thunder through as well. They're full committed to this. They've gotten at least enough of the site paved off that they can work their way in. Shroud making his way forward, but 100 Thieves keep him back for now. As Derek and Will give up nothing.
Beautiful.
That execute fell flat on its face.
And they invested a lot, man.
It feels like the exact same type of thing we were seeing from Sentinels on Fracture, right? Where you would see them get so much space, you'd see them go into this fast potential execute.
Still not GG.
And then they
They'll
just
still
don't
come back
follow
from
up
here.
on
If they
right?
beat,
That time they're
if they win
taking
this
long
round,
fast.
they push the 100 Thieves into another eco, which is sort of 9-11 scoreline. And then you have to win 2 buy
They
rounds.
even actually got 100 Thieves to rotate
You
onto
have to
the
win the
side.
9-11 buy round, right? Round number 21, and then round number
Stick into that.
23
Here's
or
the
4.
TP from Shroud. Making some distance.
Committed. Oh, but he's already been spammed through, yeah. 43 HP.
Oh,
happy
he
to
missed the
give up.
one-way too.
Well, they're happy to give up some of the space, knowing that you have advantages. 27 HP now as he checks out.
Still got one there, yeah.
Work his way up.
Oh, Tense fell off the box too. Will was not watching there.
Note, Derek has his Nightfall too. And there it is. They
Oh,
drop it.
nice. 4-10.
Tens winning out that duel. Well done with the Vandal. Do they continue to push
No.
forward? Yes, Derek from up top. Asuna does as well. The drop down as Shroud falls. Another clean round from 100 Thieves.
No, 10.
That might be it. That might be the final whimper here for Sentinels, because they got the spike down, but 2 rounds in a row, this retake is solid from 100 Thieves, and they're causing problems in every single round of these attack rounds, even when Sentinels is putting them on the board. I think about the round where Asuna flanked, and the money situation is just awful as well for Sentinels. They're going to be cobbling together a buy.
Still can come back from 12-7, guys. You never know.
And I don't see the answers.
No,
I don't see the answers, especially now that they've used so many of their ults.
69 likes up there, guys.
Meanwhile,
can we do 75?
I'm pretty sure Will
Good
still
ending.
he might have used it just that last round. Stellar's
Potential.
Rez potentially going to be coming up soon. Asuna probably has another showstopper at this point, let's be honest.
No money, go. The best.
You're right. The answers are not plentiful, and Sentinels call a timeout to try to find a diamond in the rough. Because this very well could be the last timeout that we see them call all year.
Yep. And the crazy thing is, too,
Ooh,
with the
good
shift
casting.
that they've gone for, which I fully agree with.
7-5
But they
runs
can't
in a
even
row.
reach
Still
deep
doable,
into
man.
the,
Not watching the
old
season match.
playbook,
Maybe,
the
maybe
old,
not. Roger,
really
I don't
easy
know.
strats that they can run that get them
Let's
easy
see.
rounds like the classic C split, because they don't have the
Tense go
Sofa.
kill.
Well, they can still do that one. And he has had a good series, so potentially that's what you need. Dapper kind of falling a little bit in consistency, but
Oh, look at the buy.
yeah, it's
bad.
it's not horrendous.
Just go for a
There's
B
two
rush.
rifles here. And I'm not
You've
saying
not
that
gone
one
for a
isn't
B
good,
execute
so-
so far. Sentinels.
Also, there's only one Phantom on the side of 100 Thieves, so those light armors don't matter as much as you would think.
Cool. Good
Gonna work their
casting
way
again.
into B.
Nice. What he pointed out was very
Alright,
good.
he's gonna work with
Sentinels.
the paranoia,
Nice.
tries to go backside.
Beautiful
They found
tens.
Jupiter and tens. It very well may be tens go kill, as he's already gotten 2 on the round. They have full garage control, and they're going to turn their attention over to C. The thing is, you've left Will here, and Will's got an op. The first swing out.
Nice, Dapper.
Very well done. Info gathered, utility used. The op shot's not going to land as tens is
Good
going to
tens.
Planted.
4v2 here. Sentinels with firm control of everything. 100 Thieves have plenty of money, so perhaps they go for it anyway and try to put him away now. But it's a really nice setup. The thing is, you would be expecting is
Nice.
this exactly where Zelsis was before, and it doesn't seem to matter. Derek dropped Stellar in a 1v4.
I was going to say Derek's alive, so there's a potential. This is, I mean, Tens just walked into garage while the B pressure was coming. He caught that rotate, much like some of the
Still
stuff that they were
tense.
doing
Still
on
tense.
at least
Stellar.
and it's another 4K from him.
Is that the
He's
4K?
This is huge for Sentinels now. Because if 10 gets going
He's
again,
definitely had 2 this map.
it's possible.
All right, and that was a great reaction as well from Dapper. I was worried because he didn't have a prowler that he wasn't going to worry about the long C angle.
I think
which
the
they didn't come
biggest
through, so you always have
takeaway
to be
from
concerned
this
about that, especially when you go for that.
entire LCQ for Sentinels is
split.
that
But okay,
they've
hey,
seen
they've
now that
stabilized a
tens
little
can
bit, especially
work outside of
economically. They survived
just
with a lot of
jet or
weapons.
something.
They still
for,
have the op for tens.
And I wonder how they do
That
this.
is very good in the long term,
Tens also
or in
has-
franchising at least.
Shroud rocking.
Find you.
Yeah, it worked.
And Dapper has
And
his
that is a signature move sort of when he does that a
gets
lot.
them in.
Shaz is underperformed. Shaz is underperformed all
They
tournament.
have to deal with
I think
Sentinels
this
have no space
days
right
as a pro, definitely numbered.
against the match
Should
point
do
of 100 Thieves.
move to content creation
This
now.
is it.
This is it again. I mean, Sentinels were just in this position, and they were able to make magic happen.
This is a tough off angle to deal with as well, and Bang has the potential to follow up the flashing and fighting.
Especially we are going to see a lot of imports
That's a
into
great way to take
franchising
space here for Sentinels.
from other regions.
Plus
I
the
don't think
Nightfall.
Shazam will be able to
Finally,
keep
some
up with
ults
it.
coming online, but they're not committing to the space. They're walking into a 3-person stack here from 100 Thieves, and they've got a high-low setup as well.
And Austin was 1 point away from having the showstopper.
Oh, this is disastrous.
No, feels
This
like
could be it for
lower.
Sentinels.
Does it all
30
end with a
seconds
bang?
Face your
Oh,
fear.
they're all here. There's the Nightfall. No doubts about where the hit's coming from now. The Prowler, as they try to deny Shroud, trying to go aggressive. There's Osino with the showstopper, not landing anything. But Tens with the op plucks him. 4v4 here as Derek tries to stay backside. 13 seconds left. The spike's not planted yet. Still on the swing. A 1-for-1. Bang in a 1v2 to put Sentinels away. Time not on their side. They've got to deal with them. They've got to get the kill. Unreal that it goes down to that.
Just barely.
Or the, what, 5 seconds left?
And they were both there as well. So Bang had the opportunity to really, really delay that. That was so close. Thank goodness. Shazam's able to close that out. Asta gets the first kill. This is where it could have gone completely terrible. Look, they're in a slow as well before Asta falls.
10 seconds left. A.
So they were all backing up before that. Bang with the opportunity to close that out. Imagine that goes the other way. Imagine he takes the Shazam fight first.
Let's play.
And now the economy for 100 Thieves is broken. A judge. And that's it.
They're going into it though. Bang is here with the judge.
Oh, but it's from so far away. But Asuna! Again, the utility's so good. The frenzy in the nade gives him the numbers advantage. And Stellar does it with the Sheriff. It's all down onto Zelsis in a 1v2. 1 HP. Can he do it? The spam not going to land. A Prowler on the other side, waiting to see if someone's going to swing him a garage. And no challenge yet.
Oh!
This gets the Red Bull clutch. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
1 HP, Bala. 1.
He's a monster.
I thought that was it.
It was it, Doug. It was it. Oh
my gosh.
The problem for us here, the problem for Sentinels, if they want to extend this game a little longer, is that was against an eco. That was, I mean, every round from now on, even if they break the money again for 100 Thieves.
Sentinels don't care if it was against an eco or what. They have to treat every round as the last round.
They've won so many eco rounds.
I don't even know anymore, man.
Scally.
And Sean Garrett's the guy who calls a timeout. I think my feeling so far is actually throughout the series, outside of Breeze, the timeouts have been more favored towards Sentinels, surprisingly. I'm just remembering Fracture, for example. That's what started that Sentinels comeback after the 6-0 lead from 100.
This is 1 HP,
They're gonna need the buff again.
And the stakes.
In a bad way.
VJ and the stakes.
Dapper and Shroud. Celsius has his ult. Shaz 1 point away from his.
Oh, man.
Definitely a good time to discuss, right? This is 100 Thieves' best chance to close this out economically. And they have a great opportunity to talk about how they want to deal with the ult from Kale. Look, they're going to walk down. Asna's already set up to walk down mid.
Okay, beautiful. This is a good 100 Thieves stall.
This is the first time we've seen this smoke.
This is a good 100 Thieves stall.
Asna's been the hot hand. The paranoia is there. And that was the one that wasn't flashed out. They're going to continue to take this fight. The no command comes through as Asna's still healthy. Now throws it in reverse. Gives the space back. Dapper going hunting. They
now go see, guys. Go see. Let's go.
Great spam from Stellar as well to save Asna here. There's a wall along C, so they're locked into this position. They've got the Nightfall from Derek too that they've got to deal with.
This feels like a Sentinels round.
They're using it to re-clear mid.
Nah, man.
They're going for the res here. Stellar can bring back Bang, and they could get a smoke here so that they can't play for the long C. But Shroud is here to punish.
Something about it, yes. He drops Bang. Now the paranoia to dissuade anyone from chasing.
Shroud, man.
The wall's been cleared out, so now they have room to work with you. No nade out from Zelsis. They're going to have to hold this. They're going to have to fight. Can they keep the season alive for one more round? Numbers advantage goes their way. 10s with 2 on them.
Save
Son of a gun, they've done it again.
All rounds.
I liked what you did with B. With A, I did not particularly like it.
24.
I think you're leaving this
and that
extremity.
Was, again, remember, Asna pushed down mid in their round, and he escaped with his
them
life.
With,
yes, Bang fell.
Sort of like a chamber push here.
But they really put some, I mean, they punished Shazam, although...
And the rest would remain the same.
Oh, they didn't even need Shazam on the execute because they went for that fast play. C was open. Now Shazam has the ult. They didn't have a timeout to discuss this time, and Asna is literally on to both Will and Asna. Oh my goodness. They might have actually put him in the best situation possible, but remember, 100 Thieves have been ecoing them left and right throughout the series.
heavy stack, a 4-stack C from 100 Thieves. And that's where Sentinels have found all of their success recently.
It's interesting to go for gambles on Haven. Sentinels doing the exact right thing. Put some doubt into the stack by breaking that trip. Oh, and that was an insta-cancel. Did he even see? I think he was actually worried about them pushing into garage at that point, so he had to come back to Asuna.
Don't go Steve, please. I think they're going to go A. Look at their intent.
I mean, nothing to be heard from the side of 100 Thieves. They're steady. They don't move at all, waiting for Sentinels to be the first one to make a move. And that move is towards A.
Remember, last time Sentinels went towards A, they were walking into a 3-man stack. This time, they've made the right decision. We can see it.
It is in
we
the
can see
Derek,
it.
who can often be a 3-man stack himself. But this time, the Rolling Thunder, the knife, the fault line, everything, they've gotten in.
It's a 3-man flank.
It's a trademark from Tens to keep the flank out of the way. But there's a 3-stack. Are you expecting that much? I don't think they are.
Oh, they're in the slow though, and the flash could really do some damage.
Shroud with the paranoia, and you see him, he repositions.
Set up.
The nade in his left. Is there any other way for him to get out? It goes back and forth. Shroud on the swing, no, Bang drops him. 4v3 in favor of 100 Thieves. Spike planted, and they're not done yet. Zelz is still healthy. So many targets before him, and Shaz and Dapper to keep it back, and no! They're gonna get the defuse. 100 Thieves live to fight another day.
And they take down the monsters of Cloud. Unfortunately for Sentinels, they're gone, their season over, but 100 Thieves moves on to fight another day. One more round to play against the winner of Cloud9 and NRG, and they held on. I mean, one of the biggest things we were wondering about 100 Thieves was, are they going to be able to have resilience against a team like Sentinels, who consistently has that resilience in spades on the other side? And we saw it fail against FaZe. This week so far, it has not failed. Their confidence is at another level. They look really, really strong in those situations.
Dude, for them to work through their demons that were still residual from the FaZe match on Ascent, the second half collapse that we've talked about so much, the fact that they carried a lead and they were on map point on Fracture, map 1 of this series, which feels like a week ago, by the way, also falls apart, and they could feel it bubbling, right? Like, Sentinels were putting this thing together. There was an opportunity, a very real opportunity, for there to be deja vu all over again. But they slammed the door when they need to most. What a performance out from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it was super nice. But on the Sentinel side, I think definitely it impressed a lot of people. And I think this series specifically, again, is going to be one of those that's like, oh yeah. I mean, they started off against the Guard and they were like, holy crap, like this is actually, you know, this isn't just a bug. Like they're actually playing this like a serious team, even more so than the team that we saw in stage 2. And then the second game, it's like, wow, Shroud's actually good at this game. That's crazy. And then the third game here, and they put up against 100 Thieves. I think a lot of people were doubting potentially, you know, the strength of their opponents up to now, but this was definitely a formidable opponent, and they played well. I mean, they took them down to the
at least it saved my money.
I know the rest of you at home are sweating too. Let's grab a break, grab some water. We'll have the deaths break down that series again. 100 Thieves survive the heavyweight slugfest against Sentinels, and they move on to the next round. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Guys, 75 likes. Okay, I think we'll end it here. 75 likes. Zelsis, man, you played so well that Cloud found Zelsis. Oh, you wanna sleep? Yeah, most likely going to sleep. Most likely. Let let's look at the schedule. So today is the 12th. Okay. 13th. 13th mostly Rakhi, so cannot. We'll do 14th and 15th. Yes. We'll do the lower finals and the grand finals. Lower finals likely to be 100 Thieves versus the Guard or Face Clan. It was beautiful. Yeah, Pirago, it was a beautiful match, guys. It's 75 likes. Come on, let us end on a slight high. 75 likes. Come on, 4 more likes, guys. Let's reach 75 likes for this entire series. I think it deserves that.
Big man thing, yeah. It's not looking.
Bye, GG, sweet dreams, sweet dreams. Any prediction for TC LAN? Yeah, man. I think I'll be streaming tomorrow late at night. As soon as the TC LAN finishes. Okay, let's quickly go over the TC LAN. It shows 12 o'clock. I don't think the match is going to start at 12 o'clock. Mostly going to be 3 and 6. So we'll start as soon as the 6 o'clock game ends, and we'll recap this entire thing. We'll talk about 13th August, the matches for 13th August, and then we'll talk about then tomorrow, like we'll talk about 14th August and the matches that happened. So anything you want to order college, good night, guys. Good night, Raghu. Thank you for visiting, guys. Thank you, everyone. Guys, can we do 75 likes? Come on. Come on, guys. 4 more likes. Okay. But apart from this, I think we'll do this recaps tomorrow, right? So please, if you want a certain round or a map sort of summarized or reviewed, do write it down and tell me in the chat tomorrow, live, right? And we'll go through those maps. Orangutan Enigma, very straightforward. I think Enigma is going to win this. Yeah. Velocity Revenant, I think Velocity are going to win this. Velocity, is there a pick him? No, there's not. So Enigma, Velocity, I think Velocity going to win that. Orangutan Revenant, very tough. Can't choose between the two. Maybe Revenant here, yes. And Revenant versus Enigma, I think Enigma wins. Velocity, Enigma finals. I think Velocity wins this tournament, honestly. But yeah, that's my prediction, guys.
And then it looked like they were going to be able to pull things all the way to OT.
Yeah, that Zelta's clutch is.
How much time have you streamed? Streamed for 3 hours.
Surely all you got to do is fart on the guy and he'll die. That's all you have to do. Derek's full health, Stellar obviously a little
guys, with this,
but they chop off the right side and then line.
We will pin the view, right? Please make sure you like the stream and OG will be eliminated. Yep, I also think so. I also think it's the same, Soumya. Let's see though. OG are a team that can perform out of their depth. So it'll be interesting to see how they do, how they manage that. But yeah. So thank you guys for visiting the stream. It was lovely. Damn. Even though it's so late at night, I know you guys cannot join me here, but still you guys came out. It's a lot. Thank you guys for coming out and visiting the stream, even though it's so late at night. And yeah, we'll be doing the lower finals and the grand finals. Be on the lookout for that, and also we'll be covering TEC regularly starting tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that as well. Right? With that, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys soon. Tomorrow with TC content. But yeah. Bye. Good morning, weather. Good morning. Now also, hey man, Sentinel saved my money. I don't have to give away the River to bundle anymore. Yeah. Good night, guys. Thank you for visiting. Yeah. See you tomorrow. See you.